Say what? Say what? What? Say what?
Greetings and welcome to the 1/6 Scale Man proudly presents Say What. You know what time it is. As always, we have some great folks. We have a great panel tonight. We have some great discussions ahead, and we do have a special guest. He will be arriving shortly, so we just decided to kick off the show, you know, with some of the other topics. But I want to bring in the usual suspects. You know them. You love them all. I mean, what can I say about this group? Like, everybody in here is just super amazing, as they always are. How you doing, fellas?
Doing good.
Dude, doing great.
You doing great?
Not bad. Screw you, Will. You had to one up me.
Yeah.
I'm good. You're great.
That's what I'm here for, Brennan. There's two ball guys. We got to establish a hierarchy.
Wow. We've just begun, and it has already begun.
And it's
no way you're on top of that food chain. I'm telling you right now.
Just begun, and it's already started. Already. But hey, man, Brendan, how's your day, bro? What did you do today?
It's been good actually. I was just playing around a little bit because I got a new diopter set in, which people who aren't in film and video, diopter is like a kind of an attachment you can put on your lenses, so it reduces the minimum focal distance so that you can get a lot closer and do like macro kind of shots. So I use them for like documentary and wedding stuff, and but today I decided to use them to take some extreme close-ups of some really good head sculpts, like the Joker, '89 Joker. So I threw that up in the groups earlier today, and then just like Krennic, and what else did I do? Venom, actually, again, just because he's so awesome, and when you can see like the discoloration and the detail on the teeth and the tongue, like it's creepy good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I pretty much just kind of did that, you know, after I wrapped up client work and stuff. I just kind of screwed around with that for a little bit today. So yeah, it's pretty chill.
Cool. Will, my man, my mellow, bro, how you doing, man?
Dude, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me as always, man. Super happy to be here. It's a blast. You know, two good things happened to me today. One, I got a third-party figure I actually liked.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah. And Brendan, you're gonna like this even more. It's Joel from Last of Us 2.
Oh, I saw that on your story.
Okay.
But he didn't have the head.
He's not accurate.
You guys, how could you bring up that traumatic experience for me? It's so terrible.
It was traumatic for me too, Will. I was like, what?
See, Justin gets it. I don't know if Brendan gets it, but Justin does.
I loved the character of Joel, but you know, he had to fucking go.
All right, well, whatever you say. But nonetheless, the figure is fantastic. So the figure is
fantastic. It did look good. Who makes it?
CC Toys. I have the originals, Joel and Ellie from the first game too, and this one. And Justin's got the clicker already. Mine's on the way. Should be here soon.
And I do.
So
he's
and
gross.
I know. Yeah, he's gross, but he's awesome. He's awesome. And then Ellie comes out, I think, at the end of the month. And I also purchased, probably, I was going to get this figure anyway, but Justin's review definitely helped. 3-0 Jaime Lannister from season 7. Okay. So Game of Thrones. I love Jaime. I had to get that figure. And that's one of the sculpts I feel like 3-0 has done right. Like, there's some ones that they've really hit and some that they've really missed. And I feel like this one was a hit. So, yeah, so I'm excited to get that one. And, waiting on everything that's been delayed. So we're going to find out what that is tonight. So like the rest of us, we're just waiting on. And Venom is still in the back of my mind. They moved the movie up 2 weeks. So we're going to.
You got to put it in the front of your mind, Will.
That's a good point, Justin, but that's a good point.
You really need
maybe
to.
I can just.
My sincere hope is that you wait until the film comes out and then everyone else has done the same thing and he sells out and you can't get him.
No, you don't.
Punished. You are punished for having this. I will wait and see if they're going to do the spider logo because
it's never.
I am 1,000%
never going to happen. I'll buy Brendan's. Brendan will sell me his. Yeah,
absolutely. 1,000%. All the people that are bitching right now, but no spider logo. I want it to sell out, and then I want them to cry because they can't get it for retail.
I'm looking for a reasonable price on Venom.
Please don't buy it. Everyone don't buy it, and then all the people who do buy it will make it
the
so
retail
much
price is a reasonable price.
You know,
we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, boys.
What was the second good thing, bro?
That was it. Yeah, Jamie. Yeah.
So it was Jamie Lannister,
Yeah,
and you said
Joel.
you got Joel, right?
Yeah.
You know, if
exactly.
you want to expand your Game of Thrones collection, you just go to the supermarket, you get a grape, and then you just squish it, and then put it right next to, and it'll be Pedro Pascal's.
That's basically what
character.
happened to season 8. So sounds about right. But yeah, and I'm also, you guys know I'm getting the Prime 1 Game of Thrones, Night King and John. So
Dude, when is
Yeah.
Prime 1 gonna finally reveal the stuff they're doing for Naughty Dog?
probably next year. I think they said next year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I don't know if you saw,
impatient.
Justin, they're doing Uncharted and they're doing Last of Us. Last of Us 1 and 2.
I'm
So-
still waiting for 89 Batman that they teased ages ago, and Golden Armor Wonder Woman that they showed a picture of, but then they never
Yes.
made her.
Yeah.
So are they or are they not?
They
'Cause
should
a
be.
1/3 scale 89 Batman. Oh,
Oh yeah.
he's still.
Meanwhile,
my
today
heart.
they announced War for Cybertron Optimus.
I saw that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Transformers guy. I mean,
Eh.
I like some of them, but
It looks cool, but I'm getting the 3.0 premium scale when that comes out from Bumblebee. So
More
I'm,
than good
I'm
enough.
much more psyched with that.
yeah.
Okay.
So, and you guys will be in some live unboxings for Prime 1 stuff coming up. So,
Hey,
you know.
Well, let's go. Justin, how was your day, man? Or actually, no. How was your morning, bro?
Thank you for asking. I actually only just woke up because I was up until 4 a.m. last night filming stuff, but also answering comments on this big boy. So I was
Okay.
up relatively late, so I got up at a nice leisurely awakening at 10 a.m. Still not ideal. It would have been better if it was a 1 p.m., but
Yeah.
we do what we must.
We do what we
Either
have
way,
to do.
yeah, we'll hopefully be answering questions on this beefy boy because
Yes.
I freaking
Yes.
love it. It's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes.
But other than that, yeah, I filmed a whole bunch of stuff yesterday, so hopefully y'all will be seeing that soon. And I have some super secret, top secret information from our regularly reliable source in Hong Kong about what is coming out next.
See.
So
and
I won't reveal it just
that's-
yet. I won't reveal it just yet.
Okay.
But
So we're
we got it.
but we will get it revealed tonight. So we
Oh,
will get
yes.
we will get
Oh,
it revealed from you, and it is something. I hope now, without you even telling me, I hope to
Yep.
God it is something that I will be happy with.
It is.
I
It is.
swear
is,
it better
yeah.
be.
I guarantee you it is.
It
You'll
definitely
be
is,
so
Leo.
happy.
I know all about what you like,
And you know what?
you're gonna like.
You know
this.
what? It's
Okay.
not one. It's not one figure. It's two.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, you're
See
gonna be
now,
happy. You're gonna be
okay,
happy.
you guys out there, you listen. This is why you're here, because you get the exclusives. I may not
Damn
give
right.
you everything else, but I'm giving you the exclusives tonight on this show. So you got to be happy you're here. So speaking of which, we're going to address the chat. Now, there's one name, Justin, I'm going to need your assistance with, because you do it hell of a lot better than I would. So I'm not even going to try to do it and embarrass myself anyway. We got Mike Fiello in here. We got Emmanuel was it Padres? Paredes or Padres? I believe.
Paredes.
Paredes. We got Tobar in the building. We got let's see here, Emmanuel. Let's see here, Brian Hepburn, Max Geekdom in the building. How you doing? We got Frogman, Doc Smizzles in the building all day, every day. Lynch Design, Emilio Lopez. We got Gabriel Munez. Let's see who else we got. My man Max, love Max. Linda's in the building. Simon. As always, WILLFOXIFICATION. We got Philip the Fool. We got Brian Hepburn. We got Boogie Manny. How you doing, man? Hey, Manny, just for you, bro. In a few minutes, I'm going to play the intro again, because Manny is the guy. Boogie Manny is the one who actually created the actual intro. He created the logo. So shout out to Manny on the new look of the page. Like, the new look is strictly from Manny. So Manny, thank you for that. Lynch Design in the building. We got, let's see here, Bob Dylan in the building. Now, you know what?
Hey.
Bob actually created, and speaking of which, before we actually begin, because we have it behind scenes, actually, I'm going to go further. I'm gonna finish up with this really quick. We got, there's that Toy Box. We got 6 Scale Mafia in the building. What's going on? Let's see here. Linda, already got past that. Hey, Latoya, my baby, she's in the building. William Owens in the building. Let's see here. I was trying to get to the name because you know what, Brandon? Here it is. Justin, you do it so well. Can you please say who this is? Please. Yes. That's what we got in the building right
I
now.
tried to do it too, Leal, and I failed miserably.
We got Big Collector. We got everybody in the building. It's nice to have you guys here for the show as we got some juicy news coming up. And my special guest has arrived. He is the one and only, the fabulous. Now, this guy is the viceroy of nostalgia. He's so smooth. I'm going to tell you, listen. This guy is so smooth, his hair combs itself. That's how smooth he is. Like, he is just an incredible guy. I love him. I've been, listen, Robservation is one of my favorite shows. Who do we have? None other than my man, Robert MEYER BURNETT. What is going on with you, guy?
Okay, what was going on was I was just watching Justin's review of Iron Patriot, and I realized, holy crap, I'm late for the stream.
Because you got so submersed in it.
So
I
it's
had
my
to change
fault.
my
So
pants.
it's my
You know what I'm
fault.
saying? I mean, I got a little. I was his review.
It's a ringing endorsement if I've ever heard one.
It was jizz-worthy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my God.
I do now.
You know what's really funny? I wasn't like we were worried. Like I was worried because we'd seen. Here's what I need to hear. I need to hear Chonky Boy. If I hear the word Chonky Boy, I'm like, bruh,
You're
that's
all
the figure
in.
I need.
You're all in.
Yeah.
First of all, if you're not looking at Justin's collections reviews, if you're not watching his reviews, even if you don't collect figures, if you watch his reviews, he will put a smile on your face. He will make you realize all is right with the world. Because I was like, I got immersed. I'm like, oh my God, it's past 6:30 or 15. What the heck?
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll take.
Oh,
the blame.
no.
Hey,
The only
don't
thing
be
I'm
sorry, bro.
About is I've already paid that off, and I have to wait 3 months because I live in America.
Right? Mm-hmm. See?
It's gonna be
Well,
so
you don't
worth
have
it, though. It's so worth it.
Wow, rub it in, man. Rub it in some more. I actually, I
You know
rubbed
all
one
that
out.
stuff
You rub
about
it in. You
Shang-Chi?
rub it in. So,
Oh, that's true. The Shang-Chi
About
stuff.
Shang-Chi.
just saying.
Oh, look at him, bro. He's so good.
Wait a minute.
That's actually
Well
fair.
played. Well played.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whale's like,
okay.
what did Rob just say? What did he say?
I hope
Y'all
so. I
already
hope,
broke Leal. We're like 5 minutes in.
I hope
No,
someone
really
is
just-
like
oh,
watching with like YouTube's like auto-generated captions
Yo.
and just clips that like right at the bottom of it.
By the way, can I just say, even the graphics here are amazing. I mean, the sun is setting. I feel like I'm in a tropical environment.
Man.
I mean, I should have a Mai Tai in my hand instead
Listen.
of just ginger Zevia.
Exactly. I told Justin, I said this new look is inspired by his channel and his music. That intro 80s music, the 80s video game laid back, like it reminds me, it just
You're
feels so
saying Miami Vice vibes right
You're
now.
yet
Exactly.
another YouTuber that copies Justin's vibe. That's what you're saying.
yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay.
I just didn't copy his music. That's the only thing.
This is different. It's different. I'm just saying.
Yes,
Because there's so many wannabe YouTubers who want to step up to the king.
Yeah.
But, you're different. It's good.
I'm never going to challenge the king. We can't do that. Just like I would never.
I don't accept the title. I'm just. I'll just be just.
Just like I would never challenge the Viceroy of nostalgia, baby.
Hey.
I would
All right,
never
all right.
do that.
Okay, all right. Let's stop jerking each other
Look
off.
what was on my door. Look what was on my doorstep.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That was
what
my.
do
That
we
was
got
my.
here?
That was my address. There you go.
It's on the internet.
Cyclops.
shit.
Cyclops.
Oh, nice.
Well,
Hey, that's
Yes.
a fantastic figure, by the way.
know,
Yes,
right?
yes. Now,
I-
which version did you get? The deluxe version with the
I
leather
got
jacket?
the X-Men 1 Jim Lee classic, not the astonishing.
Okay, so with the Jim Lee Classic, did you get the deluxe with the leather jacket?
Oh man, probably not. Damn it.
No, the standard actually comes with the leather jacket. The deluxe has
Comes
the
with the
alternate.
The
X-Men
I
jacket.
beam. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
So he'll have the jacket.
So you'll
but
have the
I
leather
missed out on the
jacket.
visor.
Okay.
I don't
pissed that
display
missed
it
out
with
on
the leather jacket though. I opted
do.
for just the.
I had to do it. with the
It's
jacket.
cool, but Cyclops, just as growing up as a kid, was like one of my favorite characters in the X-Men, and I just wanted that iconic, just
Classic.
No, I have to
gold.
have the leather jacket.
Yes, I have to do the leather jacket. That's just the way I have him displayed in the cabin. He's right next to Wolverine fighting Magneto. I needed to have that look.
Badass.
Magneto is phenomenal. Like
Yeah, he
that
is.
one is
Yes, he
Magneto
is.
is beautiful.
Yes.
By the way,
Literally,
Well, I don't even know.
I would say it's
whatever they had left.
If you're,
Literally the only thing that I don't like about the Magneto one is the like lines on the like the outside of the fabric, like those kind of raised or not seam lines, those like
yes, baby.
whatever
Yes.
lines they are that run through.
Oh yes, the panel line,
Yeah.
unnecessary panel lines. Yeah.
Completely
yeah,
unnecessary because otherwise I love the figure. The sculpt is gorgeous. I absolutely love it.
Great.
Yeah.
I will say that, and I don't pay them compliments often, but the I love the art boxes for that line of
Yeah, they're
X-Men.
good.
Mhm.
They're real
With that, the classic
Yeah.
comic book wrapping.
Classic
on them,
comics
like,
with the
absolutely
wrapping
love it.
around it.
Yeah,
I do
this is
love
really
it.
cool. I love this.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe I can
By
have
the
him
way-
fly my the Millennium Falcon.
Definitely.
Excellent.
Hey, so Justin, you
Uh,
have, and this is one I wanted to actually bring up. I want to bring it closer because I wanted to see because the height.
Oh, I'm full screen.
Wrong guy.
Not
Wrong
Will.
guy. Wrong
Yes.
Here we go.
Put my pretty face on.
guy. That was rough.
So
okay, we
I've got
recovered.
something. See if I got something flat so I can show you the height. So they are pretty much exactly the same height. Iron Patriot has like a couple of millimeters on Mark 85, but but if you wanted to, if you were so inclined, you could drop down the hips maybe 1 or 2 clicks,
Dude's got
and
some
then now
traps.
he is
And now you get the height.
quite a lot taller. And even if you wanted to, you can go even a little bit further.
But that's kind
we
of
go.
how he would be unless his feet were significantly larger. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
but
about
they
how-
are huge. Like his hands and his feet compared to 85, like
Wow.
Yeah,
By the
it's
way,
a
I
lot
really
bigger.
was watching your review.
Jesus.
Do you like your review is incredibly enthusiastic?
yes.
I'm looking at you play with it right now, and I can't even tell you what's going through my mind right now.
The the frustrating thing though,
Oh my God.
the leg joints going up because the legs are so heavy. The ratchet joints are not strong enough, so the
Okay.
legs splay out very easily. So when I go to pose him, the legs will just go whoop, and they'll split out. The ratchets are not strong enough.
Well, see,
So,
here was my thing, and this is what we talked about kind of off the channel when we are behind the scenes. Like I said, we didn't really get a chance in the film. We didn't see, the Iron Patriot next to the Mark 85. So we wouldn't
Only
have
when
really,
he was down on his back.
Yeah, when he was down on his back. So we wouldn't have actually known the actual height difference between them unless we've seen him. But just based on the bulk itself, we know that the mass would have actually shown. But as far as
They
like
got that
the-
right.
They got
he's-
that
So
point right.
I haven't actually had a chance to watch your review yet, Justin.
Okay,
but,
okay.
But was it just me? And again, this isn't one that I'm getting. I'm not a huge fan of like the color tones on the color scheme on it.
You're
But
missing out. It's real
I'm
good.
sure plenty of people love it. No hate on it. It's just I'm passing on it. But was it just me? Or were the final product photos, the photography, very underwhelming? Like I didn't
They
feel like
were
it really
very-
it didn't blow me away as far as like, wow, this figure is amazing.
Yeah, I felt the same way. My 2 favorite bloggers are Alex Brooks, aka BG Toy Art, and
Who doesn't
Ultra
do it
Ben,
anymore for them, right?
Who doesn't? Yeah, exactly. And I was about to say Alex Brooks doesn't do it anymore. So we have Ultra Ben still, who does an amazing job. But some of the other photos, they're using new artists, and they didn't light it the best. So he has this metal flake throughout the entire thing, and in person, it doesn't look flat at all. There is a gorgeous amount of shine. There's a metal flake to it. It picks up the light really nicely. But in those pics, it looked very, very flat.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The paintwork looked just really uninspired. Really,
you can
just
see
like
it
kind
here.
of eh.
Like it's glistening.
in the
like,
photos.
It has a beautiful metallic flake on it. So it's I found that recently, not because the artists are lacking skill or anything, they still do amazing work, but I found that I haven't managed to love as many of the blogger pics as I would have previously when Alex Brooks was doing them, because his pictures were always
He was
right
the
at the front
best.
of the gallery. Absolute best of the best. Ultra Ben is second for me, and his photos are amazing too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I haven't been wowed by the final blogger pics for a while. Some of the Venom ones were cool, but they weren't look like you think you're looking at a movie still level. That's where
Right.
Ultra Ben is. He's like,
I feel like that's been an
it looks
issue a
real.
lot lately because again, I thought everybody was pretty much like, oh wow, Rise of Skywalker Rey is so much better, especially the sculpt, than any of the photos made it appear. I feel like there have been a lot of releases like that lately where the final product photos just are not helping. They're not doing any justice.
No.
And speaking of the actual final product photos, I guess this is what we actually got from. Or this is what.
That's Ultraman.
Yeah. So this is when they released.
Because that looks
Can I
good
say
to
one
me.
thing?
Yeah.
Can I say one thing that I forgot to mention in the review? That cannon on his back. So in the film, at various points, you can see the cannon pointing up. So it's just stowed on his back, pointing up.
Yeah.
And I like, by the way, how they've bent his legs, so it kind of makes him look like he would be taller than the 85 if they straightened his legs here, but it's just a camera trick. Very clever. The cannon cannot be put up on his back. If you bend the cannon up, it sits like out here on his back because the armature it's on is fixed. So I don't like that I can't store the cannon vertically on the back like you see in the movie. That's kind of annoying. Unless I'm missing something, but I read the instruction manual back to front and they didn't mention it. Because the cannon, I just opted to not use it in the display because I don't want this thing sitting like on top of his head. It's like he's got this massive scope just sitting on top of his head.
Justin, how would you describe the color on there? Because in the photos, the blue almost looks teal to me. Like in some, not in this one, but like in the previous one, it looked like, and that was something that was throwing me off.
I would describe it as it's definitely. You'll see in my video, I compare it to the original Iron Patriot. So that one was a deep royal blue. That was a really deep blue, and I loved that.
I do too.
This is more like an
It seems much lighter.
It is lighter, but it still has the saturation is still there. It's an electric blue, but the red is actually more of a pink. It's not red.
Yeah, see, that's
soft,
what I was afraid of.
Soft red. So I prefer the colors on the original, but it still works here. It's because in the film they desaturated it a lot, right? It was quite desaturated.
Well, it was also in a darker scene when we saw him too.
Yes.
So, like the whole suit felt and looked like darker to me, like darker, deeper blues and reds than the Hot Toy, and I think that was maybe what was throwing me off and making me not, because I would have been more into it. I think if it was a little bit darker.
Out of everything, I don't think the color would be the biggest deterrent for me. It's more. I think the size. I was expecting him to be taller. It's okay. I can live with it. I can move on. But I was expecting him to be a little bit taller. There's also one other thing, a PSA, if you will. So everyone who has Hulkbuster, who's a noob to collecting, who's just started collecting, first of all, welcome to the hobby.
Their first figure was like, I'm going to get the Hulkbuster.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds... hey.
These shoulder pads...
That wasn't how you got into this?
No, I had to wait to get...
These shoulder pads do not go like this. They go like this. Because I have seen so many Hulkbusters. People post photos of Hulkbuster like, I love my Hulkbuster. And the shoulder pads are out like wings. They have them sitting out horizontally. The shoulder pads on Iron Patriot, please, I do not want to see pictures of them like this. They do not go like this. Read the instructions.
Maybe he just needs to
look
rest.
at the pictures.
He's been fighting too hard. He's
getting
anybody
Anybody who grew up in the 80s and 90s, we understand
not
shoulder
like
pads, okay? Those were a thing.
They go like this.
We know how to do
just
it.
once more. Not like this.
Well, you know what? I think people like the 80s Transformer look, bro.
I understand. People are
but it's
say,
not Bumblebee's wings. It's not the door.
Yeah,
Justin, we can display it how we want to display it. Yes, you can. just display it knowing full well.
Voice of your typical fan.
Voice, sir.
Just
with a lift,
knowing full well that you are wrong. So hopefully that helps. It's like the people who display Batman with his cape folded out over his shoulders, and it makes him look like he's got no definition in the neck and no traps at all. It looks goofy and weird. Yeah, don't do that.
Now my question is, an important question to me is, like I said, I mean, armor, everything else looks great. Now, when I look at this particular head sculpt, you can see that it is saturated.
It's fantastic. Don't worry.
But this head sculpt is saturated. It kind of like makes it ages the head sculpt a tad bit. You know, when I look at it, to me. So when you see it up close, it looks better, correct?
It's a lot lighter than the Endgame War Machine head sculpt. The skin tone is lighter, and I'm not sure why they made that change. But either way, it looks great in person. I think it looks just like him.
What I've seen of that
Ryan
sculpt
said
looks amazing.
in Hong Kong when he saw it, Ryan said, it looks real. Like it's incredible.
Mhm.
I have it on
I have-
my Mark 6 War Machine right now.
I have to say that was one of the things I really appreciated about your review is you showed that Cheadle head sculpt on different. You put him on the first Iron Patriot, and I have the first die-cast War Machine. What number is that? Which
Mark 1, yep.
I'm going to put that head sculpt on that War Machine.
Yeah,
Because it's like he's that War Machine is like it's fine. I like it. It's a great figure, but it's kind of if you have a lot of Iron Man figures, it's like, it's Iron Man. You know?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna put when you had the Cheadle head sculpt on the War Machine figures, I was like, man, that looks great.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Don Cheadle fan, and I want to see his whole head sculpt. And that head sculpt I was really happy you did that in the review.
Yeah.
It looks glorious.
By the way,
it really does.
Someone in the chat, Nicholas, asked, "Will it fit on the Mark IV?" So, like Rob was saying, it should fit on the Mark I. It should fit on the Mark IV. Anything that you can remove the neck on, I don't know how good it's going to look because you don't have a collar piece, but it should, from a technical perspective, it will fit. It'll go on, no problem. So, yeah, Rob, I'm with you. I want to see what it looks like on all of the War Machines. The only reason why I didn't was because they're fully posed in the back of my display, and I was sitting there like,
but I
appreciate this thing.
That first Iron Patriot, it looks like I love that first die-cast Iron Patriot. I mean, I have that figure. I love that figure. And when you put that head sculpt on that figure, I was like, wow, man. I just love that first Iron Patriot so much that I love displaying. It would be hard for me to display him without. But when I saw you do it, I'm like, okay.
It looks good.
And the fact that you stuck Rocket, because I recently got my endgame Rocket, and Elizabeth's like, "You're going to give that."
Hard to do. He fell off about 55 times.
Oh, it was awesome. And Elizabeth's like, "You're going to give me that endgame Rocket, aren't you?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Woman? I mean, she's co-opted my Guardians of the Galaxy 1 Groot and Rocket, and she's like, "Groot doesn't even look like this. Why do you want this back?" And I'm like, "Because it's mine."
No other reason.
Right.
You know what?
Wow.
Right.
But went schoolyard on it because it's mine.
Yeah, that's it, man. And
It's the only rule.
When your lady starts enjoying action figures,
come on now.
I know. You could tell that they actually had that.
What are they doing?
They cut a hole in the table and put Iron Man a little bit lower.
What the hell are they doing there? Like, they're the same height, so they would have been holding him up here. Like, oh yeah, look, he's taller. What the hell are they doing? Come on,
this might be on a riser.
Oh, this is crazy.
Come on, look at that. That's so.
This is nuts. Woo, boy. See.
Yeah, and when you put them up, when you put the three figures together, what was that? The Mark 85 and the
85 Rescue.
That looked dope as F.
Oh, see.
And in America, who knows if I'm ever going to get the Mysterio or Rescue or they're all on pre-order.
You still didn't get Rescue yet,
dude? No.
You should be getting Mysterio soon.
You should have already gotten Rescue because the Rescue that I got was through Sideshow.
Yeah, well, same with Mysterio. It still says pre-order. You probably got batch 1.
So
I got
Rob,
Mysterio from overseas though.
By the way, hello. It's good to be streaming with you.
Yeah, this is Brandon.
I got my I ordered my my Mysterio through Underground, is a place on the East Coast that if I do get something in the States, I typically get it from them if I'm not going direct from Hong Kong. And Mysterio was one of the ones that I had put into pre-order with him forever ago. And I got noticed that his stock is coming in on like October 1st.
Right.
So
I'm sure
So in like a week or 10 days or so, which means Sideshow is getting it and then getting it out to him. So they should be getting another shipment of Mysterio in fairly soon. So hopefully you'll be in that.
Well, yeah, I didn't know. I think it was last week on my own stream on Fully Articulated. I showed pictures. There were 44 container vessels, giant cargo vessels in LA Harbor. Waiting to dock and unload their cargo.
Yeah.
And it was 7 to 10 days deep. Those poor bastards had to sit in the harbor for I don't even know if they come ashore and
I don't know how they do it. But, one
out.
of them has my next round of Modula cases in it, so I'm just waiting on that.
Oh, did you? I've got 6 Modula cases from Sideshow. I ordered from the DF60s. Maybe they'll come in someday. It's interesting because I got a shipping notice from Exo6 about my Picard figure, my 6-scale Jean-Luc Picard from First Contact. I don't have my data yet, and I ordered that through Sideshow, and it's not supposed to come till November.
Really? So
Wow.
I got my data through Marcos at Collector Zone, and I've got Picard coming from him too. He's friends with the guy who started Exo6. So Collector Zone is a good place to go for all of the Star Trek stuff coming out because he's right on top of it and he's talking to.
How did you feel about Data? Did you like it? Because it's the first figure that Exo6 has put out, and I've watched a few reviews.
I'm a big fan of it. So I think that the thing that impressed me the most, I think the head sculpt is very good, and I think Brent Spiner is one of those kind of like Mark Hamill, where I feel like his face is hard to really, especially when it's like supposed to be an android, so it's not supposed to be too lifelike, but at the same time you need him to be a little lifelike. I think they did a really good job with that. It's the tailoring on their uniform that blows me away.
Right,
it's
that's
not loose, it's not baggy, it's perfectly fitted. I'm really, really happy with this one. And I know that they're doing, like, they've got a ton more that they're doing. Cisco from Deep Space Nine.
They have that. They released that photograph of from behind Picard's head. They showed Cisco. They showed Archer and Janeway.
Yep, and they're doing Discovery. They're doing
doing
newer
what?
ones.
What are they
What's
doing?
that?
They're doing what? What is that? You said something I don't recognize what you said.
I think they might do some stuff from Picard too.
I don't care. What? Wait, what?
But yeah, they are doing. They're going deep into like DS9 and Voyager and stuff. So I'm sure at some point we'll get a 7 of 9. We'll get Jerry Ryan.
As long as it's a Voyager 7 of 9.
Yeah, that's a classic one. I'm sure that's the one that they'll go with. Yeah.
I mean, let's say, to use a word that Justin and I are fond of, there's nothing in modern Star Trek that I find at all toyetic. So they will never grace my shelves. Just saying. I mean, even the color, the Janeway, I really liked the Janeway. I thought she looked great. I love the tailoring on that uniform. I thought it was awesome.
And that's one of the biggest things that I feel like a lot of younger, newer companies or third parties can fall down on is the tailoring, where it's like, oh, this feels like a kit that I bought, then I put together, and it doesn't really fit the body perfectly. The Data is superb. I absolutely love the tailoring on that. I'm super psyched for when Picard
another
comes
company
in.
That was making other stuff before, I would imagine. I don't think they're a brand new off the shelf,
Exo6.
Yeah, I would imagine that
Exo6 is a brand.
Have been making
Exo6 is a brand new company, but the guy who started it was.
They would have experience in the industry, is what I'm trying
to say.
No.
He was like a sculptor.
Joe Schmo off the street.
Yeah, Marcos told me. I can't remember. He was the sculptor at, was it Q something or other? I can't remember.
QMX.
Yeah, QMX, and I guess was not loving the stuff that they were doing over there and wanted to do certain things, and he just wasn't able to do it there. And then he started his own company. So it's a brand new company, but with people from the industry. It's not like, they don't know what they're doing. They're doing a good job.
By the way, I shared this with Justin. I was going to share my screen. The first, I used to have these. They were old. They were from the mid-aughts. They were these hexagonal display cases I used to have.
Okay.
And I found my first shelf. It was in my old office.
Okay.
That let me see. I'll share the screen. Here it is.
Gotcha.
This was my first shelf of Avengers Hot Toys figures. This is from, I thought it was from 2013. It's actually from 2012.
Wow.
So that was my first display of Hot
Toys.
Now, the lights
Classic.
in the display case are not on.
Come on.
But yeah, that was my first.
Come on.
Avengers
display. Posing, Will. Posing.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not what my poses look like, to be honest.
I was like,
Posing,
I
Will.
like this. I was like, that was
posing.
Posing was all right.
Come on, Will. Posing.
I
Posing.
I posed Joel today.
All
so
around.
You know.
Hey,
So there you
yeah,
go.
You did.
There you go, man. Like, yeah.
I
This
thought
is
that was
amazing.
pretty good. I was.
This
pretty
is amazing, bro.
I was pretty
And you know
pleased with
what?
my posing.
You have the Hulk that I
Mhm.
want.
The
You
Hulk?
actually
Will,
have
can you
the
say Hulk
Hulk
for us?
that I want.
That's the
You mean the
original
Hulk?
You
Yeah.
have the Hulk.
What is it again?
Oh, it's the Incredible Hulk.
Hulk.
Yeah, the Hulk.
It's the Hulk.
Nah, bro.
So
you only
you-
say it one way.
You,
Will.
but no,
We make-
you
we make
definitely
fun of him
have
in
the
the next
Hulk
podcast
that I
episode.
want. Like this piece, right? That's the one that I've wanted because, like I said, I
No,
refuse.
Lyle, you need the Age of Ultron one. This one is
Yeah, Age of Ultron.
green.
Well-
yeah, this one looks like the Hulk from the TV show.
That's what I was.
I mean, it looks like
But
looks
that's-
like almost Lou Ferrigno-ish.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? The Age of Ultron, I would even accept that one too. I'm just not
Yeah.
getting. I am not, and I refuse to
Oh.
get the Smart Hulk from Endgame.
I just can't
will not
believe I
do
don't
it.
have
Yeah,
Maria
well,
Hill.
yeah.
and
Until
Rob Pitt.
Will not do it.
Until we see him do something cool in She-Hulk, and then
Hopefully.
everyone wants him all of a sudden.
Well,
and
if
then-
they give us
Well-
a better iteration, if
I
they
don't
give us
think
a,
we're getting
I don't
that
wanna spoil
iteration
anything for you,
of-
but I think that iteration is gone. Let's just
Yeah.
say.
I think
Yeah.
they can't go
Justin,
back.
there's
He's
a reason
they
we
made
can't
this
discuss
big
yet.
deal. They made this big deal of his journey. He's finally put the brains and the brawn together. What's he going to do? Just be like, oh, actually, I decided my transformation, I'm just going to not do that anymore. I think what's more likely is they're going to find a way to make the character work versus just reverting. I don't think Marvel has ever reverted anyone back. They always look forward, and they even something weird like I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, but
that's why
Sean
we can't really.
Slattery-
Wait a minute,
Yeah.
you
We can't
haven't
get into
seen
it.
what? I got tickets at 9:30 tonight in IMAX.
Let me see.
Let's say it now. So.
Justin trumps me. Justin trumps me. There you go. Yeah.
Perfect.
But by the way,
Data is,
perfect comeback.
I mean,
data is definitely worth getting.
what was crazy for me about this display was I was thinking that was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting about this is that all of these figures, aside from Coulson, have had
Yeah.
new iterations of them.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
there's how many Thors there been? That's my favorite Nick Fury. The
Yeah.
Avengers Nick Fury is still my
Yeah.
favorite.
See,
Nick Fury.
the thing is, I missed out on that iteration, that version. I actually have the Winter Soldier version.
Great,
Oh,
great
that's a good
Yeah.
one too. Do you guys have
Yeah.
any peeling issues with the leather or the pleather?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
on the
I
first
that's
don't.
a
one.
bad issue with that figure.
Never had it.
I
don't know.
did.
Wow.
I
Rob,
stuffed
you've been
mine
killing
up
it then.
myself because, like, I didn't know how fragile. This is when I was a fairly new collector. I didn't know how fragile it could be, and they sent me those stupid Toys era scroll head sculpts, and I was like, oh, who do I put them on? Oh, I guess Nick Fury. So I held like the back of his jacket, like I clamped, and then I pulled off the head, and the friction of my thumb moving
Scraped it.
down the back of his jacket scraped off. Like I put a lot of pressure on it, so I did it myself.
Oh, okay.
But I can fix it. I can fix it.
Okay.
Maybe there's replacement jackets out there too. Maybe people make like
No
third-party ones.
No need. I'm going to use my Angelus leather and vinyl paint, and I will be able to fix it with that. I actually did a fix recently on my BVS Batman. I think I
See.
showed you, Will.
Oh.
My spare BVS Batman. he
Oh
had
yeah, you
a
did on the leg,
peeling
yeah,
issue.
or the knee, yeah.
You know
Exactly,
what
he's
holds up
me.
well is the leather jacket on Spider-Man Noir, the So-So Toys Dark
Well, it
Spider.
only just came out, Brendan. So of course it's going to hold. For now.
You know, people
well,
say
the
they
DX
have
It's been good for a while.
they have
Just
a
saying.
peeling issue. This is the first iteration of the Metacom Rocketeer, and my jacket
It's fine,
is
yeah.
pretty damn good.
Yeah, that
It
looks
holds up
great.
Fine.
You know,
Yeah.
and I've had this figure for what 15 years. It's probably
See?
15 years.
See.
Because the new one that's coming out from Black Box Toys, I'm
Yes.
not sold on the helmet. Like the helmet, these proportions look correct, and the color, I like the lighter color. I think it's more screen accurate than what Black Box is doing.
Mhm.
Even though I pre-ordered the Black Box figure.
I know you did.
So you
I
did
know
pre-order.
You did.
So you
Damn
got-
right.
Come on, dude.
But
If only for
paint
that
is
stand, that
called
light up
Angelus.
stand is so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Just
Yeah.
like Will should just shut up and finally get Venom.
We're gonna find out starting
You know what?
October 1st.
I hope he doesn't
He'll get
get
it.
Venom, and then he.
No,
Oh
you
yeah,
don't.
we've already
No,
talked
you
about it.
don't.
I'm,
By the way,
I'm
if
on
you
the
guys-
same.
I know.
I want him to cry. I want him to weep like a little
he'll pay
child.
double. He'll
Single
pay
tear.
double, like he did for the PS5. He'll pay double.
No,
afterwards, and he
PS5
won't-
was like
he
a
won't complain.
30% markup. Like,
Will,
come
I
on,
just
they're not
like
quite-
I just like pointing out that I spent less on my 2 PS5s than you did on your one.
Hey, well, at least I got one. That's all that matters.
Hey
And
man,
what else-
I had a hookup
First
get me a
batch is
couple
first
PS5s.
batch is,
Oh, so-
is a ripoff.
first batch.
You need
no, but
you need a hookup, Rob. You need a hookup.
No. I had a hookup at a friend of mine, Michael, up in Seattle. I don't know how he did it. He's like, bro, you need an Xbox. You need a PS5. I'm like, yeah, I do. And he got me both. And he's like, you need another one? I'm like, yeah, why not? And he got me.
See, I need one. I need to talk to Rob.
You know,
So-
and not only that, but I
talk to
recently got the chargers, the control charger deck
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a red controller, and I got
Oh.
the PS5 camera. I just got that. I don't know what I'm
Yeah,
using
yeah,
for, but I
yeah.
have it.
So
I
you
guess
got
I can
the
You need
hookup.
to-
That's
I'll
You need to
become
play
a
Twitch
streaming.
streamer. Yeah,
yeah,
rock
you're a
that
game
Twitch.
streamer. One
You need
thing-
to play Deathloop.
I'm gonna get that today. Actually, that's gonna be my weekend thing. I
So
filmed
good.
9 videos over the past 2 days, so I deserve, I think, to have 2 days off. I get to play the game.
You're
but
gonna
I was
love
gonna
it. You're
say,
gonna spend the whole time playing the game.
What, Deathloop?
I was
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want
was
that
gonna
Hot
say,
Wheels game, man.
you'll-
That new Hot Wheels game. Come on. Have you
Yeah.
seen that thing?
Yeah.
Oh
I haven't
my
seen it,
Hot
no.
Wheels
God.
Unleashed. Yep.
Oh, I can.
Uh,
give me a great driving game. That game looks insane.
Do
See,
you all want to know
yes.
what
Yes.
is allegedly coming out next?
It better
Okay,
be one
so
that
I'm
at least-
gonna because this is now listen, everybody out there in the chat, we're gonna be quiet for a second. I want you to I'm just gonna pull him up now.
Full
Now
screen.
Bob Dylan,
All the pressure.
I know you're gonna if you haven't already made a GIF, you'll probably end up making one tonight.
Oh,
I already
yeah.
know you will, but
Lael, if one of these isn't one that I'm getting, then I'm unsubscribing to your channel.
okay, cool.
Oh,
Okay.
That's a lot of
on the
pressure,
line.
Justin.
So Justin, the pressure
don't put the
is
pressure on
on.
me.
I'm putting the pressure
late.
on you. It's too late.
Now, I want to prefix this by saying I'm not one of those YouTubers who is like, oh, you know, haha, I know for sure what's coming out next. Take this with a grain of salt.
No,
Plans
you do though.
can
Come on.
change.
You
Don't
do.
Plans
backpedal.
can
Come on,
change.
don't backpedal. Don't.
Are you
no,
gonna
no,
say
no,
let there be
you're on the
carnage,
hook here.
Spider-Man?
You're
I'm
on the
Is that what
hook
you're
here.
saying?
I'm very confident,
wait.
but I'm not going to be like one of those YouTubers who throws anything out there and then if it gets cancelled, then they're like, oh, it got cancelled. You know, I was guaranteed, but then it got cancelled. No, it's
It
very
doesn't matter
likely to
because
happen.
Facebook is going to eat you alive anyway. That's
So
just
let's-
it.
That's true.
That's just
let's
the
go.
internet.
I'll cut right to the chase. I've been told by the same source that told me that Iron Patriot was next, the same source that told me that Venom was next, and all the way back the past year, every prediction has been correct. The same source, so it should be, unless something changes and it gets delayed, should be accurate. The next release, and this is apparently for next week, so very soon, you're gonna get Clone Wars, Rex, and Ahsoka.
Woo!
I told you you'd be happy, Leo.
Oh yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I actually had Ahsoka on pre-order, but I canceled her. So
What?
yeah.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What?
Because
Like,
dude,
okay,
because
I understand you
Did you eat
canceled
paint
like,
chips
when
as
you
a
see
child?
the final pick.
What'd you say, Brendan?
You canceled it to get Ahsoka, right?
I'm
From
getting Mando
Mandalorian.
Ahsoka. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I canceled it anyway before then, but I'm getting Mando Ahsoka because I
Yep.
don't feel like I need both. And I don't like Clone Wars really. So
Yes,
you
that
know.
is true. That is
So
true.
I mean,
Okay,
it's
that
I like
makes
Ahsoka
sense.
as a character, but like I bought the Rosario Dawson autograph. So for me, like I love that version of Ahsoka, so I'm just gonna roll with that one.
So
Yeah,
we're
because
getting
the
both
animated
Ahsoka
figures-
and Rex possibly next week.
Yep, quite possibly. And then after that, before the end of September, so it is slated to release before the end of September. Marty McFly, the new version of Marty McFly, obviously,
Okay.
before the end of September is still coming out. So
Where's my goddamn Spider-Man cyborg?
I don't know, actually. That should have been out by now. It was a Toy Fair
Yeah.
exclusive.
like
Maybe
a batch
they
of
got
3.
more orders than they expected, actually, and then they had to. I doubt it, but maybe that's why. Because it seems like Brendan and I are the only two people in the world who are excited for that Cyborg Spidey. But maybe they
We're
got
the
more
only two
orders than
people
they
that are
expected.
right. Everybody else is just fucking stupid.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
agree
but
with
you
that.
know,
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I agree to that extent because people just called us effing stupid. So I don't. I wouldn't go that far, but
Yeah, we're
I
not
will
going to
admit
go
that we
that
are
far.
right.
We'll just basically say
I
that
will.
So okay, so listen.
Go that far.
Back
You
on
can
the subject
full
though.
screen me, by the way. You can.
Nope,
you
nope,
can
Justin,
minimize
nope,
it.
You're the star
nope,
of the show. We want
nope,
this is
nope.
intervention.
I'm just
I'm
gonna
putting
say
you up
more
here.
inflammatory shit
Wow.
while
I'm
your face
I'm
is
putting you
full
up here.
screen.
I'm putting you up here for a
I
reason
see.
because, like I said, I
Okay.
want to kind of dive into this. Now, people are asking, and like they said, because someone in the chat asked, "What's Ahsoka?" So you did address that it is the Clone Wars Ahsoka
Yep.
and Rex that we are possibly. Now, remember, he said possibly getting.
Allegedly, supposedly,
Allegedly,
possibly. Throw it out
100%.
there.
Definitely.
But it has been a source that you are quite familiar with. That you're like, okay, all right.
It's
Okay.
the same source, by the way, that gives Jeddah all of his information. It's the same source that gives. There's another channel. I forget the channel. Anyway, this source supplies the same information to other channels as well. So it's any predictions that you have seen from other channels. It's the same guy giving all the information to all the people. So yeah, exciting because I've been waiting for this goddamn Rex for ages. He's the last clone trooper, if I'm remembering correctly. I think he's the last clone that Hot Toys have actually up for pre-order. He's the final
I'm pretty
clone.
sure.
And I really want to get that Ahsoka.
I'm excited.
My Clone
I'm
Wars shelf has
excited.
been needing Ahsoka for a while.
I'm excited. I'm super excited. I'm literally excited about that because, like I said, I have waited. My display has
Layla,
waited, and to
are you
finally get
excited?
Rex, I'm excited. You already know I'm excited. So, which kind of brings me now. I'm just going to pull the man of the hour, Mr. Robert MEYER BURNETT in the building. So we're going to move on to, pretty much, the next, actually one of the important segments of tonight that pretty much is near and dear to my heart. And that is collecting nostalgia. Now I have this up in front of you because you are the nostalgia king. I've anointed you the nostalgia king because from not just from your physical media that you have, and mind you, I studied your physical media, like seriously, you have some pieces in there. Like I'm like, wow, like I wish, you know what I mean, that I have. But I'm just seeing like, some memorabilia back there that is, pretty much just nostalgia,
I'm
taking
sorry
me back.
for the mess that is my background.
No,
and
no,
I will give
it
you a
is.
phantasm ball to the face.
Oh my God!
If you
Oh
say
my
something
God!
wrong,
Oh my
you know?
God! That is a piece of nostalgia right there. Like I said, leave it to Robert MEYER to give us that. Rob,
yeah.
now. Again, collecting nostalgia. Now, of course, when we say collecting nostalgia, we are talking about pieces that are near and dear to your heart, that might have actually come from an IP, things that you have grown up with, things that you've seen, that you've grown an attachment to have a piece of that, in your possession, is something that we all, as collectors, no matter if it's comic books, 1/6 scale figures, prints, any piece that we can get our hands on, to kind of take us back to the moment when we might have actually witnessed an IP and just had a feeling for it. If you could, and this is not dating yourself because we don't need to do that, but what was probably your most prized piece that you actually have in your collection right now today?
Wow. To be honest with you, if I can get it, let's see if I can get it out of here. So there was a company called Master Replicas that doesn't exist anymore. They made great lightsaber hilts.
Yeah.
Actually, they're back.
Yes, they're coming back. They did phenomenal prop replicas. They also made a 4-foot Millennium Falcon, like what Justin showed you. He did a review of that. That was actually a prop replica. I wasn't happy with how it's painted, but
so many comments saying that the painting was bad.
Oh, it's bad.
So many comments.
Yeah, it's not good. So they put out if I can let's see if I can get it out of here. So Master Replicas made, if I can put this out. So here is, it's dusty, but here is one of my favorites. This is the Phaser 2 that they made from the classic Star Trek. This is the William Shatner autographed edition. So that's the Shatner autograph right there. And
Motherfucker.
now here's what I love. But now here's the cool thing. Now since then, lots of toy companies.
God damn.
So lots of toy companies make the Type 2 phaser. But this is all machine tooled metal. This whole thing.
Beautiful.
Now the batteries are, I think, they're dead. Yeah, they're dead. But this, so the Type 2 phaser actually has, as I show you, the Type 1 phaser is part of it. So, and this, if you can see, like the targeting like flips up.
Yeah.
Like theoretically, there's a targeting thing here. Again, this is all metal, and if you look at it, it's got indicator lights in there, and this is all. When you have this in your hand, it feels heavy, like it's a real weapon. Now,
I just went from 6 to midnight
on a, and now if you can hear it, I don't know if you can hear this. No, you really can't. But it's almost like this is a ratchet joint because it clicks like a ratchet joint.
Yeah.
So on a phaser, you can adjust the actual setting to stun to kill. Now when the batteries are good, this lights up and it makes a noise. But as you change the settings, the color changes in the tip, and it sounds different. And this thing, it feels like like I had a friend that was a big prop collector, and he's like, Rob, why don't you collect props? And I'm like, well, props. I started out working in the art department on movies, and props they're not good, you know. But master replicas, they're made of wood, or they're cheap, or they're just meant to be shown on screen. They're not meant to be held up to scrutiny. This feels like this is something you would have been issued if you were serving on the Enterprise. Wow. It feels real. So
weighted, like really is it's weighted as if
weighted.
It was...
I mean, this probably weighs a pound at least. It's heavy. Like this is all metal and all die cast. And what's really interesting is like here's where the batteries go, and the way this is machined, it's really ingenious. And I love this. And this is one of my favorite things that I own, and only because like when you hold this in your hand, you feel it was like issued to you from the armory of the Enterprise. Unlike, say, a prop replica, which is, made of wood. And master replicas, it's kind of the same philosophy that goes behind Sideshow or Hot Toys making animated, like the Clone Wars figures, but making them look real. And I love that. I love the idea that these are in universe. You can believe when you pick this up, like this could actually be the phaser that you would have been issued if you were an officer on a Constitution class starship.
That's a big ball of fucking awesome.
It's and now I've also got the communicator and the tricorder. So you've got if you were a child of the 70s, they made a model kit set called the Exploration set. Yeah. Where there was a plastic model that came with the tricorder, the phaser, and the communicator, but they were like half size. They were scaled for kids' hands. And that was something I had when I was like, 7 or whatever. I never took, I was constantly playing with it. But it's just one of the many, like what I find, my collection is a potpourri of a bunch of different stuff from different shows. And I used to be like, I need to be a completist. I used to have everything from whatever. Like, if I was, that's why I love Justin's collection, because he has so many of most of the Hot Toys released in the last 10 years. And I love that. But I'm interested in so many different things that, I Justin wouldn't collect master replicas, classic Star Trek weapons or phasers or anything like that.
What's the most obscure kind of collectible in your collection?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, let's see. Hang on. Well, something like, I can't reach it. Like, okay.
It's gonna pull out like something from like the last Starfighter or like.
This is a belt buckle. This is from the 1974 John Borman directed science fiction movie Zardoz.
Zardoz.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Speaks to you. Now,
yes.
That's so awesome.
And my friend Cliff Stevenson found this. Somebody on Etsy made this, and the funny thing is that a lot of people, they haven't seen Zardoz, and if you Justin, if you were to watch Zardoz 5 minutes in, you'd be like, what is this? Why am I watching this? I mean, it's from 1974.
Yeah,
and I have lots of weird stuff like that just is from strange science fiction movies and things, but stuff that I like. So in here, there's Hammer horror, there's Japanese anime. I really love Japanese super robots from the 70s. So there's And
Can I ask you a question, Rob?
Yes.
On that? I
Yes.
was sent a Japanese anime robot, and I don't know what the hell it is. So I was hoping that you would. So let me get it.
Go get it. Now, while
might
he's
not
doing
know.
that, let me tell you what I have. And I wanted to bring it on the show, but it's like I have to get it out of stores to find it.
What is this?
And Rob,
Getter robot.
Oh, okay.
go ahead.
Okay.
Hold on.
Now,
Open it?
yes.
Getter robot?
So there is
King Arts made this.
there's two different Getter Robo, and I don't know what that is. There's Getter Robo and there's Getter Robo G. There's also a couple other offshoots of that. This is a Go Nagai animated series, and there's 3 different Getter Robos that combine, and depending on what order they combine in, they combine into they're 3 jet fighters that combine, and again depending on the order. So okay, that's the first Getter Robo, and by the way, that's badass. Just so you know, and that is from the first Getter Robo series. And what was interesting
I knew
is
you would know.
there's 3, and that's,
He's
by the
breaking
way,
out like encyclopedic knowledge right now.
This is why we have him on the show tonight.
King of nostalgia.
well,
King of nostalgia.
Wait, if
and-
he's king of nostalgia, Lael, and you are the nostalgia prince, does that mean Rob's your daddy?
We'll say biblically, yes.
Biblically.
I don't know if that made it any better than what you think it did, but okay.
I'm adopted.
Oh, wow.
I'm adopted. I've been adopted into the kingdom, bro. Come on, man.
By the way, I
No
really am adopted in
Wow.
real life. Just so you know.
Hey,
There you go.
There you go.
So, but
See?
let me tell you that Getter Robo. So I have. This is insane. So there's a company called Future in Japan. FEWTURE.
Okay.
They made Getter Robo and Getter Robo G die-cast those robots, those super robots.
Okay.
They were like $550 each. Insanity, and I was like,
Wow.
"Oh, I gotta have those. I gotta have those." Like,
Which
Well,
Rob?
maybe you might get this when I review it. This die-cast. It's also die-cast, by the way.
Yeah.
It's made by King Arts.
yeah, I'm curious about that because, you know, there's a number of companies that have made those are very, very famous robots. They're from the series was created by Go Nagai,
Yeah.
who there's a great anime, Getter Robo Apocalypse, that has that robot in it. Actually, the 3, and I love them. But my favorite was the sequel series, Getter Robo G. And what was interesting about Getter Robo G is in America in the 70s, when Mattel brought over their line and they called it Shogun Warriors.
Yep.
The Shogun Warriors, they brought over, they didn't bring over
Yeah.
those, they brought over the sequel. They brought over Getter Robo G, which
Yeah.
had Dragon, Poseidon, and Raider, which is called Getter Liger in Japanese.
Because I think Raider was the one I had. I believe it was Raider. And now, mind you,
Raider had
what
the
I got-
star with the missile in the like the star weapon.
which one? Okay, so then it wasn't Raider. The one I had, now mind you, I got this from, again, when I dropped this before, people didn't know what it was, but it was Lionel Kitty City back in the day. But anyway, it was the one I had exactly. It was before Toys R Us. Anyway, it was a fist. The fist, you would actually shoot the fist off of the actual arm.
Yeah. Now, was it small? Was it diecast or was it large?
It was large. It was
Okay. Now
large,
those are called jumbo machiners.
yeah. Okay.
Now those were big. Those were rotocast figures,
Yeah.
and they're awesome.
Yeah.
And they brought those over as well. And they brought there was Mazinga, Guy King, Dragon, which was one of the Getter Robos.
Yeah.
And there was a whole line. They even made a Godzilla of those, and those were. Dude, those are awesome. And if you look up Jumbo Machinder and go down that rabbit hole, oh my God, don't go anywhere near your wallets. If
Guys, sign up is starting soon for Rob's masterclass on toy history.
Exactly.
Like-
exactly.
Well, again,
Rob, was this from the? Okay, just real quick, were they also the company? Because now I might be wrong because they were also the company where Transorzee derived from. Remember when Transor Z came to
Yes,
the United States?
it was-
So it was the
yes.
same. Yeah. Okay. cool.
It was that was different. I mean, there's all of these were from, interestingly enough, different animated shows that were all put together under the Shogun Warriors banner.
Got you. Yeah.
And so there were different versions of those things. It's interesting, when Transformers first came to America, they were repackaged. I believe, I don't know if it was Starscream, but one of them was a transforming Valkyrie from Robotech.
Oh,
You know, and
Skyfire.
Skyfighter was a.
They called him both.
Yeah.
Yes, and the thing is, like, again, my knowledge of toys, like, there's a lot of great. There's a website, one of the oldest toy websites that I've been going to is a website called Collection DX. And Collection DX is exclusively, for the most part, dedicated to Japanese super robot toys. And I've probably been going there for 10 years. And yeah, I'm a big fan. But you know, in America, people just don't know them very much because we got a few of them. They know the anime that was released in the 80s and 90s, but these are all things from the early 70s and mid 70s. So.
When you mentioned Transformers too, I remember one of the cool things is, so I grew up I live in Boston, but I grew up in Providence, Rhode Island, and Hasbro is located in Rhode Island. They're headquartered in Rhode Island. And when I was a kid, my third grade teacher, her husband worked for Hasbro. So she would like bring in, this is back in the day, it wasn't as kind of like security minded as it is today, but she would bring in like prototype toys that like hadn't been put into full scale production yet for like Transformers and like other lines that they were like testing out that, you know, never ended up being made or whatnot. And she would bring them in and use them as like good behavior bribes with like, you know, students in our class. So like if you're lucky, like you might get, you know, like a pre-production like Optimus or something like that back in, you know, in the 80s and stuff. So that was always fun. And I think back on that, I'm like, damn, I really wish I hung on to some of those, because those would probably be worth something right about now. But it's funny how you said earlier when you were referencing one of the robot figures, you're like, yeah, they made it. It's like $500. It's ridiculous. I have to have it. It's like, that's the sickness that we have in this hobby. It's like, we see something and be like, that price is absurd, and I'm going to buy the shit out of it. Like, you know it, you're going to do it.
Well, it's interesting. Lael, you mentioned Transor Z.
Yeah.
Most people would know Transor Z as Mazinga.
It's Mazinga, exactly.
And I have, so the Soul of Chogokin line, which they're still adding to that. Now they're really delving into Power Rangers figures. But the Bandai, so when I was a kid, my parents would go to Hawaii because we lived in Seattle. They'd vacation in Hawaii once a year. And in the 70s, my parents would bring me back these, it was before Bandai was Bandai, it was Poppy. There was a company called Poppy, and they would bring back these super robot toys for me, and I wouldn't know what they were. And they, you know, they were die cast, they were beautiful, and they would have the firing fists, even though they were little. But each box would come with this fold out catalog, and it would show all the other toys.
All of them that were in the actual line, bro.
And I would just look at them, and I'm like, you know, my parents wouldn't know. What it was, and they didn't come out in America, and I'm like, oh my god, because I love Dinky and Corgi toys from England, the die-cast toys, Thunderbird, Space 1999, and then car stuff. And I would look at the stuff, and I'm like, what is this? And there was no way, there was no internet, so you couldn't find out what it was, and it was all in Japanese. So I'm like, what is this? And it was just it developed a love for me. So when Mattel brought the Shogun Warriors line to America, it was just repackaged. It was the same stuff that Poppy was putting out, just repackaged. And I'm like, oh my god,
it's phenomenal.
You know, and it was amazing stuff. But I didn't know that they were from animated shows. I just thought that they were
just cool ass toys.
Cool
toys that we all loved.
Speaking of stuff from shows, though, singles, was it single songwriter, or was it Doc Smizzle who said it? One of a die-cast robot from the original Lost in Space. Like, I would kill for that.
And well, there's been different I don't know if there's ever been a die-cast version, but there's been different toy iterations of it that are pretty good. that have lit up that have
Yeah.
a remote control. And
I loved Lost in Space as a kid, watching that on reruns. And yeah, that's something that I might have to like put some energy into, like hunting down like a cool version of the robot.
yeah, and things like that aren't that expensive. There have been recently that robot and Robbie the robot from 1957's Forbidden Planet are obviously those are like that, and Maria from Metropolis are like the classic. There's Gort from Day the Earth Stood Still. There's Robbie from Forbidden Planet. There's the Lost in Space robot. Those are like the quintessential classic robot toys of the 50s and 60s. Maria's from the 20s, but that's a silent movie. By the way, there is a Maria figure coming out. I think it's from Executive Replicas, where it's like $500. I pre-ordered it. I don't remember who's making it, but that Maria figure is amazing. And I actually
that's another symptom of the sickness of this hobby. It's like, I know I pre-ordered that. I don't remember who's making it, how much it costs, I just know I'm getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I even have a Metacom 6th scale Robbie the Robot from Forbidden Planet that
That's
actually
cool.
comes with the actor that was in the suit. So they made a figure. You open it up, and the actor, it's got a 6th scale figure of the dude in the suit. But again, what I find interesting.
That's before Tony and the Hulkbuster.
Exactly.
Oh, totally.
Exactly. Way before.
But it really depends on it's a generational thing, because for me, 50s sci-fi was always a big deal when I was a kid, but I was a kid a long time ago. So nowadays, I'm happy people are really into the Rocketeer figure. I mean, the Rocketeer came out in 1990.
Yeah.
So it's a 31-year-old movie, and if
They're rebooting that too, right?
Yeah. But if you were 40 years old, now you were only 10 years old when the Rocketeer came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I love seeing when they go back. I mean, I would ask you, Justin, obviously, to me, you have the largest figure collection of anyone I know. How far back would you go? Like I know that even Game of Thrones and of course, we're really excited for you getting Pennywise, because I can't wait to see that review.
Yeah. I love Rob so much already.
But I mean, how can
Pennywise?
But in all seriousness, if Hot Toys did start, like, say, a classic figure line, and they went back and they released, say, 6 scale robot figures from cinema history, all the way back, Maria from Metropolis 1927 silent film, Robbie the Robot, or Gort from Day the Earth Stood Still in the 50s, would you buy those? Or would you
if it was Hot Toys,
yeah,
yes, because I've kind of established that thing now that I review everything from them.
Really? So that means Pennywise
I think
is coming?
so.
Oh, yes.
Just saying, you said everything.
I haven't decided on Pennywise yet. I'm
just
still
Stay
a no
strong,
on
Justin.
Pennywise.
Stay strong.
I'm busting your
Still
balls.
no on Pennywise.
But
Staying
no,
strong
but I'm
means
curious.
reviewing
Like,
it,
I mean,
but
what I really am asking, what I'm curious about is when you collect something, do you want to know what it is and what it's from? Because you've done some great reviews of the 3A Game of Thrones figures, for instance, but yet you haven't watched Game of Thrones, but yet you still put as much care into your reviews of Game of Thrones figures as anything else, even though you say, I don't know these characters, but you still take very good care. I love watching your Game of Thrones figure reviews, because they're great. They're as great as any other
Same
review.
thing with Assassin's Creed. Like, your wife knows it more than you, but
I
you
have
put
no
the effort into reviewing those.
Yeah.
I don't like when I see reviewers who are doing stuff and they say they're doing it for the fans, or they're doing it for their fans, or doing it for their audience, but then they put no effort into the video because they don't necessarily know the product. So when I review something that I don't know anything about, I will review it from a technical perspective, because I know what makes, in my opinion, I know what makes a good figure. I know articulation, I know paint, I know sculpt, I know materials, I know accessories, and if those tick my boxes, I can kind of put myself in the mindset of, okay, let's just say that I like the franchise. We'll just mark that as a given. Now I want to know if this thing is going to be just a good product in general. So that's how I try and review the stuff that I don't know anything about. Whereas sometimes I'll see a reviewer who doesn't know or potentially doesn't like the franchise. Like, say, for instance, I don't know, if you don't like Star Wars, which a lot of people like Star Wars, but say you don't. And then you come in and the figure is fantastic, but you don't like the franchise, so they flip it. And they're like, oh, you know, I guess it's really cool, but I don't like Star Wars, you know? So, you know, if you like Star Wars, then you might really like this, but I don't, so, you know, I don't recommend it. It's like, you can't really be like that.
You're not turning me on.
Because,
you're not getting me excited.
exactly. If you like the franchise and then you're watching that, it might put them not off the product, but put them off you.
Yeah.
Because they're like,
Right.
oh, why am I going to watch this guy's videos where he just hating on stuff that I like just because he doesn't know what it is? Like, you can't be like that.
No, you can't.
So I just try and review everything as fairly as possible to my own opinion. So,
But I
you know,
I
some
really
people say I'm too
appreciate that,
positive.
man.
Thank you.
I think
you.
that your figure reviews, that's why I've always said you're like the Wall Street Journal. You're the reviewer channel of choice, because you do put as much care into even figures you might not know what they are, and it doesn't detract from the review of the figure because you do such a thorough job of looking at the figure, and that's why your review channel is the best on YouTube.
Yeah.
What's
Thank you.
a franchise that everybody doesn't have but wants in figure form, whether it's like Hot Toys or 3-0, whoever?
TMNT, the original from the classic film. I want that
In 6 scale.
1/6 scale.
Because like you have the NECA
I've got the quarter scale
right?
turtles.
Yeah,
They're
so
great, but I want
I've got those too.
1/6 scale.
I would
full,
definitely take 6 scale.
Seamless rubber. I want that.
That'd be
Do you
cool.
think
For
Hot
me,
Toys could do
You
that?
know what I want?
I think they
They
could.
I think
wouldn't,
they
but they
could,
could.
but I don't think they would.
You know what I want?
But they would.
What do you want?
In full 6 scale, and I've wanted this pretty much all my life. Full 6 scale. All
Vanity
stars.
from The Last Dragon.
Nope. Star Blazers, bro.
Oh, okay, yep.
Star Blazers, bro.
I have no idea either, Justin. I have no idea.
Rob, will you school them, please? Rob, you know what? School them, please.
We're 90s children.
Oh, okay.
Please
So-
school them.
Star Blazers, or as it's called in Japan, Space Battleship
Yamato. Yes.
It was
Oh,
an
okay,
animated series that began in 1974 in Japan. And it was really one of the first serialized stories. So each season of the first 3 seasons was a story unto itself. And the series is about Earth is under attack by the Gamelon Empire. And the Gamelons have been bombing Earth. The
Don't you
oceans
just
have
hate when that
evaporated.
happens?
And humanity has moved underground. And they're basically, the Gamelons are bombing humanity to extinction. And then Earth is contacted by Queen Starsha of the planet Iskandar. And she sends them, she's like, look, I can help you, but you have to get here. You have to travel. And of course, what are we going to do? So the humans use the Japanese World War II battleship Yamato that was sunk by American torpedo planes in World War II. It's lying on the bottom of the ocean. And they use Queen Starsha's designs and they turn it into a spaceship. And
Totally plausible.
like the Japanese do, there's a sense of whimsy to it. Matsumoto Leiji was one of the designers. He did like Galaxy Express and Captain Harlock. Captain Harlock has a great Hot Toys figure with a great chair, a great throne. So there is a Captain Harlock figure.
Nice.
And the first season is all about how the Star Force has to get to Iskandar, where Queen Starsha is, to get the Cosmo DNA and bring it back to Earth to save the Earth from extinction. And it's an amazing, and then there's other seasons and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
It gets bigger and bigger, bro.
It's amazing. And in 2012, they rebooted it. They went back and they've been remaking the show with modern animation and modern writing. And it is my estimation, one of the finest reboots ever done. And so now it's called Space Battleship Yamato. The first one was $21.99. The second season was $22.02. The new season is $22.05. That drops in October. That's the Yamato.
Yeah.
And they've made many toys of that. And right now, I'm getting the parts. Hachette, this company in Japan, released a 1/350th scale of this, and it's a parts thing where you buy a magazine every week and you get the parts for the model. And the right now I'm getting the parts for the Starship Andromeda, and it's 4 feet long. and
They cheaped out and didn't want to go 1/6 scale.
It's yeah, I know, right? but the figures are very toyetic, and I mean, I'm surprised they've done various iterations, but no one's ever done a great 6 scale line of these figures, and I don't know why. I think Lael, I'm with you. I would love
Oh my
to get
god.
and I have to tell you guys, if you've never watched Star Blazers,
You will enjoy it.
I
Oh my
cannot
God.
recommend enough the 21.99. The because if you go back and you watch the original 70s Star Blazers, the animation is it's 70s, but
Yeah.
the rebooted series 21.99 and 2202 is amazing.
Yeah.
They've retained the designs, they've just sort of updated them. It's exactly what they, people always talk about, well, Star Trek Discovery is a visual reboot. I'm like, bruh, you know what? No, if you want to look how to reboot something for the modern age, look no further than Star Blazers 21.99 or Space Battleship Yamato 20.99, because they retained the look of everything. They just updated it.
Yeah.
And
Rob, it seems like you're definitely very on board with Lael's choice. But
Yes.
what would be all right? So I'll give you another one though. What other franchise would you want to see in 6 scale form?
Oh man. Well, so many of my favorite franchises have already been put into 6 scale form.
There's got to be something out there.
Well, there is, and I'll tell you. I mean, what I would really like, and I want a full on, is James Bond, because Sideshow leaned into the Bond franchise, and they did a pretty good job in the early aughts, and Big Chief in Britain has done a great job. They put out a Goldfinger, 3 Goldfinger figures. Then they put out 3 Live and Let Die figures. And
do you want all the Bonds, or like, are you like, I'm Connery and I want
no?
Stuff.
I want all.
You want all of them?
I want a 6 scale submarine Lotus Esprit from Spy Who Loved Me. I want Jazz Inc. to do a 6 scale DB5 from Goldfinger. I want a 6 scale Little Nelly, the flying machine from You Only Live Twice. And I want all of the Bonds. Like Sideshow did a great, like they did a scuba suit, Sean Connery from Thunderball, which came with the whole the thing that it push you along, like whatever it was. It was amazing. I mean, they did a lot of Bond figures, but they were very early Sideshow figures. So the paint ops and the face sculpts were, they weren't great. But I would love to see Bond and the villains and the girls. I mean, but again, the problem is that collectors today, you have to think like the people that are buying Hot Toys. I mean, you, Justin, are one of the premier Hot Toys collectors. You're younger than 30. So what are you going to do with James Bond? What are you going to do with Bond? But
well,
I mean,
I probably wouldn't count because I'm a huge James Bond fan, so I would buy them. But you're right. Like most collectors, especially in Hong Kong, because all of these collectible companies are either in Hong Kong or Japan. There's only one collectible company that I know of that is big enough, and they're in the US, and that's Sideshow. And let's be honest, their quality is not great. So if they were to tackle a James Bond franchise, I don't think it would be very good nowadays compared to what we would come to expect. So if you said to a regular Hot Toys fan in Hong Kong, because that's their key demographic, would you rather this or Sean Connery as James Bond?
Yeah, I mean,
they're going to go mech all day.
But by the way,
that's the issue.
I would say that too, wouldn't? Because that figure, if you're a Japanese super robot fan from the 70s, that Iron Patriot figure ticks all the boxes. Like to me, it's a die-cast robot figure.
It's got shelf presence that a Sideshow Bond
is not. And then if you put the shoulder pads up, it gets even better, right?
10 out of 10.
But I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, as a Marvel, like as a kid, I was collecting, Mego figures when the Iron Man suit was made of fabric and plastic.
Yeah.
And to get the Hot Toys Iron Man diecast, they're the greatest toys that have ever been made, in the history of toys.
Well, your Connery Bond then ties to what mine is, and this would be a small run, just like 3 figures. But I want a Connor, a Ramirez, and a Kurgan from the 1986 cult classic Highlander.
Highlander, yeah.
Well, I'm surprised. I mean, Sideshow did them, but I don't think they did a Kurgan, did they?
No, they
But
didn't.
Sideshow did, but they just weren't that great.
Way back, and they were absolute shit. And I was a diehard fan of the '86 original film, and then the TV series that they did with Adrian Paul in the early '90s. I was a big fan of that. Now they made sequels to the original movie that were god awful, but they were like, in many ways, especially Highlander 2, The Quickening, it was like so bad that it was good. And there aren't too many, and Sean Connery actually came back for the sequel for Highlander 2. And there aren't too many Sean Connery movies out there that you can say are so bad that they're amazing. And that's one of them. And he knew when he was making that movie how bad it was.
There you go.
But yeah, I fell in love with that movie. The soundtrack from Queen. I mean, it's phenomenal. So, Clancy Brown has gone on to do so much stuff in Star Wars and tons of other things that people love. But yeah, Highlander for me, that was it. I have a prop replica of the original like dragon head katana. I geeked out about Highlander like all the live long day.
I think that's a Kurgan figure.
With the skull kind of like, helmet that he had, which was, I mean, is kind of similar to like the one that that one of the bad guys wore in Willow, where he's got the kind of like skull mask and stuff. That massive broadsword he had, that scene in the church after he shaved his head. Like there's just so much. I would love a really well done Kurgan figure. It was just such a great character, so that's a big one for me.
Somebody in the chat, Brian Hepburn, talks about Planet of the Apes figures. I have 3 Hot Toys Planet of the Apes figures.
I didn't know they did
retro.
They did 3. They did 3 Planet of the Apes figures with rooted hair. The apes have rooted hair, and they're not like canonical. They're like an amalgamation of Planet of the Apes. But
I wonder how those have held up.
I'm going to tell you a secret. I've never taken them out of the box.
Wow.
And I probably, when did they come out?
Secret to keeping them finesse.
Yeah,
you don't take them outside the box.
You
never do that. Do not take them outside the box,
maybe?
man.
I mean, I've got old, because the thing is, it's like the problem with those figures is by the way, Sideshow did a whole range of Planet of the Apes figures. And then, of course, in the 70s, Mego, my favorite Mego figures, even more than Star Trek, was their Planet of the Apes line. Because they made like the Planet of the Apes treehouse, and they did a really good job with the Planet of the Apes line because there was an animated series. But it's I think what the problem, I don't know if have you guys seen the NECA 8-inch Jaws figures with cloth? They've put out they put out Quint and Matt Hooper.
Yeah, I just saw the
they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I'm like, all right. I had to order those because they're Jaws. Like, who would...
Yeah, they look pretty amazing.
But no one's going to buy, it really becomes a generational thing. Like, would you buy, when people talk about, well, I want Planet of the Apes figures or Bond figures, most people who are buying toys now are probably in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. So you'd have to appeal. I mean, older collectors like me, I have to, like I always say, I mean, I always joke, but I'll be dead soon. So how long can I wait for my pre-orders?
I would even actually take, seriously, right now, I would actually take a Maxwell Smart Get Smart 1/6 scale.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would love to actually have that in my collection, even from the movie itself. Like when they did the actual movie, I would.
With Steve Carell.
No. This is basically the old. I think there was one.
Oh, you do the back in the day, okay?
Yeah, like the nude bomb, the movie, The Nude Bomb.
Yeah, the nude bomb. The nude bomb was incredible.
But they're making that. They're making the Pink Panther and Inspector Clouseau. That third party figure. You never know if someone. I mean, look, as we were going on about on Toys Wonderland, they now have the Axel Foley figure, the Beverly Hills Cop figure. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I saw.
Oh my God! I'm like, click. I gotta have that.
I was literally watching Beverly Hills Cop 2 the other day when it dropped, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like, dude, I was actually watching Beverly Hills Cop 2 the other day when I saw that went up.
And that's the Beverly Hills Cop 2 version of the character with the Detroit jacket. Yeah. It's so awesome.
So Will,
what about you? Did you?
That's what I was about to ask. Will, I mean, come on, man.
What's
I mean, I know you have a piece of nostalgia. There's something out there that hasn't been released yet. Pennywise excluded. You know, we're excluded from this. We're not even talking about. But there has to be something
Little
out
House on the
there.
Prairie.
You can never exclude him.
You have to exclude him right
Little
now.
House on the Prairie.
But there has to be something out there that
He's still too young. He doesn't even know.
you
what
would
that
have
is.
to, or you would want
not really.
to have a piece of, you know what I mean, as you know, in your collection, something that you wish they would actually make in 1/6 scale. What would you do?
Baio,
Dude,
Charles in
What do you think it
Charge.
would be?
Are we talking about like nostalgia from like my childhood days?
Well, just if from your childhood or anything that you've might have actually seen that you wanted, or
Dude.
Joni loves Chachi, or you know, pretty much like
Owner from Growing Pains.
What's interesting is like
Oh.
I feel like most of my childhood has already been made into collectibles, like Rob had said. So like Terminator 2 would be the biggest one for me, and that film has been collectible at the wazoo. So I mean, like, because it's one of the best films ever made, in my opinion. So that film, I'm just crazy over Terminator. Like I told you guys, my favorite figure is the DX-13 Terminator Battle Damage. Like that thing.
We're coming up on the T2 anniversary, right?
Yeah, because I guess it would be this year because it was 91. So
I thought it was 92.
they're pretty sure it's 91.
Oh.
But
yeah, then we're like right.
But
See,
well, there's that
would be
company.
one that, like a Hot Toys reissue. Like I would go for like a new Terminator line.
Yeah, I mean, if they're doing Back to the Future, why not Terminator? But yeah, there's that one company, Dark Side Collectibles. They're pretty new. They're making like 3rd scale statues from T2, so I'm pretty interested in those when I see them. They're making like Arnold. They're making T1000 and Sarah Connor. So
nice.
That's exciting. But as far as like nostalgia, I mean, mostly for me, like most of the stuff I really like has already been made. I feel like I would probably go something in the video game realm because you guys know, like I love those story-driven video games. So for me, like one game I really, really love, and even a lot of those have been made, but there's a game called Infamous Second Son. Brendan's probably played it. And I think maybe you played it, Justin. So like I love that game. I actually didn't play the previous 2 Infamous games. I would love a Delson Rowe from that game. Like I used to get, because I used to wear the red beanie. It was not intentional, but like everyone used to kind of say I look like him anyway.
It was not intentional.
So it wasn't, dude. I wore that before the game even came out.
Okay.
But yeah, trust me.
I believe you, along with your girlfriend in Canada. I believe you.
Hey, you never know. We're gonna find out tonight. But so yeah, but yeah, that would probably be mine, Layout. That's a good question. I mean,
are you you getting Jin Sakai, the third party?
No, because I'm getting the Prime one. Yeah,
from Ghost.
Will doesn't necessarily do third party unless he makes.
No, he said that he got one just
unless
recently.
it's Last of Us.
Yeah.
Unless it's Last of Us.
But that one is just regular, normal body, civilian clothes, and a head. So you can't really like. There's nothing that can really go wrong. If there is,
Justin and I are excited for Ghost of
all,
Tsushima though.
Oh my god, that Ghost of Tsushima figure! I'm so. Although, to be honest, I wish it wasn't the Ghost armor. I kind of wish it was his clan armor.
The clan Sakai armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
I feel like that might happen at some point.
Yeah. Luminar
wore in the game. So
Jackie Brown. Wow, that's a good choice.
Luminar 8843. I'm with you on that. I would love to have a Jackie Brown 1/6 scale figure.
You
like,
never have too much Pam Grier.
There's one film too that I'm really
literally.
There's a couple films I'm really nostalgic about. They're not that old, but Life of Pi is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be something that would be really interesting. I also really like Zero Dark 30 because I just have the hots for Jessica Chastain. So like she is incredible. So like if I got like
I'm there with you, especially in Molly's game.
Yeah, exactly. So something like that. You guys know I love the film stuff, so you know that would be one for me. That
new
would never get made,
that Snake Plissken. Yes, it will be mine. All right.
I have the Snake Plissken sideshow figure. It's not bad.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I didn't get the Jack Burton though, which I should have. I'm an idiot.
So I'm pissed I didn't get that one myself.
So Rob, I want to show you. So I was saving this. So this is a piece of nostalgia that I actually have with me in my collection. It's actually on the wall. Couldn't take it down, but I got this signed by this actress at the Trocadero Theater in New York. And this is basically the Trocadero, the old Trocadero.
Yeah.
My dad, my father took me to the Trocadero. They were showing like a selection of different films, whatever. They were all like, some of them were independent films. Some of them were like films from overseas. But one of me and my father's favorite films, I managed, I actually got the poster, one of the original posters of it. And I got the actress to sign the poster. Now, I think only you would understand this and kind of get where I'm going with it. You would actually probably connect well to this.
Oh hell
Oh,
yeah!
dude,
What do you
come
mean?
on
Like
now.
only he would?
Come on now.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, by the way, somebody, a third party, should do, because
Yes.
talk about toyetic. I mean, one of my favorite things was when, it's not the greatest figure in the world, but when they did a Fison body, they did a Star Crash figure, Caroline Monroe from Star Crash, which is an Italian. But Barbarella, I mean, this is a comic. But by the way, Barbarella is a European comic book character that was made. That's Jane Fonda in the title role,
and she signed this. She signed this for me.
Oh, okay. First of all, that's a movie poster.
Yes.
Like though, that's how movie posters used to look. When
exactly.
You'd look at a movie poster and it would encapsulate what it was like to watch the entire film in one image.
That was Spank Bank material.
It was great stuff.
I had to go to that point.
But Barbarella, has a number of different costumes in the movie that are awesome. And obviously there are three movies to me that go together. Diabolic or Danger Diabolic, Barbarella, and Flash Gordon. And those are
Flash
all
Gordon.
comic book. Like, look, where I keep waiting for the Big Chief Flash Gordon figures. I can't wait to get that Ming.
Yep.
That Ming figure.
Yeah.
I mean, my God. I mean, that's a grail figure for me.
Yeah.
But Barbarella, man, I would love it. I'm surprised that Fison or one of their offshoots has not
tackled this yet.
But people don't, the figure buying public doesn't know Barbarella. They don't know the film. I think Barbarella's 68. It came out in 68.
1968. Yep.
Yeah. So people don't know this figure. And by the way, most audiences of today would watch this movie and go, "What the hell is this?
Yeah,
what am I
would.
watching?"
Oh, definitely.
I know. Will would love it if he watched it. He would love it.
You really think so?
I know.
Just
so.
the opening 5 minutes, you would love.
You
I
would
am a
love
wild
it.
card, Leo. You never
next
really
review
know.
on your
You
channel, Will.
You would
Next
like.
review on your
Now
channel.
listen. You have to be open-minded. Listen, this is a film from 1968, and this
Maybe
is
smoke
one
a
of
little
Jane
weed before
Fonda's
you watch it.
classic. So you have to judge it strictly off of the timeline, when it was released, what it was then. You know what I mean? But it was an artistically creative film. I'll just say that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, is
No,
it like
before
movie
you watch
form
it.
of Toe Jam and Earl?
Huh?
Like movie form of Toe Jam and Earl? That's
No.
that's like the barometer
No,
for Trippy.
no,
no,
Like
no,
Trippy
no.
is like
You're
Toe
not
Jam and Earl.
No.
no. You can't compare.
No,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
like taking mushrooms or something and watching.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a
what I feel
angel
like
with wings
Toe Jam
named
is.
Pygar that's also played by John Philip Law, who played
Yep.
Diabolic.
Mhm.
And yeah, I will say this, it's a little tough to watch for modern audiences. You'll be looking
Yeah.
at this going, what is
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Like I would, in California, I can say this because marijuana is legal. You need to take a lot of edibles, or
Yeah.
you need some dank nugs
Yeah.
and smoke a major bowl
Oh my
and
god,
watch
dang
this.
no.
I mean, yeah, you
Definitely,
need some dank
100%,
nugs.
yeah.
You need some. And when you watch this, because man, my ex-wife loved Barbarella. As a matter of fact, when I got married, she had a gown. Her dress was a custom designed dress that was inspired by Barbarella.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It was. It's funny. One
That's
day I
cool.
should put up because we had a costume wedding in Las Vegas. I
Oh,
just told
nice.
people to dress up. People came dressed as Rick Deckard from Blade Runner
From
and
Blade
Snake
Runner.
That's
Plissken,
awesome.
and yeah, it was.
See, Will couldn't do that because he would go to his own wedding as Pennywise.
Oh yeah. I actually had the perfect build
Wow.
for him. I would just need a wig. So
Justin's been quiet for like 10 minutes. And it was just, wow.
he says, "Wow,
Wow.
Justin, can we get a gift?"
Hey,
I'm sure some have already been made. I'm sure.
come on, man.
Well, just give
I'm
it
just
time because trust me, we're
I'm
gonna
just
get
waiting for Will's segment.
But-
I'm just waiting
yeah.
for Will's segment.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, well,
speaking,
sorry.
Speaking of
did we just
which,
kick it off.
speaking
It was
of
like Justin
which,
was riding around on a Segway.
there. Do you want me to share it?
Hey.
yeah, get it prepped while you're
All right,
actually
we'll
getting
prep
your.
Welcome. You're welcome.
You'll definitely prep it, definitely. So, by the way, anyone who's watching, we have 88 people in the chat. Everyone watching and viewing right now,
Hit the
if you
thumbs
can,
up, yo.
hit that thumbs
Thumbs
up. I'm
Hit
thinking of
the thumb
Barbarella.
butts.
Barbarella got me in that
Thumb
mind
butts.
state. Hit the thumbs
Y'all like
up.
thumbs, but
Hit the thumbs up while you can, and always remember, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to pretty much everybody's channel here, except for Brendan. We got to make sure he gets one.
What is your
But-
official? I'm gonna tweet this out. What is your official channel name?
My official channel name is
Yeah.
the 1/6 Scale Man.
That's what I
yeah,
missed.
it's
Okay.
1/6 Scale Man YouTube channel. Yeah. So
Lael,
basically, that's
you want to do our delays predictions before or after Will's segment?
we're gonna do it after Will's segment because that's gonna take a bit. That's gonna take a bit. So
Yeah.
we'll do it after Will's segment.
I may
and-
have to jump off around the 2-hour mark. Just so
Yeah.
you
We'll
are
yeah,
aware.
definitely, no problem.
What are we?
we'll
Oh yeah,
accommodate.
that's fine. Just
We'll definitely accommodate. So again, everyone, this is the introduction to what the one and only
Oh my
the
god.
world according
Wow.
to Foxification. Okay, so of course we know Will comes with the education, so we're definitely going to give him his just due. So Will, as
Let me go full
always,
screen. All right.
take it away, bro.
All right. So am I? Oh, sorry. I can't. Oh, I am full screen, guys. Thank you so much, Lael, for letting me continue my segment. Brendan always thinks it's going to be canceled, but it's never going to happen. It's just going to go on and on and on like
push
The
you down a
Walking
flight of
Dead.
Stairs.
It's just like The Walking Dead. It never really ends. So we're going to enter the mind
Oh,
of
my
Will
God.
Foxification. So, Lael, if you would
my
share my
God.
PowerPoint, we've been talking about nostalgia tonight. Hold on, let me full screen this. Hold on.
Oh my God! Can I just say I'm so excited for this?
We've been talking about
That'll
nostalgia
change.
tonight, so we're about to get real deep and introspective here, okay? Because we're going to understand your inner collector. Everyone has their own inner collector. Everyone's
Hold on,
different.
Will. I just want to point out that it looks like Lael's head is coming out of the flame in the top right corner there.
I don't know. I got to pull that up on StreamYard.
because
It's great.
I'm
He's
hot,
wearing
son.
lit
Oh,
up
yeah.
and
I
all
said
hot.
that it was actually cool. It was probably the best part of your whole
Oh,
presentation.
okay, no. It's the candles in the back, dude. Because,
Because
like,
I'm
I'm
hot,
all,
son.
I'm all about romance. Lael says I'm a hopeless romantic, so, like, I've pretty much adopted that, and Pretty Boy is my name. So we're going to talk about introspection tonight and just understanding yourself as a collector, because as collectors, we need to understand something. Inspection is not introspection. Okay, because we
Played.
inspect the shit out of our figures. We look for defects. We make sure everything is good. But that's not the same as inspecting ourselves. Okay, we need to
I
inspect
do that every night.
all 2 inches.
Come on
You just
now.
have a, you just,
All right.
you
Talking
just have,
6 scale, bro.
Oh shit, that was 6 scale. Okay,
you
my
just have a
bad.
clean up
Wow.
towel on him.
Okay.
Dylan.
Shoes are set.
Wow.
All right, I can't
Sorry.
see Justin's face, but I'm sure it
I'm
looks
old.
beautiful. But yeah, we're gonna look
Thank
at our inner selves tonight. And sorry, I said 2 inches. I meant to say 12 inches. Sorry,
Oh,
6 scale,
thanks,
6
buddy.
scale, 6 scale.
I wish.
Are we
my
supposed
God.
to light candles or?
Wow.
So the biggest thing, we need to understand the why we do what we do. We don't often ponder why we do the things we do, but we really should. Like Justin, this is like the record scratch moment. Like
you
you're
give
probably
him
wondering
this
how I got
picture
in
of
this
you?
situation. Yeah, this is Justin. Like this is
This is
this is
a
him.
weird pose.
Yeah, it's
It
like
was
it's almost.
hot. I collapsed on the ground because I was hot, so I was just lying there. We were doing a photo shoot, and Steph was Harley, and she was doing this thing like she just defeated Batman. So this was like in between takes, and yeah, that's why I look like that. I'm like dying inside because I'm like a
No,
million degrees.
This is
in
the,
that suit.
Dude, Steph just found one of your bills from one of your arrivals. Come on. She's like,
And that's Justin's face. No, this
She
is
actually knocked you on your ass, and
This
this
is-
is the
yeah.
aftermath of that.
exactly. This is actually, people don't know Justin has like a triple X career. This film's called Bone Man instead of
Oh
Batman.
my god!
Wow.
So yeah.
God.
So
Bone Man?
yeah, Bone. You haven't heard of it? You gotta watch. Look it up, dude. It's online.
Wow!
Go through the search
Wait,
results.
so
All right.
I'm sorry, Will. Just to
you wanna
clarify,
go back?
you're advocating that we watch Justin's adult film.
Yeah, dude. It's only on his
Wow.
OnlyFans. Check it out.
The
It's on
only
there.
the only one here that appears in any adult film is actually Rob.
that's
Rob's in an
actually-
adult film?
It is actually true.
Dude, check this out.
Oh my
I am-
God, Rob.
That's
I
what
am-
she said.
No. I am in Star Wars Triple X.
No
What?
way.
Yes, I played Biggs Darklighter.
You went
Wait,
like
let me go
you
get
went
my
like
Blu-ray
full Ron
copy.
Jeremy on us, Rob.
Well, unfortunately, I just don't have I don't have the penis for porn.
I like you were about
It's
to
a
say
gift.
unit,
It's a
and
gift.
then you're like,
I will say this: Allie Hayes played Princess Leia, and it was really cool
Oh.
because. So a friend of mine, you know people in the porn industry. A friend of mine worked
Wow.
on Axel Braun, makes a lot of porn parodies, and he said to me, he said, "Look, we're doing a Star Wars porn, and they built an X-wing fighter cockpit, and they built sets like real Star Wars sets. They built the interior of the Millennium Falcon, and he goes, "You got to come down and check it out." I'm like, "I got to see this, man." And so I went down there, and he goes, "You got to be an X-wing pilot, and you got to be Biggs Darklighter. I like have a speaking role." Like I act in this movie. I'm in the trailer, and I'm wearing a full-on. I could actually find the picture.
Forget Mandalorian. I was in Star Wars, a porn parody.
I mean, and it's like 3 hours long, and it's. I mean, Chewbacca.
It's a 3-hour porn.
Yeah, he has a 3-way with 2 female stormtroopers. I kid you not. I kid you not. Don't,
Justin, I'm so sorry I led us down this dark path.
By the way, just so you know, I don't like people to know that I'm in a porn film, so it ruins my credibility in the industry. So don't tell anyone.
I would feel like if anything, you gain credibility. So
wow,
that's amazing, Rob. So we're gonna hit nostalgia next,
Oh
right?
my god!
Because
look at that shirt.
yeah, look at this Christmas sweater. Like this is the ultimate nostalgia. Like Leal clearly has fond memories of Darth Vader on Christmas. There's no other way to interpret this. Like, and that's swag right there. I mean, seriously. He's got a Santa hat.
There is way too much info on this slide.
Oh, we're going to hit it all, Justin. Don't worry.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
worry,
not an effective PowerPoint slide there.
No, it's
too much text.
Well, I added 3 sentences because we needed examples. But let's define nostalgia first as we look at Leal's beautiful face and his swag here. Nostalgia, and I cited my source, Google 2021. A sentimental longing or wistful affection for the past, typically for a period or place with happy personal associations. I think this is the biggest reason we do what we do. We collect because we have nostalgia. We talked about it a lot tonight. The king of nostalgia is in the house. Rob, he's schooled us on nostalgia. We understand it. We needed a firm definition. We didn't get that yet. So we got Google.
Firm is right.
To you. That's right. After with Justin's video and your movie, so you know. So don't let Steph watch the stream, by the way, Justin. Don't let her know. So use in a sentence. This one I can't even do this. Okay, so use in a sentence. We need examples. I said Leal uses nostalgia to convince himself that What If is actually good.
Oh.
Oh my God! I can't see Leal's face, so I'm sure he's gonna kick me off any second.
I'm gonna rip your sack off like a paper towel.
Brendan, I didn't put one in here for you, but so I have another example. Robert is nostalgic for the days in which J.J. Abrams was not involved with Star Trek or Star Wars.
There we go.
Bro.
So I knew that Rob would feel happy about that one. Third one, Brendan, I didn't do one for you, but I can always come up with one on the spot. Justin is nostalgic for the days. I actually put the nostalgic, but it was a typo. Justin is nostalgic for the days in which he wasn't locked in an Australian prison.
Oh my God! By the way, we have some freedoms as of 11:59 tonight. Do you know what our freedoms are?
What?
These are some.
I'm guessing it doesn't
freedoms.
involve Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
These are some really amazing freedoms, right? This is what we can do. We can now, instead of going 5 kilometers from our house, wait for it, we can now go 10. Everything else is exactly the same. Everything is still closed. So I can take my 5 kilometers and I can go to a grocery store that's now 10 kilometers away. Can I go to see Shang-Chi? No. Can I go and see my dad? No. Can I go and have dinner with my grandmother down in near the beach? No.
You can't even go see your dad?
Do they regulate
That's
how many times
crazy.
you can shake after a piss?
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be next.
But I mean, if you stay in your if you stay in your car, you can't go see your father?
No. Literally, there is literally a kid right now in another state. He was with his grandparents when the lockdown started, and they are not allowing this kid to come home to his parents in Sydney. They are literally stopping this kid from getting home to his parents. Like, what the hell is this country?
The government over there just needs to have a Foster's and relax.
I told you guys, he's nostalgic for the days. Yeah.
Coopers, or VB, mate. You gotta have a VB.
Very nostalgic for being able to do absolutely anything.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I know it's a tough life.
Yeah,
dude.
Bob Dylan, you got a good one there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, like we said, nostalgia is most often the driving force behind why we collect what we do, right? We have fond memories of the past, of a certain story, of a certain character. That's typically why we do things. That's the main reason. Without it, we can be aimless travelers with no destination. We're collecting everything, but we're also collecting nothing because nothing means anything to you, typically without that nostalgia, right? And there's actually a little tidbit here. Scientists recently explored the bittersweet feeling of nostalgia, finding that it serves a positive function, so it's actually healthy for you. to feel nostalgia, improving mood, and possibly mental health. Here they found out nostalgia is increasing a sense of social connectedness. So we're going to get into that as well. The collecting community is big, and it is very important.
Well, it doesn't bode well when you come from academia and you're citing something that says recently signed, but it's from 2016. That's piss poor, man.
Dude,
Do better.
It's 5 years, dude. 5 years. That's the rule. It's 5 years. That's all that matters. Okay, so there's a picture of me in the wild. There's a little nip action going on too. I didn't even catch that, but if you look with a close eye, you can see it.
Well, you are Pennywise, man. Check that out.
Yeah, right. And look at the women. Look at the hot babes in the back. It was like a National Geographic photo. Like it just like happened to catch this live in moment.
You're so white, I can see through you.
But those two girls those two girls are a couple, right? You have no chance.
Well, Rob, there's threesomes. They're a thing, so it's fine.
Oh my god!
So, no, you're part of the patriarchy, bro. Come on.
No way.
You're done.
I mean, with those arms, just barely, but.
Yeah. Okay. Understanding what you want from collecting can help provide direction, right? There's a lot of key questions that we want to ask about, right? Why do you collect? That's really the biggest question. Like, why do you really want these collectibles? Like, do they bring you happiness? Are you doing it to impress your friends, impress women, for example? Because that's another good thing.
That's exactly why I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Because trust me,
the board in this hobby.
Trust me, you can attract the babes with collectibles.
You get laid.
So yeah, exactly. There's no better way, really. What characters and IPs do you love the most? Figure out what really drives you to get collecting. Like. What are you laughing at, Leo? Are you laughing at Justin's reaction? I can't see it.
I'm laughing at the picture, bro.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. Rob said I'm part of the patriarchy, so I don't understand. But I just thought I was being hot for the ladies. That's it. But,
well, that is kind of a BDSM look for you right there. So maybe,
yeah, it's true. That's true, dude. It's true. Yeah, I'm all about the sequel life. So, what does community mean to you? We're gonna get in that as well. Right? So like community, like we're all here having fun tonight. Everyone's in the chat. If you're part of this chat tonight, you're part of the community. You obviously like to engage. What does that mean to you? That's a big part of your collecting journey. Do you do it for investment or for fun? Some people do it for investment, but you're probably in the wrong hobby if you're doing that, because these figures, they don't usually retain their value usually, but appreciating in value is a dubious proposition at best. What scale do you enjoy the most? What
Apparently those girls think you don't measure up in terms of scale. Come on, man.
It's a 1-to-1. 1-to-1, baby. 1-to-1. No, they're looking at my guns, Rob. That's what they're looking at.
That's true. They look good. Those look good.
Thanks, man. I didn't even have a tattoo at this point, so yeah. And I would probably had not even worked out that day. So imagine what I would have looked like if I'd worked out that day. So, and I've taken my protein shake. Do you want consistency in scale and
I have
universe?
a joke for that.
I mean, when he said protein, it was right there. But you showed a lot of self-restraint in letting that go.
That's way too much self-restraint, Rob. Okay, for most collectors, asking yourself these fundamental questions help establish guiding principles. We need guiding principles. We need a foundation, right? We need that. So asking yourself these questions, you got to do it. Don't be the collector trying to prove you have the biggest package. And by package, I mean the package from DHL on your doorstep, because I know you guys will know with your
will,
got it.
You know.
Yeah, that's true. Mine was never delivered.
Collector.
Yeah. So yeah, don't try to be the guy with the biggest package. There's enough of that going around. Rob's been in porns. He knows. Okay.
I was never the guy with the biggest package, let me tell you. I cry my eyes out even to this day.
Well, Justin's getting Prime 1, so he is now. So,
Hey.
Yeah. So, do you want to be a part of the community? And this photo I just think is really heartwarming. That's why I chose this one. I stole it from Lael's Instagram, and it totally was not creepy in any way. Okay. So, I took it and I put it on there. Every collector's journey is personal. But sharing them with like-minded individuals help us collectively grow. Like making you guys all my friends, right? That's super exciting because I'm meeting people with like-minded, hobbies and interests. And we can share things and build connections. Like we're all going to go to Star Wars Celebration together, I'm hoping, Comic-Cons, like building friendships and connections that last a lifetime. Like some of your best friends will be fellow collectors, as we all see here tonight. Like some of the best, even people not on these streams who message me that I talk to, that I've made connections with, those are genuinely good friends who I know have my back. So this community can really be that for you. Knowing your journey can be collaborative, can make the experience more enjoyable. The more connections you make, the more fun you're going to have. Because if you're isolated on an island, you're like Tom Hanks in Castaway. It's not fun. All you have is a volleyball friend.
Or Justin in Melbourne.
Yeah, Justin in Melbourne. He has no friends right now.
Just me.
I try to talk to him as much as I can to make sure he doesn't feel alone, but it doesn't always work, So he has some cats, I guess, but other than that, so might as well be Lane Kramer at this point. It's vital to retain your individuality, so you're happy with your purchases and you don't get overwhelmed. Like I said, don't you can be influenced by others, but it's also important to retain your individuality. Be the wild card if you have to. It works for me. Look at me. I'm here. So, conclusion. Okay. So,
Be yourself, the best version. The reason I chose this picture of myself is because this was my peak. Okay, I peaked. Like, look at the hair products.
That's you.
That's me. That's me. Yep. So this is when I worked at PacSun. I was a little bit emo. But trust me,
a little bit emo. That's your peak.
Yeah, that was my peak, Rob. Like, because look at the lady in the background.
You look fantastic now. Come on, what are you talking about, dude? You're peaking right now.
Oh, thanks. But I don't know, Rob. That lady in the background, she is looking at me like she does like me. So
she was literally never within 1,000 miles of you.
So, and she sees my hair products on the counter there in the bottom right. So, like, you know, she knows a hot thing when she sees it. So be yourself, the best version, the collector version. Have fun with it. You know, enjoy your time with it, right? Know your guiding principles. It will guide your collecting. Ask yourself the important, serious questions. It'll help guide you. Listen to influence, but don't be a pawn to influence. Like, people will always tell you what they think you should do, i.e. buy a Venom, but you don't always have to do that, right? You can think about it for yourself and say, you know what? I want to see Venom too, because if the spider's on the chest, I can message Justin and tell him I told him so, and then I can be so happy about that, and I will die a happy man. So collecting shouldn't be a flex, but it can be if that's how you choose to live your life. If you want to have the biggest collection, the biggest package, go for it. But it really shouldn't be about that. It should be having fun. And finally, in conclusion, it's not about who has the biggest collection. It's about who has the biggest breadstick. And again, I mean Olive Garden, not anything else. So don't take this out of context, okay? So thank you so much for listening. It was a great presentation. I'm very proud of it. And I hope you learned something tonight.
Dude, give it up, man. That was outstanding. Oh my God.
Thank you.
You know, when they were talking about what you
Justin and I are not clapping.
I mean, I gotta say, I'm heartwarming. I'm heartwarmed. That was actually awesome. And I gotta say, you know, this is why I do streams with the likes of you people, because my God, you've given me a whole new lease on life.
Can I give myself an applause? Hold on.
Yes.
He had that.
Oh my God.
You motherfucker. You had the laugh track and the applause queued up.
Come on now.
I think I do have a laugh track. Hold on. Yeah.
Hey,
I play that so I think people think I'm funny.
Really great.
Recorded before a live studio audience.
Rob, hey Rob, listen. Contrary to the response that you see on the panel tonight, I actually get people who say that they love this segment. They really love this segment.
It's really good
on the show.
Thanks, Rob.
Oh yeah, you missed his dating segment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
That
missed it.
was
If you go
Rob.
back and watch some of the earlier streams,
That
you'll
was a
actually
real
get.
treat.
Yeah,
Dude, I had a girl break up with me because of my figure collection back in the 90s.
What?
Yeah, I won't use her name. I remember her name. Well, her first name was Elizabeth, not my girlfriend now, and I really liked her. And we had a very nice time. And let's say she spent the night, and I had all of the Playmates 9-inch Star Trek figures, and they were all. I had Billy bookcases like I had behind me, and each shelf was a different. So it was the original series, TNG, DS9, and Voyager at the time.
Was she creeped out because they were watching you guys?
Yeah,
while
she that's what she said. She was creeped out because she called them plastic people. She's like, this really bothers me. I can't come over anymore if you're going to keep these figures. And I'm like, let me think about that. Well, I guess I'm not going to see you again. No, I didn't say it to her, but I thought that was really odd.
Well, I mean, plastic people, clearly she's racist.
Well, yeah, well, but that was it. And it was funny. I really liked this girl, and I thought, what's really interesting, to speak to your whole thing about nostalgia. I think, beyond nostalgia, I think that the movies and the TV shows and the things that we watch, it isn't nostalgia because we carry it with us all the time. Like, I'm not looking to recapture my youth.
Yeah.
I'm looking to
never let it go.
Well, I'm looking to accentuate today. Like, for instance, the Marvel characters. I read Marvel comics when I was a kid in elementary school.
Yeah.
And to now have these same characters writ large on the big screen shows me that my childhood flights of fancy have now become the most lucrative things going in terms of movies and television. And they have evolved and changed along with me. Yeah. And they've become something they're just as relevant as ever. And the fact that these figures that we're collecting, I mean, let's take the average Hot Toys figure. If you include the die-cast Iron Man figures, you're looking at $250 a pop. And if you've got, I mean, look at just what I can see in Justin's frame, and there's the 3 top frames I'm looking at now. How much money? in figures are we looking at? Just
Hey,
in what's
hey,
visible
Jeff.
right now. Just
Yeah,
in
right.
what's visible.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I mean, I'm sure.
Don't even worry
Justin-
about those.
Justin, I bet you what we can see on your screen alone exceeds
you wanna see up there?
$10,000. $10,000
Hey.
easily.
Those
You're
are
not
Prime
counting
one,
the Prime
so, yeah.
1.
Easily.
Obviously.
Well, definitely if
Easily.
you're talking Australian dollars.
I would
Easily.
go even 20.
Because Australian dollar is not good
$20,000.
compared to ours.
And that's not even looking around the entire room. That's
This
just
is
one
the
wall.
this is the B team right here. This is all the stuff that I don't know what to do
It's
with,
the
so it ends up in
overflow.
the studio. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, since
Wow.
you and I have been streaming, Justin, those shelves behind you have tripled in terms of population. I mean, I've
They've
never
gotten
seen.
packed.
I mean, my God, it's like rabbits live there and they just keep reproducing. But
I
they're
know,
figures.
It's crazy. I do need to
And-
slim. I do need to slim it down because when my Modu case comes, the Modu case is all going in here. So this stuff needs to freaking go somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to sell the helmets or keep the helmets or what.
You got to keep it on. Come on, bro. You can't sell it.
You can't
I
sell
don't know.
them.
I'm
You
not a-
can't.
I-
If
I
you're going to
currently
sell
have a
them,
bunch of stuff
sell
in
them to
storage,
me.
so-
If you're going to sell them, sell
There
them
you
to
go.
me with the T-shirt you owe
Wow.
me. Sell them
Yeah, I
to
do.
me. I'll take them. I'll
He does
take 'em
owe
off
us
your hands
T-shirts.
quick. Yeah,
I
he does
do owe
us
you
T-shirts.
t-shirts. I do.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Now that's not saying that you owe us T-shirts because the bet's still on. You haven't lost the bet with Rob yet, but that's something totally different. But yeah, I want the T-shirt. I do want my T-shirt.
Okay.
But no, I mean, again, collecting and just everything, sheer nostalgia. I mean, and this is like I say, Rob, why I had you on the show is because it's a journey. You know what I mean? It's taken
Yes.
us, from a childhood journey, things that we've held
You
near
you still
and
have
dear.
Justin full screen, right?
I'm still full screen.
I know, because I want to see his face.
I wanna
can
see his
I want to see. I want to see his face. I like seeing his.
eyes that he's like, when the fuck is
I
he
like
gonna
seeing his
not
reaction.
Full screen
But-
anymore.
Get me
But
on,
again-
get me on out of here.
But yeah, no, Rob, that's pretty much I have you on the show is because, like I said, it is that journey through nostalgia. It is to talk about some of the things that, and the thing is, even for the people out in the chat, don't think it's just we're talking about things from years past. We're talking about even now, like all the way up until like any pieces that you actually have that you hold near and dear. There's some pieces that I've collected, from new releases to like things that have come out within the last couple of years, that I pretty much have wanted for so that I've wanted since it was released, and it kind of
People are nostalgic for Endgame Cap, and they haven't even got it yet.
I finally got mine though.
Yes.
Did you, Rob? Thank God, man.
Yes, thank God.
It was
bro.
like, did you just have to like take a nap after you finally got it, and you got to where you're just like, oh God, I can relax now?
Well, no, because there's always something else to worry about.
True.
I'm looking. Then I go look at my pre-orders. I'm like, why does my Endgame Battle Damage Thanos keep getting pushed? Pushed.
Yeah.
Because Justin, if Justin's already done it, so I actually gauge. It's funny because Justin's collection, his channel, his review videos have become how I gauge time in my life. Because if when he drops a video to the time I actually receive the figure, I think that's how much closer to death I am. I've lost 8 months of my life. He did his Endgame Cap in
Justin is
February
so
of
happy
2021. Now I'm waiting or whatever. Now it's September. Justin's living in the future, and I've lost 8 months of my life.
Rob, I guarantee you that before your sideshow order for Endgame Battle Damage Thanos ships, you'll be able to cancel that and order it from overseas for cheaper.
I know. I know.
It drops like crazy. Like if you look at the
why
previous
are you doing
Thanos,
this to
they
yourself,
drop.
Rob? Don't torture yourself. Do not torture yourself like this.
You'll get it for
Get
cheaper.
out of
You will.
Sideshow, give Sideshow the flick, and get over to Hong Kong because they.
I gotta tell you, I
know.
gotta tell you, I've been very impressed. I mean, not to. I never thought about this, but Toys Wonderland has been a company that has treated me very well, and I love the way they pack their figures. I love their customer service. I mean, people bitch and moan and complain about every company, but my experience with Toys Wonderland has been phenomenal. Has it not been the case with you, sir? Will?
No,
You're not-
we fixed up Will's issue. We
did.
up Will's issue.
Justin,
Come on now.
Justin took care of me, fixed it up. But I had one really bad Toys Wonderland experience, so
If
I'm
anything,
good
you
now.
can
I'm
blame
like,
DHL.
I'm in the middle now on Toys Wonderland. Let's say that because
Your thing was not necessarily like 100% Toys Wonderland. There was that was more
DHL
like
marked his
DHL than
package.
anything for you.
At the
DHL
time-
marked his package as delivered, and then they actually didn't deliver it. So like it's in the Phantom Zone. So Toys Wonderland was like, well, DHL said they delivered it, but you're saying you didn't get it. So like, what do? They
Which
can either
any seller
give
is going to be like, well, I mean, how many scams do they get a year where somebody's like, I didn't get it, where like give me another one so they can get a sec.
Well,
like,
this one too was, but. Yeah, but
I mean,
at the same time, like there was that's true. No, I'm very trustworthy. What they would say,
but then Willard's also like he had a broken wrist peg on Ebony Moore, and now he's like all third party is bad. So I think Will is like if he has one bad experience, he's like one of those little whack-a-mole things. You give him one bonk on the head, he ain't popping back up.
I'm done with it. No, but my experience was different because Toys Wonderland, like, if they had looked into it even moderately, it would have been like obvious what happened. But it's fine. Like they took care of me now, so I'm fine with them now. But as long as they prove to me that they're quality, I'll recommend.
Well,
them.
you know, look, there are companies that I've been ordering from Monkey Depot for.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for parts.
Yeah, big fan of Monkey Depot. 1/6 Outfitters is a new company that I've been ordering from, and they've been great. 1/6 Kit that you, Justin, hooked me up with.
Yes,
they are great. You know, and you even told me that it might take like 3 weeks to get whatever, but it doesn't matter. It's always well packed, and I get what I order.
Everyone will have a bad experience with one company or another at some point. No company or customer is perfect, so it's
yeah. I mean, even Sideshow that's in my town, in my same town. I will say this about Sideshow. If I pay off something, like let's say I buy something at 4 o'clock in the afternoon that's in stock at Sideshow, I'll get it the next day.
Yeah,
I'll get it the next day.
Closer.
Yeah, because I'll get it the next day. But one time, my deluxe Justice League Wonder Woman disappeared. You know, I'm used to getting things like this. Was not Sideshow's fault. They sent it and it disappeared for like a week. And I went to the neighbors because sometimes people deliver. I'm like. I'm knocking on, and in LA, no one talks to their neighbors. I'm like, "Hello, did you get a Wonder Woman action figure?"
Show up like
I'm going up and down the street I live on, and people are looking at me like, "What?"
I had that happen with a package once before, where I'm in Boston, and it was supposed to come from another part of Massachusetts, and the Postal Service routed it through Connecticut. So it went like 60, 70 miles away from me to then come back. And it was only about 20 miles from me when it started. So yeah, sometimes it's just, you don't know what the hell's happening.
I mean, I did get the Wonder Woman figure, by the way, a badass figure. I love that deluxe Justice League.
It is fantastic.
It is a very good one.
Yes, it is.
By the way, lads, I do need to head off. I'm at my 2-hour mark.
Yes.
I need to head off now, so I will see you next week
in the next video.
I really thought he was going to do it.
I will see you in the next video.
I will see you in the next video.
Come on, you got it. You have to do it. You have to do it. Come on, please. Come on, Justin, please. Please,
put you
bro.
Full screen. He's not going to let you go.
He loves being full screen.
I love that.
All right, everyone. That's about it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
I don't
You put the laugh track. Now, see, Will, that was a good use of the laugh track.
There we go.
I don't think Justin realizes how much he's loved.
Nah, he doesn't, bro.
Like you know, I might kid him, but I really do love his channel, and I really do love the work that he puts in. And
I think it's hard to see sometimes because, like, he'll also get. I mean, he gets far more love and appreciation from the community than he does hate, but the hate stands out more whenever you get like a dickhead comment on, you know, which any one of us, you can post something in one of the groups on Facebook, and then you think, all right, this is 100% a positive kind of post. There's no, and then assholes come out of the woodwork, and you're like, how did this turn into a thing? How is this a, you know? So I think it's easier to see more of that when the sheer volume is going to be higher for it.
Oh, I talk about Star Trek, and I get people that are like, you know, I despise you. I'm like, really? Like, okay, I don't. That's okay. I mean, why do you despise me? I mean, I understand I can be a monumental douchebag, but still, I try and keep it light.
I personally, I like Discovery, but and you don't. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't deal with him now because he doesn't like. It's like,
no, I'm
Yeah.
Although, to be
Rob.
fair, DS9 was like probably my, as much as I love the Next Generation, DS9 and the Dominion Wars, that was like the peak of Star Wars.
Yeah. Rob, I have to get you on the show one of these days with Susan, Blue Susan, because she is a Star Trek fanatic. I would have to get you on the show with her because the thing is, here's the thing. So I grew up with Star Trek the motion picture, Star Trek the Wrath of Khan, Star Trek the Search for Spock. I've grew up with these.
Lloyd.
Yeah, I've grew up with these films, and then basically, with Star Trek, the Next Generation, that we actually saw on television. Mm-hmm. So I've seen these things, but even in seeing that, I am the resident Star Wars nut. I am a Star Wars
I never would have guessed
fanatic.
that,
I am the resident Star Wars nut, but I have an appreciation for the classics.
I don't know if you can say that because as the resident Star Wars nut, because you haven't been in a Star Wars porn.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm just saying.
That's a resume builder right there.
I'm just saying, I don't know if you can claim that
Rob,
title now.
that
By
picture.
the way, I'm going to find a picture right now, but keep going, Lale.
That picture,
G-rated picture.
That picture that you sent was phenomenal.
The one on Facebook. Oh,
that picture that you sent. I'm not gonna show everybody, but that picture.
I'll show it to you. I'm gonna pull that one up.
You gonna pull it up? Because I have it. I can show it. I have it.
Oh well, then yeah, there you go.
You want me? I'll pull it up just for everybody to actually see. Now this is Robert Meyer Burnett.
I love the name. Big Starklighter.
That's me.
Oh my god!
As Big Starklighter.
Big Starklighter. It's Star Wars. I got to solo that. Yo, literally.
Oh my god.
That's beautiful.
Big Stark. Yo, that is an amazing photo.
I can't even. What can I say?
Look
now,
at
how could I have not wanted?
I mean, Big Starklighter sounds like the name of a black porn star.
Oh my god.
It does, but see, you had to solo yourself on that one.
No, hang on. And now I've got some other pictures I can show. Now, Red Leader, I was Red. Was I Red 6? Now here's what's great. I got to give this to you. So one of the actresses who starred, I don't think she performed in the film, but she she's a very famous porn actress, was in fact Red Leader. So I got to share this screen. So that is Red Leader. That is Kylie Ireland, a very famous porn actress, and she's actually a very cool girl. That's her as Red Leader in Star Wars XXX. So they really went all out when they made this movie to make it as cool as it could be.
Jeez, Rob, you have so many screenshots on your desk.
I know.
I don't know how you do it.
Don't even start with it. I know it's terrible.
You can like stack those, right? You can.
I can't because a lot of those we're promoting Tango Shalom, and there's all these different pictures and things.
Speaking of which, everyone out there, if you can get to your theater and if they are showing Tango Shalom, go see that film as soon as it actually arrives here. Which I was wondering because we actually have a independent theater here. It's like a Midtown Cinema, and I was wondering
where are you?
I am currently in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Well, we might open. We're opening in South Beach, in Miami, and in Palm Springs, and in Arizona, in Scottsdale, Arizona this weekend. So it depends. I mean, for a low budget indie movie like ours, every weekend is a world, is a life, is a lifetime. Yeah. And if we last, we're still in New York, the greater New York area. We're still in LA, but we're also opening in Palm Springs and in South Beach, and Miami.
In Boston, I'll go.
Yeah, we're not opening it, but I don't know why. I mean, hopefully, again, if it keeps playing and we keep getting in theaters, hopefully, it's weird. I mean, it's you work on a low budget movie, you never know if it's. Yeah. And I'll tell you something. I have to say something about the Star Wars, the porn thing. I think anybody who works in the industry, in film in LA, knows people that work in the porn industry. But I hate to say it, but the porn industry has also been decimated by the internet.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, Funky Cold Santa, you know the answer to that question. You damn well know the answer to that question. So come on, stop trying to.
Where can we buy the porn? Why do you have to buy it? Just punch in Star Wars XXX and watch clips from it on Pornhub. I'm sure it's up there. I mean, I wish I had a Blu-ray of it, but I don't. But what was interesting is, they used to spend money, and you look at like Paul Thomas Anderson's movie Boogie Nights, which is about a great film that was about the porn industry in the 70s.
Definitely.
And porn films used to be movies. They and now they're a little different. I mean, the funny thing about Star Wars XXX was, I mean, there's CG, there's space effects. Like I'm literally flying an X-wing. And you see me die. You see me crash on the Death Star. And I'm like, that's what I asked. I said, you want me to play Biggs? Do I get to die in the Battle of the Death Star? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, count me in, man. Then I flew. They had an X-wing fighter cockpit no jokes. I got in the cockpit.
You said it earlier. It actually took me a second. A full cockpit, and I was like, we're gonna let that one go. We're just okay. We're gonna let that fly right by. Okay.
But no, you went down to the set. My friend Kevin Rubio, who made the Star Wars fan film Troops, the cops Star Wars mashup that reignited Star Wars fan films, and he came down to the set, and it was impressive. I mean, it was impressive, the costume design and everything. I mean, yes, there's X-rated, but now we live in a world where porn, everyone knows it's fine. Porn's fine, whatever. Everyone watches.
Rob, porn is a global and always will be a global phenomenon.
When I was a kid, I had to walk through the woods to get a Playboy magazine that was buried under a tree, like Legend or something.
I'm telling you, Rob, after this stream, your name is gonna skyrocket to the top of the searches on Pornhub.
Yeah,
it's gonna be Robert Meyer Burnett #1 search on Pornhub.
It's very funny because I didn't, everyone who makes porn, you have to use a name, porn name, and so I was very briefly in Superman Returns. And in the movie, in the end credits, I'm credited as NASA reporter. But in the movie itself, I'm on screen for literally, you hear my voice, but I'm on screen for half a second. But if you go to the one frame that I'm in focus, you actually see that my name in Superman Returns, my character's name is Ross Campbell. So
was that
that's how I signed the contract for Star Wars XXX.
Oh my
god.
God.
Ross, as a matter of fact, you know what? I think I actually have my Ross Campbell somewhere it's one of the things. I've got a picture of me. Here it is. I got to share this.
Okay.
Let me make this big so people can see it. So here is me in Superman Returns. Let's see. Here we go. Here I am. Can you see it? Yeah. So there's me on the TV. That's Jimmy Olsen in the foreground. That is me as the NASA reporter in Superman Returns. I'm in the bar right before Superman goes to save the plane in the space shuttle.
Yeah.
So there I was. I shot up against a green screen. I was directed by Bryan Singer, and apparently Ross Campbell is reporting from Houston. I didn't know that when we were shooting, but there I was, a special effect. So whenever I star in porn, not that I ever will be, but Ross Campbell is my nom de plume.
I love it. It's I didn't know
what
that's
an amazing
where I was
crossover.
Recording. It's like back in the day in Whose Line Is It Anyway, when they had the green screen and they didn't know what was behind them, and they just have to improv and just talk about what's going on behind them.
It was hilarious. So there you go.
That's funny.
But a lot of people are awesome. People say, you can't tell people that you were in a porn movie. It's going to ruin your career. I'm like, well, I wasn't really in a porn movie. I mean, I played no one would know. I played a secondary character who was actually a real Star Wars canonical character that happened to be crossing over, and Biggs Darklighter did not know he was in a porn movie. He just showed up and was Biggs Darklighter. I had scenes. I had dialogue with Luke and Han. I'm like, hey, you guys, I never saw any pornography happening. I was never on set when there were three-way.
It's like that episode of Friends where Joey was like, I was in a porn. I'm the guy who walks in to fix the copy machine, but I can't because they're having sex on the copy machine.
I never even got to see that. I'm in the it's funny because I had people coming up to me going, "You're a great actor." Thanks, man.
On set? On the set. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Indeed.
Were you nervous at any point that they were going to ask you to, like perform?
No, I would have been embarrassed, once I took my pants off. But I would, if I had, it depends what I was expected to do. If they asked me to be a cunning linguist, I would have said, all right, I can do that. Sure. But anything else, I don't know.
Wow.
Hey, you know your strengths and you stick with them.
That's right. That's what you make up for your insecurities and your
the
limitations
talented
with
Mr. Robert Meyer Burnett. Literally.
Multi-talented, obviously.
Multi-talented Robert.
I have to tell you, somebody put in the Bloodsport one says, I want a Fison Rob figure. I got to tell you, when I got that Fison body for my Freddie Mercury that's over here, I was like, they come with male members. They come with different size male members. And I was like, oh, I actually recognized one of the ones they came with. I'm like, oh, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good now.
Oh my god.
I mean, they came with 3 different ones. And one of them, like, I'm with it. I'm down with this. That's all right. Cool.
Yo.
All right.
Were they like magnetic or?
He's
No,
literally
they're
turning red. Look.
Look, man, I didn't know that about Fison figures. Like, I'm consulting with Justin. I'm like, I have my Freddie Mercury, right? You can't see it, but it's right there with my band next to Hendrix and John Lennon. And I didn't know. So I get the Fison body, and I have the Win C Freddie Mercury, the head sculpt, and I have the clothing.
Yeah.
Very excited that as a matter of fact, it's pretty cool because I have it actually right here. So the Freddie Mercury, it comes in this really cool box. So this is how the cool 6 scale, and I have my figure posed just like this, and he comes with the microphone and the clothes, really high quality, really high quality. So I have that, and then I've got my Fison body that Justin has told me to get.
Yeah.
And I'd never bought a male Fison body before.
Yeah.
So I open it up, and they make, for those of you who don't know, Fison is a great company. They make it's all like silicon, it's metal
steel
armatures covered in, they're really high quality.
Yeah.
And then it comes,
that's what I used for my Bane. Yeah.
And it comes with this little foam pouch, and I open it up, I'm like, what is this? Like, are these hand pegs? And I open it up, and there's 3 male members in it, and one of them is erect. And then there are 2 others, in which one of them I recognize. I'm like, all right. And then I'm looking at these, and I'm like,
erect?
I'm like, well, what I
That's
did
the
was
way those bodies come, man.
But I
seriously.
People do freaky shit with their collection.
Well, no, you know what it was? I asked about that, and a lot of people use the Fison bodies for art classes and for figure drawing because they're accurate. I mean, proportionally, they're really accurate. Because I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? But
I didn't think the nude models were supposed to get boners when they're modeling for those classes.
It's art, dude.
Like,
if you're drawing erotica, and there's many people who do,
it's high art.
But I have to tell you, when I was deciding which one of these I was going to use for Freddie, I did use the erect version and stuff it in his pants, so when you see it, you can tell he's packing.
Somebody's gonna clip that out. Somebody's gonna
Freddie
clip that out on YouTube. I did use the erect penis on Freddie and stuck it in his pants.
I did. Well, I did, and if you look at it, you can't. It's very
if
funny.
Justin were here, we would have got such a gift from him on that.
Yes.
Like,
we talked about
like
improving your collection, and I feel like Rob's done that today.
I'm just, and by the way, I'm just utilizing what the company sends me. It's not like this wasn't even.
You didn't ask for them to send you a bag.
Yeah, I didn't call 1-6 kid up and go, "Hey man, can you send me this is what I need." It's not like
it's that's what they send. Seriously, and
it's
the thing
like
is,
Peacemaker on the beach and the Suicide Squad. It's just dicks everywhere.
With the Fison bodies, it's kind of hard because they have them in different. You know what I mean? And you have to choose the one, whether it's pale skin, if it's like the tan skin, if you want muscular, if you want slim, and they actually do have the members, so it's kind of hard to select. Like, you got to be really careful what you select when you get these figures.
It's funny you say that because having never bought a Fison body before, I didn't know this. And when I went to go buy the Fison body, I realized they're asking like what kind. They don't have like, here's all the bodies lined up. They ask you what number you want, and I was flummoxed, if I can use that word. So I actually did contact Justin, and I asked him. I said, listen, what body do I want for the Freddie
Yeah.
Mercury?
Yeah.
And he told me, and I wouldn't have done that if I didn't consult him. I would have bought the wrong.
You would have got
body.
the wrong body. So that's the thing is because what I wanted to do, and here's the thing, is because with those bodies, especially if you want to replace the Hot Toys figures, you have to get, majority of the ones you have to get, they have to be tanned. Because it has to match the head sculpt. Because if you just if you get one without getting the tan version,
they're super pale.
They're super pale. You know what I mean? And it doesn't work. Because what I wanted to do was I was trying to get a Fison body to replace my Infinity War Black Widow. But just to kind of get more mobility out of that one. But it's just a simple fact that the one that I have, it's too pale, so I can't. I gotta wait till I find
And Infinity War Widow is actually pretty pale too.
But when you get the figure,
on the Hot Toy scale, but not Fison scale.
Yeah. So on the Fison scale, it's mainly true to just the pigmentation.
Yeah.
Whereas Hot Toys, they go for a more tanned, adaptation of that character. So it's like, okay,
Yeah, Fison goes like honky white, like.
Yeah.
They do. They're super white, like pale.
Yeah.
Like ghost, kind of like where it's like,
But you can, like I said, I mean, you can get some that are tanned. You know what I mean? Like tanned and really pretty much toned down. So it's just like a matter of,
I have a question, Mr. Real Riley. There.
Yes.
Yes. So your Modu case is behind you. We probably talked about this or whatever. You've got is that a DF? Are those DF 120s behind you?
No, these are the 6 series.
They're the 6 series. Okay.
So I've got.
They look great. I mean,
I've got 3 of the 6 110s, and then I've got a 98 and a 55, and then I have another 98, another 55, and 4 more 110s that are at the port right now that should hopefully be here in a couple weeks.
Did you order those from Modu Case or did you order them from? Yeah. See,
I went. So here's the thing. I went straight to Modu Case. Put the order in, and then I knew immediately that I wanted to double up. I wanted to get another one of these, and so I got these ones back in like March or April, and then I emailed the owner Brian, and I was like, "Hey, I want to get basically the same thing. Is it going to be another crazy wait, like more than your normally kind of long wait because of COVID, or do you think it'll be a little bit faster?" And he's like, I actually had extra materials from a previous thing. Like if you put the order in now, I can get it out for you ASAP and have it on the one that was supposed to come, at the end of the summer. Now it's more like beginning of fall. But so I was like, absolutely. So I just paid in full right away, got that. And so I should have it in a couple of weeks. But the good thing is that when you go directly through them, there's Brian, and then there's the warehouse stock manager, Jack. I was able to just email directly with them. So if I wanted an update, if I just hadn't heard in like a month or something, I just shoot them an email, be like, "Hey guys, I just want to see, target wise, if we're still on track." And they regularly will send me an email that says, "Hey, just to let you know, it's left Singapore. Hey, just to let you know, it's at the ports right now. We're just getting customs clearance. We're expecting it next week." So like they're very communicative. Whereas with Sideshow, it's just like, it doesn't matter. If you message them, their customer service, they're going to be like, "We haven't heard anything from the manufacturer yet." And that's all you're going to get.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say that, I wasn't aware of Modu cases until about a year ago. And I suddenly there was videos popping up of people who had Modu cases. Is it Denobi? Is Denobi a guy that you guys watch?
Yeah.
Denobi too. I don't watch a lot of his stuff. I'm familiar with him. I haven't watched a ton of his stuff, but I know he's got some.
Yeah, he was some. He doesn't like a lot of stuff. But I did watch his stream about Modu cases and stuff, and there's people that have done great Modu case streams, and I'm like, I really like the idea of Modu cases. So when I went to get them, I'm like, it's going to take a year to get them. I want them now.
It's usually 3 to 5 months. Prior to COVID, it was 3 to 5 months.
I totally
now that's changed.
Yeah, and I totally understand that, but I would have thought, and obviously they can't. The reason being is you can't, like, what are they going to do? Spend $500,000 to make stock and hope they sell it?
Yeah, everything's made to order.
It's made to order, and I get that. But we as collectors, you buy Modula cases and it's like, oh, I really would have preferred to get some, like, I think Denobi 2, he had 3 DF 120s and then he had 60s next to them on either side. And I'm like, that's the kind of thing that I want, because the DF 120s would fit the land speeder, the Jazz Inc. land speeder, or my Hot Toys 89 Batmobile that I could finally put in some case.
So Modula Case is looking at opening up a facility in the US, so that would make it easier and you wouldn't have to wait as long. It's slow going right now because of COVID.
And also
that
money.
Is in the offing.
Right.
Yeah, and one of the things I loved about, I mean, I have to say, I really do love Modula cases. I love when I got them.
Absolutely.
Building them, it was a bit of a learning curve, because it's kind of a pain in the ass to, like, I learned that when you get the plexiglass, that if you have to put the things that they sit in, if you put it on the plexiglass before and you slide the plexiglass in with those things in them already or on them, it's
not a complex, like, when I say not, it's once you figure out the rail system, it's basically order, and they don't just have a, like, do the in this order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No.
Once you figure out, like, the order, in which, now that I have, because I've built these, it's the same no matter which size and which configuration you get.
Exactly.
And then it's like, oh, once you've got one done, boom. Like, then the others you can do easily. Whereas, like, Will, he's got, detolfs. And I mean, I'm transitioning out of detolfs, but, like, he was putting detolfs together by himself. I had my wife. I was like, Jesus Christ, I don't know how you put detolfs together by yourself without the glass, like, falling over and shattering or something, trying to hold those up and do that.
Oh man, I've done every detail by myself.
It's hard, but it's doable.
Modula case putting together by myself was not a problem at all. Like I said, the first one I kind of screwed up on, and I had to go back a couple, like 4 or 5 steps, and then start, because I had done something in the wrong order. But once I figured that out, the rest went easy.
Well, yeah, one of the things I like is that I built I have 3 DF60s, but I'm waiting for 6 more. Mm-hmm. And what I realized is that when I get the others, you can build all 3 as one unit. Yeah. So I'm going to build out 3, 3, 3. And that's why I would love to have bought the 120s, which are basically 2 60s next to each other without the middle support. And like what you've got behind you. And but I didn't know that, I didn't know that. And
they need to work a little bit better about product description and their communication and their marketing materials, so people understand why they're called Modula cases and how modular these are.
They really are modular, though.
These are the same.
They are.
Me and Brendan have the same one. Like that's the same, because we ordered around at the same time. So it's the same one. Yeah. And
the thing is, people talk about, oh my God, they're like overpriced and stuff. Like, I'm like, well, you can't compare them to an IKEA detolf that costs $60. You can't do that. They're not the same thing. And bottom line is that when your collection gets to the point where it's worth $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, you know what? Spending a couple grand on a really good display for them makes perfect sense. I mean, you already put the money into that collection. You want something to safely and nicely display them. So to me, it's 100% worth it. And people complain about the price for it. I'm like, again, they're a different level. Once you have them and you're like, oh shit, this is a completely different level.
They're bespoke. I mean, they're bespoke. It's like getting a nice tailored suit. They're bespoke. They're not. And I'll tell you something else. Here's something no one ever tells you. When you put your, say, new Hot Toys figures into a Modula case, the smell when you open them up again, you get that new plastic Hot
like
Toys.
You just opened a box.
Oh my God. And the way the magnetized fronts come off, how easy they come off. Now,
none of those stupid detolf doors that
no. Oh, you just pop off the magnetic fronts, man, and you get that blast of beautiful plastic.
Oh yeah.
Chemical smell. It's
do it right now, just for a little bit. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I just said, people might like. I was mentioning dank nugs and how marijuana is the weed is legal. Nothing gets me higher than opening up my Modula case and taking a whiff. of my Hot Toys
So
collection.
so
My
Rob,
God.
I think
Absolutely.
Rob, I think you've
Fantastic.
actually I think you've enabled Will. I think he's going to actually.
You guys know
find
I
it.
was already going to get it.
He was gonna do it.
Yeah, so Rob did help enable me a little bit. Rob, yeah, the only reason I haven't yet is just because I'm trying to figure out exactly what I need and where I want to put it. So,
But see, that's the key, Will. I mean,
Yeah.
you like for me, I don't exactly like. I'm literally everything I own is in a 2-car garage. That's where I'm sitting right now, and it's a mess. And like I literally have corridors. Like at my physical media collection, there's a corridor in the Observatory, and I only have one section of a wall over here that's awaiting these Modula cases. And I got rid of I had these 3 old glass octagonal cases that were cool, but they were old and they didn't really work. And I had them for an office I had 18 years ago, and the Modula cases they're kind of. I mean, I really like the look of. I don't know if you guys saw. There was a guy I found him on Facebook, and he actually makes backings. So he makes their photographic backings.
Yeah,
they're
I've seen those.
They're amazing, and
Yeah,
I'm like I emailed him or whatever, and like if you want the planet Titan, where they fought Thanos, it's just a landscape that goes in the back of the
Yeah.
They look,
But it
so
doesn't
good.
look like the cheap, cardboard ones that you get from Hot Toys with back or something. Like I've seen them. They look legit, and they really look good when you have them in something like a Modula case. Because one of the things I will like sing their praises on this till no end. All right, so you're familiar with it with your career and with what I run a video production business here in Boston.
Yeah.
I know the importance of lighting. And I have I've used every manner of collection, light that you can use for like detolfs and stuff. The lights that come with the Modula cases, I have never seen their equal in terms of, when you put your figures in the Modula case with those strip lights, it's like seeing your collection for the first time again, and you'll stare at it for hours because it looks great. The lighting in these blows anything that you get on Amazon for a detolf out of the water.
Yeah, no, I have to say you got the LED strips, right?
Yes.
So what I got the spotlights, but the thing about the Modula cases is I bought more of those spotlights. So what I like about them is that yours are very even. The lighting is beautiful. It's even. You can see they're very bright. What I wanted with the spotlights was to make it a little bit more moody. Like
so you can control shadow.
Yeah, you can. And I have to say, those lights are available and they're not expensive on Amazon.
No, they're not. I got extras from him when I put my order just so that I would have like backups in case I needed them.
Yeah.
But with the spotlights, that's what, what people always ask me, like, did you get the spotlights or the strip lights? I was like, well, I got the strip lights, which I think are good for 6 scales. For statues, the spotlights can be good because they can give you that moody, kind of stuff. But you don't want to just get the amount that normally come with it. You want to get extras so that you can control the light and the shadow in the case. Because if you don't, then you're not going to be able to highlight your collection the way you want. It's basically you're just going to have to, well, I'd rather see this more, so I'm going to have to sacrifice this.
Yeah, no, and what I do like is they come up with, they have the way to run the lights through the Modula case and down the back and out.
Yeah, you don't see the wires at all.
No, it's really, really cool the way they've done it, and I really do enjoy that. And again, I actually had 3 Modula cases on order from the Modula case site, but then I change it to get I have the 3 different drawers the drawers that go underneath the DF60s because I have 3. So I just switched it to get 3 of those drawers to put accessories in, and it rises up a little bit so that the cases aren't riding on the floor. They have a little bit of height,
right?
And they're really, I think they're really, really cool.
They're amazing.
But then again, I look at Lael's collection right behind you. Look at how cool that looks. It looks great.
I just keep I have the Modula cases, but I'll never get rid of the detolfs because they give me, just the way I have the lights set up in them already, however I actually have everything repurposed there, I just it's just easier for me with those particular figures. My Modula cases are set up for certain scenes that I want to capture that are more larger on scale. And Yeah, it's just the way I want to do it.
They
that
give
way.
you that flexibility because you've got that whole span instead
Yeah.
of just like this.
I don't like
on a
I'm
detail.
me myself, like when it comes to how I have the figure set up, each individual case has to have a certain scene, or it has to. I don't put just certain characters in there just because. Everything actually has to have its space. So that's pretty much how. But the detoffs, I mean the module cases I bought strictly for spacing, just to basically have the spacing I need, especially when that the tumbler comes. I told you I have the one surface with like a mini smoke machine ready for that when it actually comes, because I just want to recapture certain scenes. So I just know that's going to be crazy. But yeah, I mean, to have both, like there's no wrong way to collect and have your displays. Like if you have, DTOFs, utilize them to the best of your ability. If you have module cases, good on you. And that's, like I said, I happen to have both, so it's not really hard to have. But I know, like I said, we're running over on time, but I want to tackle real quick before we actually close out here. And I want to get, pretty much everyone's, in light of everything that we actually have or was supposed to have been released. If you look at, if we talking about, since a lot of things were actually pushed as far as delays on certain figures, some that were actually supposed to come out now. Like I know, Rob, you had actually talked about Ming. How we've been, pretty much waiting on that like forever. Like, who knows when it's going to actually drop? You know what I mean? Like, even the notifications I get on it is like, okay, it's, what's going on?
By the way, I found this shot of the Modula cases with those backgrounds in
nice.
them. And if I can show you guys, let me just show you this. Now, again, I don't know. Let's see. You got it there. So these are DF 120 Modula cases with backgrounds. How cool is that?
That's crazy.
And he's
that
bought
Titan one is great.
It's great, and he's bought a lot of foreground elements. So there's like he buys 6-scale rocks and things. But look at that display. Look
at that Black Panther display.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and who wouldn't when you walk into a house? I mean, to me. And remember, these are 6-scale figures.
Who is that next to Hawkbuzzer? Is that Jesus?
Yeah,
that looks like Buddy Christ from Dogma.
It is. It's Buddy Christ sitting on the Marvel Hot Toys Marvel.
That's
light
awesome.
box.
And did you see the shoulders on the Hawkbuzzer are exactly what Justin was talking about?
Yeah.
The shoulders. The shoulder.
Thank God he's not here.
That's amazing.
But I mean, if you look
said
at
he would
this, I mean, this is such. To me, like I love the fact that if you look at the bottom left, they've even got the 6-scale Centipede game because I collect the new type toy 6-scale video games consoles they make, which have the actual games in them. There's even one down there with the Hall of Armor.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this, man. The Black Panther display.
That Black Panther display is incredible.
Yeah, and the guy sells these backgrounds from Modula cases, and I look at this, I'm like, how much value does something like this add to your collection?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it does. How cool is that? It's so classy.
Yo, I know, man. Well, the problem is I have a lot of statues to put in those things, and like I need the maxes, but some of them are not. So I know you can get custom, so I'm trying to figure out exactly how much I need. Some of the maxes are not big enough to fit some of the statues I'm getting. So like even the maxes are too small for some of them, depth-wise and height-wise. So because I've thought about all this and all the measurements for the statues. Like Rob, I have Prime 1 Sauron from Lord of the Rings coming.
Yeah, how tall is that?
45 inches.
Yeah, I mean I don't even know if you can get you could get a Modula case for that, I guess, but how would you make it work with another Modula case?
Right. I'd have to get like a custom one just for that one, probably. I mean, and I have the half-scale Pennywise, and that thing's like 45 inches too. So, and I want to get those in a case. So it's, I know the shelves are pretty sturdy though, from what you guys and other people have told me. So like, I could put a heavy statue on them.
Very
no problem.
well made. There's a reason why they take so long. They're not like chintzy. They're not cheap.
Yeah.
They're very
like
well made.
a lot of the statues, Rob, are quarter scale or third scale. So they might be 30, 35 inches, and
they're heavy.
And they're heavy. So like, I got to really take my time and think about what I really need, so that's the problem.
Lael, you got to check out the latest Alex Ross Instagram post.
Oh,
the upcoming Iron Man and Cap series that he's doing the art for. Oh, I'm buying the hell out of those.
So this I'm going to pull this up because this is probably one of my most anticipated figures of the year. And
right now, I'm calling. I think most of the DC stuff is on the chopping block as far as what's going to get delayed because
this one right
Oh,
here,
okay.
is
I know
pretty
I
much,
want it, but
so this is my most anticipated figure. Like,
Dude,
what
I
I've been
can't
basically
wait.
It does
I
look
know
amazing.
it looks amazing, and I'm wondering. My thing is, I don't know if it could be just because, mind you, again, and I always talk about this is when we see these figures and they're released. Of course, when we get the head sculpt, it is the prototype. We marvel over it, wishing or hoping it would be this way. Then when we get the actual finished product, there's always that thing we don't know whether or not. So I don't know what's the holdup with this particular piece, especially with DC figures. This right here was supposed to come out months ago. You know what I mean? It's been pushed and we haven't heard anything from it. So I would say like this particular piece right here for me, as far as I don't know if we're going to actually, to be quite honest, I don't even know if we're going to see it before the end of the year.
I don't think we will.
I would doubt it.
I
Yeah.
wish we would, but I don't think we will. Like I said, I think all the DC stuff is on the chopping block. That's the most likely that they will delay. So that means Wonder Woman 84. It means the Harley and the Batgirl from Arkham. Even the CW Flash.
Yeah.
I think those ones are the most likely to be pushed. And if they're kind of shifting and trying to maybe focus a little bit more on Star Wars releases right now, then that might be bad for people who want like 2012 Endgame Cap and Loki.
Yeah. I think this is I mean, Leo, you're right, man. It's a beautiful figure. I wish I liked the film more, but this figure has so much presence. I mean, it really will. Like the gold pops. This is rooted hair done right by Hot Toys. So I'm interested to see what the final product looks like because rooted hair can be hit or miss. So it can be, but this looks really good. So if your hair comes out like this with this figure, I think you're going to be super happy with it.
The cool thing is that's classic comic book armor.
It's
from
Kingdom
the
Come.
Wonder Woman line.
From Kingdom
so,
Come.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
And
you don't.
That's
So
why I want
even if you hate the 1984 movie, this is still a great piece to
It
have
still
in
looks
a
great,
collection.
Yeah, I mean, I want it for that reason. By the way,
Yeah.
I took this picture. I'll share the screen again. This is a DF60 Modula case, and let's see this one. This is a DF60 Modula case, and on top of it, I put my two die-cast Bandai C-3PO and R2-D2 figures. They don't really tell you. It's hard to see how deep that is, but you can see how big the DF60s are.
Yeah.
They're really
it's a good
big.
like 20 something inches deep.
Yeah, they're 23, almost 24 inches deep. So you could make 3 tiers of 6 scale figures if you wanted to. So and by the way, so if you look at those, you don't like I have three sets of I've got 9 DF60s. You can actually, when you build them, you can build 3 next to each other and have a big giant open space. You still have the strut in front, unlike what you've got, where it's open, like you have the large size openings there, but you can still build it as like the Hollywood Squares, 9 boxes together.
Yeah.
And so the DF60s, and what I do is I buy like black velvet fabric that's kind of the same as what they come with, and so I've even used. I
did the exact same thing.
Yep.
But like I didn't mean to it. Like I was looking for risers and I wasn't finding any that I liked. I don't like the acrylic looking ones. So I just went and bought a bunch of pre-cut lumber from Home Depot.
Sure.
And then I got a $20 roll. I've got another one on the floor over there for more that I'm making of the like felt like that they line like jewelry store
that's
like
exactly
drawers
right.
with. And then it's got the adhesive backing, and I just made my own risers. And then when I put them in, I was like, holy shit, they look identical to the surface of the interior. So it looks like they just came with the Modula case. It doesn't look like I added anything inside. They're amazing. And it cost me like $20 to make.
Yeah, I used Hot Toys boxes.
Nice.
I actually used some of my figure boxes as risers, and
Nice.
and
That's a good
and
use for them, yeah.
multi-tiered things, because I've got so many I have so many boxes, and I've above my bookcases here. You can't see, but all around the tops of the bookcases, I probably have 75 Hot Toys boxes, some with figures I've never opened that are just above, they're above between the ceiling and the top of the bookcases.
Just on top of it. Boy.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
I'll tell you, Lael, the one.
There we go.
I know Will's got the one thing that I'm like. It
By the way, how
has
can
to,
you not want to have this figure? By the way,
oh God, no.
Thank God, Rob, you're here.
I mean,
some sense. Talk some sense into him.
I mean, look. I really just want Justin to review the figure, not because he might not like horror, but because I want to know what he thinks of it. You know, and I think what's interesting about Justin is I really do believe that Justin's collection, he is the end all be all of figure reviews. So when he reviews a figure, even if like he doesn't know Game of Thrones, but I'll tell you, I do. So I'll tune in and watch his Game of Thrones figures to find out, should I buy that figure? Is the Arya Stark head sculpt good enough to buy? You know, I bought my Gwendolyn Christie, but I look at this figure. This figure looks badass.
Yeah.
Like, and I have a first edition copy of It in mint condition from 1986 right over there on my shelf. Like, I want to display this figure with my first edition hardcover of It, you know, the book. And
you pre-ordered this one?
Yeah.
From
where is this
Sideshow?
figure? Where is this figure, by the way?
Yeah, he's been delayed like almost a full year, Rob.
Yeah,
He's supposed to come out like January. Yeah.
He's the next Hulkbuster and Gamora, just with a lot less interest. So it's not as like people aren't realizing how long he's been delayed. But yeah, it's been. I think we're going on a year.
I mean, come on, look at that.
Yeah, it looks incredible. Yeah,
that's not for me. Not for me.
But
I just
mean,
love the film and the
I'm a big
performance.
horror fan, and you know, I've got a lot of I got my serial killer collection. I can't wait to get my Patrick Bateman from American Psycho to put next to my Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
You know, and the Sideshow's got their premium Michael Myers figure coming out. You know, I'm a huge horror fan, so you got to have that.
Hot Toys is never good at timing things for marketing purposes, but maybe they're holding out for October.
Yeah,
maybe
like
they're trying to time it for I doubt it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it's a high possibility. I mean, they've been teasing, you know, even like if you watch like, you know, other collectors or other streaming shows, you know, a lot of them talk about like just hinting at the simple fact, is there a possibility that we would actually see this figure soon? I mean, if they wanted to capitalize on its release, they would do it, you know, pretty much in October. You know, and I know something like that would be good for Will. Like, that's what I was when Justin tonight, you know, when we were talking earlier behind, you know, when we were actually talking about it, and he said that there were some releases coming. I thought this, but then you said no, it's not the one that I want.
Right. Yeah.
I thought that it might have actually been this, which I'm really, really surprised that we're actually getting Ahsoka and Rex. Now I'm happy about that. Definitely, I'm super happy.
I thought those were going to be at least a couple more months.
Yeah, I thought it was, but I was so glad that because I actually had Rex through Sideshow, but I canceled him through Sideshow and just got him through Toys Wonderland because I'm like, I wanted first batch. That's Rex. I want to actually have him. And then to find out that there's a possibility that they might release him and Ahsoka, which that's smart. That is super smart.
Yeah, it is. Pairing them, definitely,
Pairing them together, that's amazing.
I've got Rex coming through Underground, so I'll have to wait a minute for that. But I do have Ahsoka coming first batch. So
yeah, I'm actually getting 2 of this Pennywise. I got one first batch. So Toys Wonderland, this is their chance to make it up to me. If this order goes well, then I'll change my tune. If they fuck this one up, Brendan, then Justin's gonna hear about it for sure. Because if something arrives,
you
wrong,
know he doesn't work for them, right?
He might as well. I mean. So, but honestly, yeah, I just loved the performance more than anything. Like, I just thought Bill Skarsgård absolutely knocked it out of the park. And for me, like we always say, Hot Toys throw us a bone.
Is he better than Tim Curry?
I think so. Yeah. But Tim Curry was amazing. They're very different. They're extremely different. Like, they really are. Like, but I will say, like, I say Hot Toys throws the bone every now and then. I think this is that. I mean, like, this is something outside their wheelhouse. It's different. It's unique.
Look at this.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's why I bought 2 layout, because he has 2 he has 2 head sculpts. So I wanted to display him with both head sculpts. One with the teeth.
This.
Yeah.
And he's got the paper boat.
The paper boat.
He's got so many accessories. He's got a balloon.
I would
the
say
base
this too. You know, for Hot Toys, they used to do great one-offs. I mean, like the
Yeah.
Crow, you know, or Vito Corleone from The Godfather, which I was one of my favorite.
Jack Sparrow,
Hot Toys
yeah.
Jack Sparrow, which I've got the DX figure of that, which I like. I know it's a little small, but
They
I
did
like
a couple
it anyway.
recently. They did like Alita and Hellboy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alita and Hellboy.
But that's about it for like standalone kind of
and
things.
Neo, yeah.
Yeah, Neo, and that's the thing. I mean, they teased an Agent Smith and a Trinity, although I did just pay off that badass Trinity from Toys Wonderland, the third-party Trinity, which is great. And you know, it's very funny because, you know, working in the film business, I'm of a mind that I don't agree with bootlegging. You know, it's inherently something I don't agree with. On the other hand, I'm like,
when it comes to my toys,
the fact is, the economics don't work. A toy company could not license figures that don't sell.
Right.
You know, if they're not selling, what can you do? So
most of the time with a third-party figure, you're not taking money out of anyone else's pocket like that they would have otherwise made, because they're not making that figure,
and they never will make that figure.
Right.
I actually, and I think a lot of people, I don't know, joking aside, like I think a lot of people think this figure won't sell. I don't think it's going to be like Iron Man, but I think it's going to surprise people. I really do.
I said it the other night.
Yeah,
you know,
I really do.
I bet Justin, he's going to get. He doesn't. I think he underestimates, because he's not a horror fan. He underestimates the horror community.
Once he gets it in his hands and he sees the presence of this figure, I think it'll change.
Like Robin, you know how much money those two films made, especially the first one.
Dude,
so the first one
$500 million.
Yeah, the first one killed it. Like, I mean, these films are very Hot Toys noticed that, and they picked up this license for a reason, as did Prime One. So
yeah, and I think that
it could just be that Howard really liked it, though.
Maybe, but it was very popular.
And people grew up with the miniseries with Tim Curry, and then to have this movie that made $500 million. I mean, this is a huge, huge figure, and it's like Neo. Can you get Neo anymore?
No,
it's tough to get, man. And if you didn't get it, I think this figure is exactly the same. You've got
100%. They're gonna do a Neo from the new movie, though.
Yeah, they will.
Because
they already got the head sculpt already.
Yeah,
it's gonna be very different than the original, obviously.
Howard Chan will make every Keanu Reeves character that he possibly can. Like, I'm surprised he didn't license Bill and Ted just to be able to do another Keanu.
He's like that with Johnny Depp too.
Well,
like,
people forget that they made the 12th scale, the battle armor. You know, and they did Sentinels. Hot Toys did Sentinels from Matrix. You know, and people forget that they did that stuff. I mean, Hot Toys has done some weird shit in their history that people just completely forget.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh God, I just can't wait for that one.
Look at that.
So folks in the chat, if you haven't, if you missed the earlier news, supposedly next week. You know, cross your fingers. Like I said, anything is, and we just hold this a chance, but basically anything could change. But this does come from very reliable sources. So next week, we are supposed to get Clone Wars Ahsoka and Rex. Now, I'm hoping. So I'm really hoping that that's true. But if we do, I would be super excited. It's an earlier birthday gift for me. October 21st. Remember that.
Ooh,
no, October 25th. Remember that. October 25th.
Damn, you're so old that you forgot your own birthday?
It slipped my mind. Hey, but October 25th. Remember that. But yes, this is supposed to be released. We will actually see this. So I am extremely happy. But it's like, the thing is it's crazy because it's like Hot Toys, like when we think about it, and we think about the releases of these figures, it's like, you have to leave it to chance, because it's like you never know. Like it's just like you're playing a waiting game where you don't know. There's no notification to let you know what's coming. It's just like bam, it's there. You know what I mean? It's released. So it's like, okay, just like the Iron Patriot. I had no idea that thing was going to be released this week, to be quite honest, and bam, it was there. You know what I mean? So it's just like, who knows? Like, I mean, who knows? Next week, they might get it wrong and release Pennywise next. But I would have to think that they're going to release that figure soon.
I think Pennywise is coming soon.
That was the original rumor layout. It was supposed to be Iron Patriot and then Pennywise. That was what they said originally. So I'm guessing they pushed it back for some reason.
I think that it's coming in the next couple of weeks. I think, unfortunately, all the DC stuff is the stuff that's going to get pushed, just because Hot Toy. It's not a priority for them in terms of licenses right now. And I wouldn't be surprised. So, like I said, I think that's the Arkham stuff. I think the CW Flash, and I think the Wonder Woman 84. It sucks, but I think those are going to get delayed. I think, to be honest, I'm not even sure they're going to wrap up the Endgame line before the end of the year. We still have Loki, Cap, Captain Marvel. I'm not even sure
Iron
that
Man
they're
85
going to
battle damage.
and yeah, I'm not even sure they can get all 4 of those out before the end of this year.
Yeah.
And definitely not at the rate that they've been releasing stuff. I mean, this has been a weird year. Like, I understand, COVID and production and whatnot, but like, this has been a weird year in terms of how spaced out releases were.
Yeah, there's another one.
There's another one.
Well,
I
also,
can't wait for that one. But yeah,
neither.
we're going to get
good.
a bunch of third-party DC stuff first. We're going to get the Batwoman. We're going to get the Nightwing. We're going to get those before we get the Hot Toys stuff.
yeah. And I have to say, I really want this Batgirl figure.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
It does look good. Yeah.
It's amazing.
It looks great.
Bro.
The Batman Arkham stuff. I mean, the Batman Beyond figure and the Deathstroke figure. Oh man! And then
those two are amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, I really like the outfit. The gold pops on it. It's like a nice contrast with the black.
Yep.
I really like this.
Like,
I have a
it's-
thing for
it's-
redheads, so
Jessica Chastain.
It's I mean, that Arkham stuff, like the Harley, they all look good. They'll fit well with like the Toys Era and So Toys releases of like Robin and Nightwing that are more geared toward like Titans, but they work well with the Arkham releases too.
yep.
I have the Toys Era Robin that's supposed to be like the Titans TV show version, but I've got that displayed with my Arkham video game Joker and Deathstroke and the Batman Beyond, and it fits in seamlessly. So
wait, you have the So Titans Robin?
the Toys Era one, Toys Era put one
Toys
out
Era. I was gonna
like
say, wait a minute.
6-8 months ago.
Yeah.
And they're virtually identical. Like
Yeah.
if you look at they look almost identical.
I have
So
to say,
I've got
I mean,
the Nightwing on pre-order from So, which hopefully we'll get soon.
they're
along with
really
Gambit and
So
stuff.
really impressed me. I mean, that Green Arrow figure they put out was great.
Phenomenal. I absolutely love
Yeah.
that. I've got a lot from So. I've got that.
I just got
I've
the Butcher. I love Butcher. It's
Yep,
great.
I've got
too.
the
I'm getting
the
Homelander, so I'm excited.
Spider-Man Noir
What are you getting?
that they put out is phenomenal, and so is the black suit.
Homelander
The
layout.
Homelander, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm getting that
yeah.
one. Yeah, I almost got Butcher, but I didn't. The sculpt, I was like, I don't know. Like, I've seen some in hand from you guys, and it seems, good. And Justin, I think, had it. But Homelander looks great from the proto. So
Yeah, and I can always use my Fison Peens to take care of him if I want to display him on top of a building. He can stand on top of my Maja cases.
that would actually be a crazy
Showering my
pose. That
room.
would be super unique.
I've never
actually.
heard that before. My Fison Peen.
My Fison Peen.
That's wow.
Rob, you're
Give him
changing
to
the
Homelander
collecting
and have
name,
him do
man.
the work. He's anointing my entire collection.
Wow.
Put him on top of the Maja case, and you're good to go.
I think I might do that.
That's
Like,
amazing.
although really, to get it right, you have to have him like backlit by the moon, and he has to face away from you.
Yeah.
to really make it work.
See, Leo, you talked about posing. This is what it's all about, right? So,
Terrible.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah.
terrible man.
Yeah.
What can I say? I was in a porn movie.
yeah, you were a porn star. So,
right?
So you do have an excuse.
yeah, it's true.
I can't help it. But I mean, I do think I'm not one of those. I do not like people. Like, I'll tell you something. Even since I was a kid, I've had action figures. I have always hated it when people come and bastardize my collection by making my action figures do untoward things to one another. Don't like it. Don't like my action figure collection being defiled in any way. When
You only like it if you put them in those positions.
but I don't. I mean, posing is a big deal for me,
Yes, it is.
and I do not like.
Yes, it is.
you don't
I
want
have
to cheapen them.
bite my tongue when someone comes in and picks up a figure and starts playing. I'm like, what are you?
That's why
No,
one,
motherfuckers
Put 'em
don't
behind
touch.
glass.
You
No
don't,
one-
You look, you don't touch.
no one comes down here. The only like my fiance, she comes down here. That's it. But no one else comes down here. They don't. If they come down, they sit like 6 feet, 12 feet
Yes.
away from it.
Yep.
You don't even breathe on
Hold
the
your
glass.
breath.
Don't breathe on nothing because I have to polish and shine these and dust everything off. So don't even touch it. Just leave it alone. Like that's just the way it is. Don't come down here. If you put your hands on it, you
Nope.
may not leave with them. Plain and
This is
That's
simple.
a nice. Is that a that's a so figure? That's
This
great.
is
That
another
looks
So
good.
Toys
Looks
release.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really like because I have the Hot Toys Netflix Daredevil and Punisher, and he fits in seamlessly with those.
So
Like,
Rob,
this one is great.
it's funny we were talking about fights, and hold on, I'm gonna grab something real quick.
Oh,
But
a
they only
Feistin
made
Keen.
300 of these too.
Yeah, I
That
mean
was
that's
it.
crazy.
Super small run, but looks. And I'm a massive Daredevil fan, like massive Daredevil fan. So like getting that was amazing.
Brandon Mapes?
I really want a yellow suit Daredevil.
Oh, I
6
would love. How cool would that be? That's
It would be
another thing.
amazing.
I would love Hot Toys because they do like their prototype line of the Marvel characters, and they've done the comic book Wonder Woman. I would love it if they would do a Marvel Comics line of classics.
Well, they
looks
are.
cool.
They've got the Iron Man one that's not, and then they teased a War Machine one that they
Yeah.
haven't actually shown yet.
No, wait.
But I'm
is that
hoping they do others.
Look at
So-
that. Is that a Feist? That's amazing. So,
So-
is that a
Cool.
custom thing you did?
So no, so what it is, it was called the Lightning Warrior or whatever. So I got this basically through Toys Wonderland when it was. So what it is, it's a Feisen body, but it's mainly when you got or ordered the kit, you just got the figure with the garb, the pants, the armor, and mind you, this is all metal. All of this is metal. It's heavy as hell. But this, and you get the head sculpt with it, and of course, like when you can actually take off the helmet itself, it just has like a regular whatever. But yeah,
So you just got a Feist body with a blonde head.
with the blonde head, you got a Feisen. So actually, no. What
Wow,
you did was the Feisen body didn't even come with a head sculpt. What you got was basically just the kit that came with the clothing
Right.
and the head sculpt, but then they send you like a separate Feisen body. Now I had to get a second Feisen body because this one didn't come with the fisted hands or the gripping hands. I had to get another Feisen body to because you can't just, if you buy the hands, you run the risk of getting the pigmentation wrong.
Right.
So I had to buy a totally different body, but I'm so glad I
That is
did.
badass, though. That looks
that
great.
does look great.
And
Yeah.
it's lady.
And
yeah.
you're going to be one of the only people who's got a Jane Foster in their collection for at least like 3 more years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
I mean, that's really
this
cool.
thing is phenomenal. Like when I got it, when I found, and the thing is, it was crazy because as soon as I bought it, I think I bought the last one. It was sold out.
It sold out super
It's
fast.
sold out super fast, and I'm so glad I got it. Like it's an amazing piece.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
That is
Yeah,
really
it's-
great.
And that look at the posing on that figure. Come on
Bro,
That posing is
exactly.
fantastic.
Look at the
now.
posing.
Look at the posing
Will.
on that.
Oh, that
Come
looks
on
great,
now.
Lael, no doubt about
Look
it.
at
The
that
Feist
posing,
bodies,
Will.
man.
Oh, I
I'm
love a
telling
good
you.
pose as much as the next
That and the
guy. Looks
wired
great.
cape. Like,
Yeah,
that's
did
where
the wired
it's at.
cape come like that, or is that something you did?
It's a wire case. It comes. The wire cape comes exactly that way. Now, here's the thing, though. I have to show you something. Now, this is exclusive. The pants, because of the Feisen body, her ass is way too big because it didn't even fit. You know what I mean? You
I
see
never
that?
would have noticed that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Dude,
So
doesn't
I had
matter. It just looks great.
That
Come on,
6
now.
It looks
scale
great.
trunk has some junk in it.
to. Yeah, yeah. But
You
the
know what they
piece.
say? I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Not lie.
That's
You
the
other
thing
brothers
about
Yeah.
can't
Brothers
deny. When a
can't
girl
deny.
walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get
You
sprung.
get
Sprung.
We
Exactly,
We talked a lot
bro.
about that tonight.
Like 80%
Right
of the
on
chat
topic.
has no idea what that was.
So your girlfriend
Exactly.
rolls a Honda, plays workout tapes by Fonda, but Fonda don't have a. My
Oh my
anaconda
God.
don't want buns
Well,
unless you or don't
got-
want what is it? None.
got
of-
buns, huh?
Unless you got buns,
Buns,
hon.
You can do side
Yeah.
bends or sit ups, but please don't lose that butt. Some knucklehead tried to diss, but I pull up to get with it. Whatever.
Yeah, man.
Man,
But
that
yeah.
was I loved that, and I loved Biz Marquee. Girl dressed in yellow. She says hello. Come sit next to me, you fine fellow. I love Bust a Move was one of my all time.
Brenda's got a big old butt, and I'm leaving you. See ya.
Yeah,
That's a
yep.
little LL Cool J for you.
Exactly.
Just to clarify, he said Brenda, not Brendan. Okay,
It
he
sounded
said
like
Brenda.
Brendan.
It's part of the song. He wasn't coming on to me there.
I
At
mean,
least I don't think.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
Yeah.
back
He
when
is a porn star,
hip hop was fun. It's fun.
Sugar
Yeah.
Hill Gang and
Too short. That was a big. Too
Cool Mo
short fan.
D and.
Well, listen, y'all. It's been a great show. Rob, man, listen, you are always welcome on this channel anytime you want to come through, man. Like I am honored. Like just watching your stuff for so long and so many years. You like a small time YouTuber like me would have never dreamed that you would bless my channel this way, bro. Like literally, like this. I mean, listen. Before you ever came on, and when Justin used to talk about him, we met Justin. Ask Will. I said, Will.
Yeah, he did.
I said, Justin, if you ever get me, look, if you do me a solid, and let me just check this off the bucket list. Get me on a show with Robert Meyer Burnett. If you do that, I swear to God, I would love you for the rest of my life. He's like, seriously? Yeah, sure, come on. I was like, what? I'm clearing everything out. I'm clearing everything off my schedule that day. And every time there's a window a Tuesday that you're on, I clear my schedule.
Well, I mean, I gotta say, I mean, here's the thing: meeting you guys, and it's not like I don't have a lot of people that I can wax rhapsodic about action figures with. and so
none of us do. That's why we're all.
I know, and here's the thing, you guys. I mean, to me, this is what YouTube's all about. I mean, what I've learned, especially during the pandemic over the last 2 years, I've met so many great people. The only drawback is that we can't go shopping together.
Exactly, right.
We all buy things online anyway. But you know, there is a place in LA called Frank and Sons.
I've heard of that. Yeah,
Frank and Sons. Yep.
It's this
like super bad action figures and a bunch of Hot Toys.
All these people. And it's a kind of place where you can actually go, and there's retailers have they're guys in little kiosks like at a comic convention, but you can still see customs and third party figures, and because we spend our time, we buy our stuff online, and remember the days we could go to a record store and rifle through the stacks or whatever and look at 12-inch remixes or
these
or
kids don't know about going to a record store and going through and searching vinyl. They don't. The
smell of vinyl, the plastic covering on the actual cover. You turn it. Come on, man.
It was CDs in my time, like Sam Goody and like that kind of stuff.
But that kind of thing, but it's I appreciate you saying that, Lael. But for me, it's so nice to have met look, man, I'd stay on YouTube all day long talking to people like you guys about action figures and stuff.
Listen, anytime you want to come on this show, anytime you're available and free and you want to come on this show, we are glad to have you. I'm happy to have you, man. Like I'm about to go upstairs and probably get me some kisses and some hugs because you were on the show tonight, bro. Seriously.
Well, you guys are a great crew. Like, it's so much fun. I worry sometimes. I hope we don't make fun of Justin too much. I'm not making fun of him. I love Justin. I really do. He really is, to me, the guy that sets the tone. And
we make fun of Will way more.
Yeah, I get made fun of way more, Rob.
Okay. By the way, Will, what is your segment called?
It's called The World According to Foxification.
It's awesome.
Do you enjoy it, Rob?
I loved it. I mean, I loved it so much. And
see what I told you, Will? I told you.
People love it. That's what they say. That's what
you know what? You know what? You put thought into it. You put production into it. You wrote it.
Yeah.
I mean,
did.
That's what YouTube. I mean, dude, that's the kind of content people love. As a matter of fact, you should clip. Do you have your own YouTube channel?
I do. Yep.
You should clip those out. You probably already do, and make them into their own thing.
Well, I thought about that, but it's on Layout Streams. I didn't want to take it from his channel and put it on mine.
Bro, come on, man.
Did he pay you? Come on.
Exactly.
No.
And
I'm just here. By the way,
we've been going for 3 hours. You can clip something out of a 3-hour stream.
But it's something you made, and clip it out. And by the way, and on the end, you link to Lael's channel. Yeah, so it becomes a thing, and people like that little content. It's probably less than 10 minutes, so people will watch it, and then people go to Lael's channel, and it becomes a viral
After all, it could help. We only need 30 more to get to that 1,000 for the giveaway.
But thank you, Rob. Yeah, I love doing this segment. It's always a blast. So I try to make it informative and funny at the same time. But
it's great. I loved it, and that's what I was thinking. I'm like, the first thing I thought was, clip them out and put it on Lael's channel and your channel. Put them up on both channels. Like,
and I don't mind you doing that, bro. Like, straight up, I don't mind you doing that, man. Like,
I didn't want to steal your
thumbnail
content,
Justin's face, though. Make the thumbnail Justin's face reacting.
You make it, like I said. I mean, that's like, so Rob. When I came up with the show itself, one of the things I did, pitch to Will, I was like, look, Will, you should just do a segment. And he was like, what, for real? I was like,
I was like, what?
He's like, I was like, seriously, just do a segment. I said, just do it. Just go for the goal. Just actually do it. You never know how it's going to actually turn out. Just do
Well,
it.
it's your
But
fault.
he so here's,
Lael's
yeah,
fault. He asked
literally
me
it
to do
is.
it, yeah.
But see, the thing is, he underestimates the fact that a lot of people out there do enjoy the segment and they love him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So he doesn't give himself enough credit for it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
because
So
Lael said he wanted to interview me. I was like, no one cares about
yeah.
Like, no
So
one cares
so
what you
next
say.
next week okay. So everybody in the
Yeah.
chat, since we're talking about this next week, we're going to have an entire show dedicated to the journey of foxification, and it's on all scales, not just collecting, not
Reddit's
just
face.
cosplay. You know, pretty much just his journey, like just what he does, his channel. We're going to talk about the content
Shit,
on
I
his
think I
channel.
have something going on that night.
Reddit's
It's going to be
amazing.
next
What
week,
is it?
so it's going to be phenomenal. Why
I mean,
not?
Yeah,
what
it's
is
gonna be-
what is YouTube if not selling you as a personality? I mean,
Exactly.
that's and
Exactly.
I
I
think,
think
you
I gotta
have,
wash my hair that night.
you have
Exactly.
but you have a winsome, winning personality that people want to
wow,
watch.
Thanks, Rob.
I
I
mean,
appreciate it.
dude, it's,
I try, man.
look, I'm just calling it like I see it. I mean, just put it up, you'll see. People will dig it.
Joe wants to get to know the real me. Leo, ask me anything, dude. I'll answer it. So.
Well, we still have to do our Last of Us Part 2 stream.
Yeah,
So-
we do. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's gonna be a fun one. But yeah,
Yeah,
Leo, I
so-
appreciate it as always, man.
So we'll do it, and then what we'll do is we'll also get people in the chat to ask questions, and they'll ask you questions. So anybody who's actually watching the show next week, tune in. Will's going to be on the show, and if you want to ask him any questions, you can. I'll put it up on the screen. You ask him, and he'll answer.
I
it.
did get my doctoral degree before by 30, so that's probably the biggest
There you go.
achievement. So
Wait,
there
you're
you
the
go.
third PhD then on YouTube that I know. I've got two ladies on my own channel,
Really?
Willow Yang and Zephyr Chang, that are both doctors. They're both PhD. Well, one of them's not. She doesn't have a PhD yet, but one of them does in microbiology.
Oh, okay.
So what did you get your PhD
Mine's
in?
in higher education leadership. I work in a college setting.
So you're
yeah.
an actual doctor.
Yes.
So why doesn't
Yes.
it say Dr. Will Fox?
I can change it now. If
You
I mean,
need to
I
need
don't know
to
why
say
you
Dr.
didn't do
Will.
that,
Why
like,
haven't you been
forever.
doing
Will
that, bro?
Because I'm not trying to brag. That I only bragged just a second ago, but any
But you
other
have
time,
to because you
Nah.
have you literally have that, bro.
Dude,
Why
that's
not?
not a humble. It's not a brag.
I don't want to be a
wanna
humble
say
bragger. You know?
Dr. Will, or maybe you should actually say, because that could
It
be.
might be the only
Dr.
thing that gets you
Demento.
laid.
You should say Will Foxification PhD.
Not true. I actually
Yeah.
just got a match like a couple minutes ago, but I'm not sure if she's real, to be honest. So
They never are.
Bro,
yeah, so that's
just,
the thing.
Dude, you
Option
can't
is-
brag about just getting a
So-
match and then you in the next breath you're like, but I'm not sure she's a
Yeah,
fucking
well, I don't.
human
If she is
being."
real, I'm gonna brag, but I just don't know if she is. So
bro, just
You
relish in
you,
the
you
simple fact
wasted
that
the
you have
brag
this.
because you already showed that you're not confident, that you're not sure about it.
Brendan, you saw the pictures of the women looking at me. Okay.
By the way, you can't put doctor because no one. You got to put PhD so people know
Yeah.
it's real.
PhD.
Because
Yeah.
I could be
Okay.
Dr. Demento, I could be Dr. Rob, Dr.
Exactly.
Spock,
Dr.
Well, no,
Strange.
he
Will
might
Fox-
get a girl
Doctor
who
Strange Love.
By the
he
way,
might
by the
get
way,
a girl
Will
who thinks that
Foxification
he can write
PhD is a TV show.
prescriptions.
Yeah, I can write a prescription. Love prescription. Yeah.
Put PhD now.
Love
You
What are
can write a
doing?
love
It's taking you so long. Like
Well,
you-
'cause my doctoral
We'll
degree is not
literally
technically
never
a
utter
PhD,
that
it's
phrase
EDD,
again.
which is like the,
Just-
the EDU, the education.
it's close enough. It's close enough.
But-
Just do it.
But I'll do it.
Just do it. There you go.
It's almost yeah, EDD. There you go.
But you got to
Just
put it
do
after
it.
Will Foxification.
Oh God, you guys.
Come on.
Okay.
Because
hold
Will
on.
Foxification's a cool name. And I'm telling you, it's like Doogie Howser, MD.
MD.
It's
There you
Will
go.
Foxification, EDD.
EDD.
There we go.
you
Come on,
bro.
dude.
I put my
Look at that.
diploma on
Come on,
Instagram,
man.
and people
Come on,
were
dude.
very.
That's
Oh,
the
Will.
shit right there. Look at that. That's the shit.
That looks
But
I
see,
love.
but
See,
people
that's what I'm
don't
talking about, Will. Come
recognize
on, man.
EDD, so it looks like he just like fucked up his own last name or something, or he doesn't know how to spell. Like,
Edited.
But see,
No,
that's
no,
that's
no, no.
that's
Yeah.
that's no keep it, and that's how you explain it. If they ask questions, then it opens the
Drop
door.
some
bro.
knowledge
I'm
It
telling you, that
opens
looks
the
too,
door.
that looks. Will, you don't want to use that because that looks too close to ED. Erectile
that's what I
dysfunction.
thought.
You don't want to mix up. With
And
that.
Rob was
Listen.
talking about peens tonight. So
Yeah, you know.
classic peens. So
Listen,
And I mean, they're made out of
and like
silicone
art
or
class
whatever,
models
so they-
having raging boners, like while they're just standing there.
someone in the
you
chat
know.
said that they actually painted in school that they painted like a naked person. So I guess it is a real thing. So
Well, no, that's why they actually do come with male members. I mean,
Right.
according to them.
But in the art classes, he's supposed to maintain the erection for like.
I didn't
the
know they were
entire-
erect during these. That's
You, like, take a
well,
pill?
that's clearly for another reason. But I'll tell
I
you,
haven't. I haven't.
It stuffed my Freddie Mercury pants. Well, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
like fantastic. The problem is
This is what
I
happened.
did not use an adhesive to adhere the actual unit to the body, so
It
it
fell
slips.
down the pant leg.
Yeah, you got
That's hilarious.
Slips. I mean, I didn't know what to use. I was like, I don't want to use something that's going to burn through it, so it's going to ruin the pants or something soak through. It's
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
Eh.
But again, it's been a blast having everybody on tonight. Again, you know, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Burnett work on YouTube as well as RM Burnett on Instagram. Definitely. I mean, come on, man. If you watch I'm faithfully every week, bro. Anytime you actually have something, I am faithfully there, bro.
Well, thank you.
My favorite show that I actually watched before was your comic book trip with Schnepp, the late
Yeah,
John
the
Schnepp.
Heroes, Glider Heroes.
Yeah, I watched that. That episode was crazy.
We did that for 3.5 years.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
until he passed away.
You know what? And you know what, Rob? If you could, one of these days, bro, if you're free on a Monday, whenever you're free on a Monday, you should actually even come on our comic book with friends. We talk comics. That's all we talk the entire night. So would love to actually have your insight on that show as well. Again, tune in Mondays, 9:15. We normally have comic book talk with friends. So you're always welcome on that show as well.
Oh,
You're welcome
it'll be
on
fun.
every show. Any show you
thank
want to come on.
I mean, I love this guy and come on my shows too. I mean,
oh my God! As soon as you tell me to, don't tell me that. See, Will,
Rob, if you invite me, man, you know
that's
I'm there
booked.
too.
He's ready to go.
No, you
I'm
guys
ready.
should all come on. We should do.
Let's go.
Well,
Let's
it's
go.
really interesting because I stream with Az and I do an episode. I do fully articulate with Az or on his show Hot Toys once a week, and I'm like, I sometimes want to talk about toys more than once a week.
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
And on my own
Let's
channel, I only do it every other week.
Yeah.
And it's one of the shows that people watch the most. On my
see?
channel.
We
I
do
get the-
streams
There you
like
go.
there's like 4 or 5 a week. And
Yeah, we do
it's
a
like,
lot.
It's in between this and Will's channel and Justin's and Ryan's and Collecting Weekly. Yeah, it's just like
yeah.
there are fewer nights where there aren't streams.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll do streams like literally like for some reason I've end up doing streams like maybe 3 to 2 times a week, and it's crazy. Like I
Yeah.
did last week, I think the week before last, I did like maybe 5, like almost every day.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
crazy. Like it's because jumping on from one show to the next. But I love it. Like I just love just like the adrenaline rush when it comes to doing it. And then I get a chance to talk to all my friends. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like we built this
We
community.
streamed from like 8 to like 1 in the morning last week because we did ours with Ray and then went
Yeah.
straight into Collecting Weeklies after
Yeah.
dark after that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
we
it's-
talked about community tonight. So
Exactly. And then you get a chance to, like I said, I look in the chat, I see people who actually people have been in this chat since we went live. And there's the same faces, same people like Linda. We have Doc Smizzle. We have Lynch Design. And these are like, and I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate everybody that's actually here. Like we've been doing this now, Will and Brendan, for how long now? For like a couple months?
A couple months at least, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, on yours, we started in August.
We started in August. So
Did we?
we've actually been doing live maybe since it was probably August.
Just about
it's like
under 2
2
months, dude.
Under 2 months. So we basically been doing this for 2 months. I actually got the courage enough after being on other shows and, just
jumping into Ryan's or Justin's.
Justin's and stuff like that. I just got the courage to start my own. I was just like,
Yep.
you know what? I just want to take that leap. And through that, basically meeting Justin, I was able to meet you, Rob. I was able to meet Will through, basically Paradox Nerd. I've known Brendan now for like, damn, how many years? Like 2 years? Has it been 2 years now yet? Yeah,
Three something. Yeah, we met in that other shit show of a Facebook group. But,
so
that we both got kicked out of,
it's just this community, and I like I said, I hold this community near and dear because like you, Rob, like we've grown up. And Brendan, we've grown up on strictly, and that's why, like I said, I wanted to name this nostalgia. We've grown up on this. This is basically what we know. I can talk about this all day, all night. Whether
I
it's
learned
comics,
to read with comic books.
you know what I mean? With everything. Like, this is just basically my life. You know what I mean? A life that I've chosen, a life I embrace. And I actually have a platform. YouTube gives us a platform to really have these discussions, open discussions with everybody. So I really, really appreciate and cherish this. And again, like I told you, I would have never in a million years believed I would have Robert Meyer fucking Burnett on my show. Like,
But dude,
literally,
I'm just a dude. I'm just a guy.
nah,
you know?
bro. I don't. You don't get it. Like, you don't understand. It's not. It's just. I mean, even to have Justin on the show, even to
You're
have
big
Ryan on the show.
Starklighter.
Exactly, bro. Like, it's just wow.
That's
like,
true.
so
That's
It's
actually
funny though,
true.
because I kind of feel the same way about Justin. It was so
Yeah.
funny because my girlfriend and I was watching Justin for a long time, and we would even talk like him because I love his voice, I love his accent and everything, and I mean that I don't make fun of him. I love Justin's channel. I would watch all of his stuff religiously, and I remember telling Elizabeth, I go, "You're never gonna guess who I'm gonna stream with." she's like, who? I go, Justin Kane from Justin's Collection. And she's like, you are not. I go, no, I really am. I mean, he might as well have been Brad Pitt in our household. You know, and it's
Did
like,
you start like doing the voice and saying
I mean,
you're like, and
I'll
we'll
see
catch you in the next video. And then
I
she's
mean,
like,
I mean,
were you filming us?
It was so, and what, like, he doesn't. It's the same thing because he's a really nice, humble guy. Like, he doesn't. But it's really funny. Like, when I've tried to explain to people, like, when you stream, like when I do my show or observations, I'm sitting in an empty room.
yeah.
I mean, it's full of all my stuff, but there's nobody here.
Mhm.
And like right now, I'm talking into a green light,
Yeah.
and that's it. You know,
Yeah.
and there's, and when I do
There's no
my own
studio
show,
audience.
Yeah.
it's funny because you don't. I mean, you've got people sending super chats or tips, or they message you, and I read people's letters, and I feel like in my own mind, I try and connect myself to the audience. Like you try and remember, okay, and you have people that you know, like people come in, like I've met people like who I now stream with, and it's kind of like you have these friends that you know, but yet a lot of the time there's no connection. And I during COVID, I heard a lot of people say to me, you know, Rob, your streams got me through COVID or you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? But you're speaking into the ether.
Yeah.
And to stream with you guys, it's like, wow, there's people now.
Yeah, right.
You know, I can see people.
Exactly.
And
and to have these conversations,
we've seen in the last, you know, several months. I mean, there's the four of us that are here right now, but there's the, you know, Vinny and you know, the rest that come on, you know, for comic talk on Mondays. There's Justin, there's Ryan, you know, they're all the guys, you know, Dean and Mario and Zach and all the guys from Collecting Weekly. So there's like a community of like at least like 20 plus of us now that are constantly like streaming and having these discussions and stuff every week, you know, multiple nights that we didn't have before. And I think this last year in COVID has really kind of made these things much more in demand for ourselves, for like, you know, for the people in the chats. And so we've been able to develop, honestly, I think we've been able to develop a community on YouTube that is way better than anything that I've seen in a long time in the groups on Facebook. Because the chats are so much more positive. The conversations are fun. We're just, I mean, it's the equivalent of me just, you know, shooting the shit, you know, having beers with, you know, my buddies here in Boston, but we're talking about collectibles instead of, you know, whatever else. And being able to do that across the country and being able to do that across the country and across the world, you know, with Justin and stuff like that. It's definitely opened things up a lot more rather than, because it used to just be a lot of people were just kind of doing like solo streams, like a solo podcast or something. Now it's like you've got like 4 or 5 people on the same stream and you're actually having a conversation rather than just reading comments and then responding to like text comments.
I thought Leia was bringing back the award-winning segment for them.
I also
do 2 in one night.
I also think one of the interesting things about people who have specific interests, you know, when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends that were into genre entertainment or movies or comics. And so, I mean, I was a really social kid growing up. Like in high school, I was always very active. I had girlfriends and friends and partied and all that. But I also was really into like comics and Star Trek. But there was nobody so that part of my life was my own, and I would go to conventions by myself.
Yeah.
You know, I went to a lot of well, they're showing Star Trek 1, 2, and 3 in 70mm, and people are like, but there's a party tonight, and I'm like, yeah, I can't make it. And then what are you gonna do? I'm like, you know, I just can't make it because I'm going to see 3 Star Trek movies in 70mm. Like I couldn't tell anybody that.
I'd get drunk tomorrow night. Like,
you know, and now YouTube has provided a platform. Like you guys, we're all over the country.
Yeah.
You know, and we might not have ever met if it wasn't for
Midnight Metal with Dave. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there you go.
Let's go.
Always good suggestions from Kinky Sphincter.
You should come on to Midnight Metal.
Amazing
I mean,
I'm there, bro. You don't have to say a word.
Well,
I am there.
You should come on tomorrow night then. Come on with and I.
What time, bro?
Well, it's 3:00 in the morning your time.
I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. 3:00 in the morning. I am there. Don't say nothing. I don't give a. I'm there.
Okay.
Let's go.
Well, you'll come on tomorrow night. I don't. Or, actually, I don't know. In your time, it is tomorrow night, and it is tomorrow already. So today, fine. I'll bring you on. You and and we'll come up with a topic. I don't quite know what that topic is.
I am there. I am there with shiny boots, some coffee in my hand, with a bathrobe. Let's go.
There you go.
I will be sure to watch it on replay.
Let's
me
go.
too.
I am there.
I've got a wife and 2 kids, man. My ass is going to be in bed at 3:00.
Yeah, well, come on. I mean, take a nap.
Saturday. I'm off. I don't have to do nothing. My weekends are all cleared, so I'm good.
No, come on tomorrow. That'd be great.
I'm there. I am there. Watch the replay. You heard it. Tomorrow night, I will be on. Yes,
you'll be on Midnight Metal.
Midnight Metal with Dave and Rob.
Well, no,
let's go.
Tomorrow is on Midnight Metal.
Let's go. I'm
there.
So I'm there.
Yeah, and my you know, it's funny. I love to show this. So one of the things I love about 6 scale, people are like, what is that, Rob? Are you going to show us drugs? No, what I'm going to show you is I thought
he was about to do a line or something.
No, what I love about this is
just off the pop filter on the mic.
No, one day I was like, can you get 6 scale Red Apple cigarettes? Red Apple's what is in Quentin Tarantino's movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, there must be. So I did. So I ordered this. This is the most insane shit. So here is. These are. This is a. Let's see if I can get up a Red Apple. These are 6 scale Red Apple cigarettes. Let's see. I can pull it back. Right. So now here's the crazy part. You're gonna love this. This is the best.
Are there actual cigarettes in there?
Yes.
Who does that level of detail?
Oh my god.
Filtered?
Yes.
Holy shit.
I feel like I would break that. Oh
I know, right?
I'd be so nervous.
And
I need a 1/6 scale Zippo now.
So I think the guy that made, I mean, if you look at this, it's 2-sided. It's even got like a federal tax stamp, like in Beverly Hills Cop. Federal tax stamp. Very popular.
Surgeon General's warning.
Yeah, I mean, and so what I love is anything you can think of in 6 scale. I think the guy that made these was in Spain. And I just went on like eBay. Yes, you can buy 6 scale Red Apple cigarettes. I'm like, oh my God. And it comes with, by the way, in that pouch, there's like 8 cigarettes and they're different sizes, like smoked. So depending, so you can put them with any figure. Cause I love characters that have cigarettes, like 6 scale characters with cigarettes. And I mean, come on,
man,
that's cool.
The world we live in,
the world we live in.
I mean, for my Jazz Inc. Millennium Falcon cockpit here, I needed dice, and I didn't realize that the Alden Ehrenreich figure from Solo came with dice, but I didn't get that figure, so I'm like, is there a 6 scale Millennium Falcon dice? Well, yes, there is, and I ordered it and got it. And it's metal, and I will hang it from here, so I will have it in the
that's amazing.
Cockpit. So
you guys, again, thanks everybody for basically being here. Remember, tomorrow I will be on Midnight Metal at 3:00 in the morning, my time, 12:00. Rob's time, so I will be there. I'll make sure that I'm up. I don't go to bed anyway. I'm always up anyway. And then
You are, yeah. You're always messaging me at like 2 a.m.
Will too. Will be up and send me a message, and then he'll send me. You know what?
For
It's
sure.
nice. It's nice to get a message from Will in the morning.
Oh yeah, dude. That's the best part of waking up. Right?
Is Folgers in your cup?
That's
That's what they say, bro. That's
Man, I haven't seen a Folgers commercial in a hot minute.
Usually, if it's I send Leo a message, it's like, "Do you see this release? You see this?" Like it's something like enabling it.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
things
Each
I
other,
haven't
we
seen
need
in a
help.
long time: is a Folgers commercial and a Corbell commercial.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me address the chat real quick again. Say my good nights to everybody. Lynch Design. It's always good to have you, man. So blessed to have you here. Bob Dylan, my man. I get a nice little gift from him. He'll actually send it through probably later on tonight. Single songwriter. Yes, that is
He's already
3.
sent a couple.
He did. Single songwriter. It is 3 a.m. my time. Kinky Fingster. Yes, you already know. You'll see me. Definitely. Bloodsport. We have, let's see here. Joe Mama in the building. Love you, man. Let me see. Brian Hepburn. Iron Logan, man, I know you've been trying to get on this show for the longest, man. So you know what? Yes, I'm going to get you on this show. I'm going to send you an invite, and we will definitely get you on the show next week. So if you're still here, yes, you will be here. I invite everybody anyway.
Yeah.
Quavo,
I talked to him as
383. You know, definitely good to have you. Single songwriter. We got to get single songwriter on the show one of these days, bro.
He's got to play us a song.
He does got to play us a song. We have to
Yep.
definitely get him on the show. Linda, I know you were
Yeah.
here. Love you. Thank you for being here. John, Michael Jameer. We have Tobar, Louis Lebitz in the building. Who we have here? Let's just kind of go through a couple of them. It's so hard to go down. I only go. Mary Sullivan was here. Doc Smizzle, Andreas IB, DK in the building. So good. It's Bloodsport, definitely Bloodsport, man. It was good to have you here. He had me laughing on the whole night, just reading
Don't
his
forget
stuff.
Funky Cole Santa.
Funky Cold Santa. I love
Yeah.
that.
You know how much porn costs, you lying motherfucker.
Exactly. He knows. He
He
doesn't want to
knows.
admit it, but he knows. But again, like I said, it was good to have everyone here. KG, can you please come on this show, man? If you're out there, KG, if you can come on this show, put a thumbs up in the chat right now.
Oh, he
You
will.
actually-
He's coming on mine,
if
Leo,
you-
and you'll be.
If
on
you're
there,
going to
so.
come on the show, put a
That was
thumbs
an
up right
awkward
now,
sentence,
KG. I'm
Will.
not ending it until you say thumbs up right now.
After tonight's content. yeah.
Exactly. Oh, my man. Oh, yeah, there you go. OG fan with Star Wars with just Star Wars. But yeah, KG will be there. You go. That's
There
what I'm
he
talking
is.
about.
There he is.
KG, we will have you on the show. That's what I'm talking about. Good. But again, it's been a great show, everybody. Rob, well, yeah, we already know where you'll be. So, I'll see you tomorrow night.
You'll see me tomorrow night.
Yep.
Exactly.
Just
Will, what
follow
you got?
Leo because he's going to be stalking Rob. So wherever-
Everywhere.
Dude.
Exactly.
So where one, the other one is.
Will, what you got coming up, man?
So a stream Sunday, because we always do our Sunday show.
On Sundays,
Sunday.
yes.
I have no idea what we're going to talk about yet, so I have not posted it on StreamYard yet. But
Yeah.
I will, and we're going to figure something out. And if any of you guys want to come on, let me know.
Part two.
Yeah, definitely.
We should run it
definitely.
at some point. But yeah, so I'm gonna do live unboxings. Those are gonna be coming up in the future. So I got everything set up for that. So Rob, you ever want to come on for those? Let me know because there's gonna be
Absolutely.
plenty of Prime 1 statues. So
Well, that's I don't collect statues, but I love Prime 1 statues, so I would like
Right.
to see them.
yeah.
You know what?
oh, yeah.
Justin didn't collect statues either, but
Oh,
now
man.
he does.
Oh.
But now
Yeah,
he
I got him
does.
into them, and I take great pride in that.
I
So-
want the Evangelion. I was gonna get. I
Oh.
was gonna buy the Prime 1 Robotech Jurwalk mode statue. I had it on pre-order, and when it was time to get it, I'm like, where am I gonna put this? And I let it go.
Yes. See,
It's a commitment,
See-
price and space wise, but
See, Rob, okay, so I have I collect 1/6 scale, but I do have a lot of statues. I have the it's the Ventress. It was the actual it's actually
The
the Mythos
Mythos.
Ventress. Yeah.
Mythos,
Also
Ventress,
the
and Maul.
in Maul. I have Batman. I have a few of them. I have like a whole line of them that are actually up here. So this I'm very selective. I'm only
Yeah.
I don't collect. I don't just go in and just collect a whole line. I'm selective about the ones that I choose because if you go
Well,
down that
statues
road,
you have to be.
you have to.
yeah,
be,
you have to be
Too
extremely
expensive,
selective. So I don't really. I'm just like I'll get a couple of them and then I'll fade in and fade out when I can. But
And there's also going to be more video game live streams. Brendan, I know, and Lael were watching me and Optical play.
finally
So-
have my headset on its
You guys,
Yeah.
were getting beat like redheaded stepchildren.
We were, Rob. You got to
in
check
the
that
Last
out.
of Us
We were playing
faction.
Last of Us. We didn't win a single game.
You got screwed with your
Yeah, we
pants
lost
off.
every single game. Because like I told
Seriously.
Optical, like Last of Us, you can play party version or no party version. So if you play with people who are in parties, those guys mean business. They are
Yeah.
organized.
You got
they're
screwed
legit,
with your
like,
pants on, and then
And
they
Optical
were
and I
they were
suck.
tooling on you after you died. They were doing like
They were body
jigs
humping us
over
too,
you
yeah.
and stuff. I mean, it was one step shy of just pissing on your corpse.
Yeah, they did.
It was embarrassing.
We got to
You
play
guys-
Call of Duty though, all of us. So like, 'cause I got my
told you,
PlayStation
whenever-
headset.
Jump
so-
in. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we're gonna stream
Yo.
that. So and then obviously more video essays I'm gonna be doing. Obviously the movie reviews, so I still do those. So
Yeah.
so I'll
And
do all
then
those.
back for another segment next week, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I gotta figure out what to talk
so
about. I
so
always come up with
you
it the
have
day
to do
before.
a segment on the day that you get interviewed. So you have to do a segment.
Do I have to do a
on-
segment that day?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't, bro. Every time you're on, you got to do. What you mean? Do I have to
I'm
do a segment that day?
I'm,
You know?
I'm obligated to do a
Are
segment.
you
every-
serious?
Yeah, I
Hell
know.
yeah.
Well, it seems like the people like it, so you know,
They do
I want
like
to make
it.
the people happy, and
But
it's always
this
fun to do.
stipulation is that you have to go to Olive Garden first to get some bread and have it
Oh
on
hell,
the show that
dude!
day.
I've thought about it honestly because it would make a great prop for the show. It really would. Like, and Rob doesn't know about my love for Olive Garden yet, but
Oh no,
might
I've
know.
heard it. I've heard it.
Bro, I
keep
told
getting
you
your
that.
love for like. Look, there is some things to love about Olive Garden, but you know, when you go to Italian, don't you want to go to local Italian food where
Yeah,
it's not
preferably.
a chain restaurant?
I've
But,
been
look, I
telling
like.
them.
You know.
Look,
Dude, I'm
I've
in
been
Boston.
telling
We've
him.
got the North End, historic North End, with the best Italian food. Like
ever in
Olive
the world.
Garden. Like no.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
No,
going to compare
no.
to that, but you know,
Let's design since you guys got small.
we did. It was. Well, I told Optical he kept just hopping in randomly, and I was like, "You can't jump over there; you're gonna get shot." And he does.
Optical kept being like, he just shot me in the face. How
Yeah.
fucking rude was that? Like,
Well,
it's like,
Rob, too, I would
that's
also
kinda
try
part
to
of the
like
game.
in Last of Us,
Teabag.
you can they were teabagging us. In Last of Us, you can like try to execute someone. So I would try to do it, and I'd try to execute him, and someone would come and kill me instead. I'd be like,
You
"Damn it."
also, Optical was right next to you dying, and he's like, Will, heal me,
I let
heal
him
me.
bleed out,
And you were like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay, yeah. And then you ran in the other fucking direction.
Well,
You
because
ran-
there
he's
were
like,
guys
"You just
chasing
left
me.
me to
It's,
die."
it's fight or flight, dude. I was out of there. I was like, I'm not dying too.
No, that was straight bitch mode. You just hightailed it out. You left
Yo.
him to die.
Fuck off.
Yo,
He's on his own.
yo, he was out.
oh yeah.
Clearly.
Yo, but anyway, yo,
God
thank you
damn.
very much for everybody basically being here. Again, tune in Monday. We will have comic book talk with friends, another segment. Again, we will tackle the DC realm this time. We've been dealing with Marvel. We will tackle the DC realm on Monday, so stay tuned for that. Also, next Thursday, remember, next Thursday is going to be Uncivilized Scoundrels. That'll be the second Star Wars show. So yeah, that actually picked up and got some steam. We got some rave reviews off of that. I was so happy about that show. Anybody who wants to talk it, come on the show. You can. We always welcome the space. And yeah, Rob, I'm gonna have you back. Like seriously, like when well, a couple of shows anyway. But I'm gonna get you on here with Susan because I want you because she's a Star Trek freak. And
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm
Star
gonna,
Trek freak right up my alley.
Yeah, yeah. So
Bring
I'm gonna
it
get you
on.
guys on here. You'll actually have a ball and talk. But anyway, again, oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Max Effort Collector, Mr. Rowley. What do you have coming up next, motherfucker?
Oh. Fucking client shoots after client shoots. So that's been keeping me busy. And
Sounds
when I'm not
amazing.
filming with clients, I'm playing or you know, being a parent to my kids because I'm supposed to do that too. Playing Deathloop right now. Just
Okay.
enjoying my PS5. Deathloop is fun as shit. So I'm just trying to squeeze that in and read some comics whenever I can.
Okay. Well,
When
and-
does this Hot Wheel game come out for PlayStation? It's supposed to come out this month, right?
I thought it was October, but it might be.
Damn it, I need to get it. I haven't wanted to play it. Like Ghost of Tsushima, yes, but man, do I want to get that Hot Wheels game.
Oh, you know what else I need a 6 scale for? I just reminded the Greatest American Hero. I need a 6 scale.
Yes.
That would be great.
Come on,
William
Yes.
Cat.
With the missing case. You got to get that case too.
Yeah.
Man. Just have and hide it somewhere in the house and have him looking for it.
Yeah.
Flying around, we can't learn how to fly. You never watched that show, did you, Will?
Nope, I'm just here for support.
Oh my god.
That's it. I'm just here to help you guys live your dreams.
Will, we're gonna get you on some of this nostalgia, bro. We're gonna take you back.
Bro, yeah, you guys got to get me on
We
this.
gotta get you on it.
I was born in 91, man. I don't know.
You know what?
Shit.
Hey, Rob, you know what we have to do, bro? We got to pull out some of our like classic 80s nostalgia and do a watch-a-thon and have him on just to watch it. We got to do something like that, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. You know, I've got a movie I'm going to start you with.
What?
It stars Ultron, Iron Man. Let's see who else is in it. And Ultron, Iron Man, and Tia from Escape from Witch Mountain, and Olivia Barish, the girlfriend from Repo Man. Yeah. And it was directed by Fritz Kirsch, who directed Children of the Corn, and it is called, wait for it, Tough Turf.
Tough Turf. Interesting.
Now that sounds like a porn.
No, Tough Turf. Let me tell you, it is the greatest B movie you'll ever see. It's an LA gang movie from the 80s that seems like it has the sensibilities of a 50s gang movie because it's kind of sweet, but it's got James Spader and Robert Downey Jr. in it, and you will not believe it.
Yes. See, Will, you do. See, that's the thing. Will does movie reviews. It's not just about. You got to go back and go to some nostalgia, bro. You got to review some nostalgia, bro.
Some older stuff. So
you'll do a review on the entire
older stuff for you is like
Academy
87.
series.
Yeah, older, 87's like old for me.
Yeah, come on,
for
man.
sure.
We're
Talking to
talking
the Navigator.
85.
I've done some older stuff. I did review Citizen Kane once, so that's pretty old to me.
Everybody reviews Citizen Kane, though, bro.
We're gonna watch Tough Turf. You're gonna be
Tough Turf.
Tough Turf is
Tough Turf.
awesome.
Tough
It's
Turf.
awesome.
You got to do Short Circuit, right? Some classic Steve Guttenberg. Rock and Roll High School.
When we are done with you, Will, you're gonna do lines live on the show, bro. Straight up.
You, Rock and Roll High School lines. That's what you need.
I also reviewed Rob on though, and you guys probably know Strangers on a Train. I also reviewed that.
Strangers on a Train.
Yeah.
Strangers on a Train is great. Throw Mama from a Train, also great.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Like
Robert Downey Jr. and Ultron have been in a couple movies. Less Than Zero. I'm sure you've seen Less Than Zero.
Oh man, come on now. I got the book right there. First.
You never seen Less Than Zero, bro?
No, I don't know what that is.
Dude, I have first edition hardcover of Less Than Zero.
What is Less Than Zero? I don't know what that is.
Bro, that is one of Robert Downey Jr.'s most memorable performances. Like, I mean, Academy Award winning type
Freddie
of performance.
Come on, man.
Is it as good as Tropic Thunder?
It's better.
Dude,
in my opinion, it's better.
Have you seen
That
Kiss Kiss
performance
Bang Bang?
was. What do you say?
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
No, I haven't seen it.
Wait, single songwriter in the chat says The Warriors. Have you seen The Warriors?
Have you seen The Warriors?
Oh.
Come on, man.
No.
I have Mezco's 1/12 tin box of the Warriors figure.
Yes,
okay.
bro.
Rob just went gangster on that. He's like, I have Mezco.
I got 12 scale, man. Come on.
Come on,
You don't
son.
know The Warriors
bro?
are one of the greatest movies ever made.
Ever made.
Yep,
Ever made.
classic.
Although it's hard to get the original version.
You've definitely seen clips from it. You've definitely seen clips from it. By the way, September 27th. That's Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Okay.
Oh, that's next week.
Okay,
or 2
there we
weeks.
go.
Yeah, that's
Dude.
not bad at all.
Now look, what we have before us. We have the Sorensens sitting next to the Jones Street Boys. We've
Exactly.
got the Moon Runners right by the Van Cortlandt Rangers.
Yes.
Nobody is wasting nobody. And that is a miracle. And miracles was the way things was meant to be.
Exactly.
Look what we have before you. 9 delegates from 100 gangs. And there's over 100 more. 60,000 soldiers. 40,000 counting affiliates and 20,000 more. Or I missed it. I messed it up. Anyway.
That was very good.
That
was a
was
very good monologue.
crazy.
Enjoyed it.
Bro, you have to watch this. That's another one we got to add. We're going to have a bunch of watch-a-thons with you, bro, because we need to
He
get
only
you up.
just recently watched 89 Batman.
Yeah, I did. I enjoyed it.
We got to catch you up, bro.
It's not like my favorite Batman, but I liked it. It was pretty good.
We got to catch you up, bro.
We got to, first of all, you got to know who Cyrus is.
Yes, you do.
You know who he's the leader of the biggest gang in New York.
Yeah.
I know Cyrax.
The
from
Gramercy
Mortal Kombat.
Riffs.
I knew you were going to go there, Will. I knew
Yeah.
you were going Mortal Kombat there.
But I
Have you
don't
seen
know
The Last
Cyrax.
Dragon?
Dude. Show
You never seen The Last
I don't
Dragon.
think so.
Show enough, bro, and Bruce
Glow,
Lee, bro.
man.
You've
Bruce
never
Leroy?
seen Show
You
Enough
got
the
the
Shogun.
No.
And by
See,
the way,
Will.
Bruce Lee was like a little bit before my time.
I gotta
so.
correct you
Come on.
guys.
No,
It's
Bruce
actually
Leroy.
Barry.
Oh,
Gordy's
Bruce
the
Lee.
last-
Barry
I said
Gordy.
Bruce Lee.
It's in
Just
Vanity
clear.
in that movie.
Dude.
Vanity, bro.
Speaking of Vanity, have you ever seen Never Too Young to Die?
Yeah.
With
That
Vanity,
sounds really
John
familiar,
Stamos, George
Yeah.
Lazenby, and Gene
Yeah.
Simmons as the hermaphrodite villain.
Yep.
I don't think so, but that sounds really familiar. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Bro,
Gene Simmons is-
these are classics, bro.
Yeah.
These are classics,
Will, you
bro.
have to watch The Last
I have
Dragon.
them. I have.
It's-
You know what? I still
Ernie
have the
Reyes Jr.
VHS
when he
tapes
was a
of these
kid?
movies, bro.
VHS. Yeah, I still have some VHS.
I have the
tapes,
VHS. I got them on Laserdisc. I still got these shows, bro. Come on, man.
That's
I
crazy.
would send them. What Laserdisc you can't, but still, we'll have a
Y'all
watch
give me some
on.
homework right now. How am
Yeah,
I going to
we
do
are.
this? Make a
Dragon
segment
was
every
like-
week?
The Last
Come on,
Dragon was
bro.
back in the day when Ernie Reyes Jr. was a little kid, back around the time he did like Red Sonja
Yeah.
and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
come on, like you got to
Come
watch
on,
The Last
bro.
I don't know
Dragon.
if I could do all that and maintain the dating life that I have. So
That would improve your dating life. Come on, man.
Dude,
Seriously.
You're gonna swipe left, and you're gonna have so much knowledge you won't even know what to do with it.
Exactly.
true.
You'll
Rob makes a great
you'll
point.
regale your partners with your '80s movie knowledge, and they'll be
Exactly.
like, "Oh my God, how do you know so much?
Exactly,
right, you're
bro.
so attractive. Wow.
Take me home, now.
Bro, listen.
80s
Rob's
nostalgic
got the
movie
right idea. I
trivia,
like this.
panty dropper.
Will, my daughter was born in 1999, and she knows every film that I speak of.
Well, yeah, because you
Every.
trained her. You trained
Little,
her.
what year were
You're
you
right.
born?
91.
Holy shit! You
I'm
could
30.
be his daddy.
Babyface.
First of all, Will,
daddy?
here's a movie you need to know.
Who's
It's the
daddy,
greatest
Ryan?
one-night stand movie ever. It's called Two Moon Junction. Don't even just invite a lady over and say, "Hey, I got this crazy friend. He tells me about 80s movies, and he told me about this movie called Two Moon Junction, and he said watch it with a girl because she'll understand, and then put it on." Two
Yes.
Moon Junction.
Two Moon
don't
Junction, okay.
don't even ask. Just watch it.
I was
And
thinking of
follow
watching The
9.5
Room with her.
weeks.
But
Well, it was directed by Zalman King, who wrote 9.5 Weeks.
Mhm.
Just saying. See, I've already given it up. Already given it up.
You did.
Will, we're going to
saying.
educate you, Will.
All right,
Seriously,
educate me, dudes.
by the time we are done, you're going to just be like, you know what? Thank you for the education. Thank you for every film that you've actually pointed me towards, and you'll love us for it, bro.
Oh
Trust
yeah.
me.
I mean, we could do a whole movie called The Education of Will-Foxification.
Exactly.
Hey,
That rolls
hey,
off
hey.
the
No,
tongue.
see,
Edification.
that
Edification.
needs to happen. Yes, because Will, you're the self-professed like movie buff, and like you love movies and stuff.
Right.
But there's like this plethora. See, Three Amigos. There's this plethora of film content that you've yet to fully
Yeah,
experience.
For sure.
That you need to get into. You need to go back and you need to watch Howard the Duck. Okay, you need to watch Rock and Roll High School. You need to watch all the Brat Pack movies, St. Elmo's Fire. Like
You need to watch
Come
Repo
on.
Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
the original Candyman.
What was the one the high school like coming of age that had Sean Penn in it?
Fast Times.
Fast Time
Yeah.
at Ridgemont
I
High.
reviewed that.
Holy. He's
Sean
having
Penn in
pizzas
it.
delivered to the
And I
classroom.
remember that. I reviewed also American Graffiti, which was George Lucas actually.
Yeah, that was 1973.
That was good.
Nicely
Yeah.
done.
I'm assuming
son.
you've seen Dazed and Confused.
No.
Have you ever seen
Are you
Last
fucking
American?
kidding me?
Listen, Will.
What?
Have you
Ben
ever seen?
Affleck's great turn as the villain.
Will, have you seen Last American Virgin?
No, I don't know what that is.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a humble brag.
Damn.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
Nice,
That took a
nice.
second, but okay, I got you.
I
There
don't know
we
what
go.
that is.
Oh, I can't believe all these that
That
you
was not
haven't-
intentional, but I'll take it, Rob.
I can't believe all of these that you haven't seen.
Yeah,
Some
there's a lot of
classic-
older movies I haven't seen.
Gentlemen, I have to go feed my dogs.
I have to go
Yes.
feed myself.
That's not
We're
a
gonna-
euphemism.
I'm
I
gonna
actually
feed
have
myself.
2 dogs I have to go
I'm gonna
feed.
go to
We're that's what I'm saying.
to
Anyway,
feed my brain.
everybody, thank you for actually coming and attending tonight. Thank you for being on the show again. I will be on tomorrow's night, Midnight Metal with Rob. I cannot wait. I'm glad for the invite. But again,
We
I say
almost hit 4 hours tonight, by the way. guys. I
Almost,
just wanna point out,
almost.
we almost hit 4
But if you haven't already, subscribe to
Springsteen
everybody's
concert.
channel, everybody's Instagram, and we will see you guys next week or whenever. We love you. Let's go.
Say what?